All right, all right, all right. What's up, folks? We are live. We are live. Let's get into this topic of conversation. And this deals with the school opening of your boy, Dr. Umar Johnson. Yes, indeed. He has stated that the school is open and ready for your PhD level education. And my question is, would you allow your children to receive an education from Dr. Umar? Would you allow your kids to go from grades 1 through 12 being educated under the curriculum of Dr. Umar, or would you rather your child receive a public education, or do you want them to go to Dr. Nfumbe Umatande, better known as Dr. Umar? Is this where you want them to go? Like, I want to know what the curriculum is. My answer is hell to the no. And I'm a dude who is super pro black, believe in learning the history of black folks. But what is it that Dr. Umar is going to be teaching these kids? Is there going to be anything in advanced type education, anything dealing with the STEM level of academics? It's going to be dealing in the advanced levels of or like a magnet level of mathematics. Is going to be a higher level of English, being writing, speaking, uh, 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 you name it. Are the kids going to be receiving that kind of language? I mean, that kind of education, or is this going to be strictly about him pushing off revisionist narratives as it relates to history? Is that's what's going to be taught? Because I want to know, where do you use that? Were kids able to go and find jobs off of this type of divisive education that Dr. Umar is out here to teach? Because some people go a little bit too extreme, a little bit too far when they want to push things to step away from white man's society, and you get to a point to where you become the white man while trying to exist and utilize his resources and what you is in the way in which you look at the system. Like, so I think that's the crazy part. And then the fact that young ladies aren't allowed to attend this school. So this is something that this dude, not only does he have racial restrictions or divisions, there's also the gender-based restrictions and divisions amongst the teaching, the philosophies of Dr. Umar, in the way in which Dr. Umar wants to structure his system. And I think that's crazy, because women are allowed to make these donations. Women make up a great part of Black society. Women are great contributors to Black society. And then how do you develop them if they don't coexist? And I think that's the crazy part. Like, his intentions are great. I think the ideal of a school is great, rather than building a liquor store, building a clothing store, any of that. Is the fact that he goes out here for education. But where is this education to be utilized at? How far ahead does the kids who attend this particular type of schooling, how far do they go? And then what happened if you get a kid, say there's parents, because there are white kids that are raised inside of black communities. So what happens when a black parent raising a white child wants to send their kid to a Dr. Umar institution? What happened when the Snow Bunny has her little mixed race kids? Those kids get to attend, or do you deal with where this school ends up being investigated? The you know the not even the accusations, because it's almost openly where this dude is really out here pushing off kind of a racial discrimination, and where he can run himself into legal claims over that. When you really don't have to push that, because you're going to deal with a lot of times where whites may not want to be in this type of setting. They don't feel comfortable in this type of setting, being this type of teaching that's being pushed. But for how long does this shit last before it becomes disastrous? And how much history can you teach before it becomes an unneeded tool? It's always great to learn history, know about the past, so you don't repeat what happens in the present. But how far can you go with this shit that Dr. Umar talks? And I don't think Dr. Umar has taken the steps to even think about that his goddamn self of where do we go, where do we leave the kids, or is this just something off of what is in Dr. Umar's head, what Dr. Umar wants to teach about Pan Africanism, and has he thought it out about what and how is it to be beneficial to the youth that are attending this school? How do the parents view it once the first semester comes around? They're speaking with their kids. What have their kids learned? And then as time moves on, as the kids advance through the stages of grades, are they getting ahead in the system and where things are graded and to place you in your advancement for a potential career? Do these kids begin to fall behind and just are behind everybody, but they just full of a lot of this particular type of history and ignorant to everything else that exists in the world? So those are some of the challenges I think he had faced as, once the school is open, because the school hasn't opened. Haven't seen no update about him loading a video about how the inspection went. None of that. I know boxing says pure black kids, says forever snow bunnies, mixed kids, never. Yeah, this gonna be Dr. Umar once that school opens up and he begins to see black enrollment fall off and the need for money. This will be Dr. Umar in about a year or so. That's a little Mark Summers in that motherfucker with his little sister and shit. So that's really what's going to end up turning into Dr. Umar's academy. So once enrollment for black youth begins to kind of dwindle away, then him looking to open this school for for females to attend, and that number begins to drop off. He's going to have to start tapping into the snow bunny population. The snow bunnies looking for black romance and start allowing their kids to come there, and for him to receive his Cash App donations, which is what I see when I'm watching the videos lately. I've been going across some of his videos after seeing this announcement. He does a lot of asking for donations. He needs the donations all the damn time. And I'll be like, that is some wild ass shit. It's just a constant panhandling going on with him. But you can only rely on, the resources of the people for so long. They want to see tangibles. And I don't think the tangibles have kind of been displayed. Think it's taken a long time, so it's like you're gonna have to tap into other resources. So one thing is real dumb to limit how vast your pool for resources are when you kind of make these type of limitations on who you are to bring in and who can attend is some of the craziest shit. And when you look at this school ain't in a heavily populated black fucking community. Because like I said, a while ago, I've seen white kids out there playing with a bunch of the black kids in that neighborhood. And then it's in Delaware as well. Pittsburgh D says salute, says he's supposed to be only teaching black boys. Says we don't know what grades he's teaching, says nor his staff and credentials. Is Umar the principal and administrator? And that's another thing I didn't even factor in, that he may run into issues with that. Of are these people certified? Where their credentials come from? Their background checks. You have to run background when you're dealing with kids. So what is the background of these administrators and other staff related people being the teachers? And is Dr. Umar able to pay these folks? Who will want to go in there and work? Or he's going to try to get this on a voluntary basis? Or is he going to look to the system to give him grants? Is he going to have somebody write grants to try to see if he can seek government assistance? But guess what? Trump ain't about to goddamn sign off on that shit. Especially with this kind of school. He cutting everything out. They got some black related shit in it. So I can see a further delay in the opening of the school because money is needed like a motherfucker. Money is super essential to this dude trying to do it off of the generosity of the people, and it's only going to be so long for the people to accept that. But I would love to see what the first class look like. I want to see what's on it, what's the curriculum, the way it's being delivered to the kids, the way in which these kids are able to use this, how far advanced do these kids go, and is it just history? It cannot just be history. This would be like a worthless fucking program if all you teaching black kids is some damn history of some ancient shit, but you don't provide them with mathematics. You don't provide them with anything related to the tech world, computer software, engineering, electricity. You ain't providing them with financial courses, none of that shit. Then it is purposeless for any kid to be attending this goddamn school. I can see if it being an after school program, maybe a week program, and you're going to teach this history. But as we evolve inside of a global system, that economies are all connected, you have to teach these kids how to be more advanced than their counter fucking parts, whether it's from the next county over to the next state, wherever else, to the other side of the damn world. These kids have to be competitive. These people have to be advancing, trying to stay ahead of the damn of the future and intercepting the future at the right time, like a shot to the damn moon. Ensuring you're launching at a particular point in time and rendezvousing as you cross in your damn orbits. And that's really what it has to be. And I don't think Dr. Umar has planned any of that shit out. I know Box says Mark Summers is mad, says because his ex-wife gave $500 of his child support check to Dr. Umar for a dinner date. For real. That's probably what no, Mark Summers ain't got no hoes. He up there got a blow up doll and shit, so he can't send a blow up doll. But I wish nothing but success for Dr. Umar. But I'm really wondering what the curriculum for this school is going to look like. And because and this the other crazy thing is he talks about this school and its development, the rehabbing of this facility. You're never seeing any other officials that's supposed to be working the school. You don't see anybody else related to the school as he, I guess he comes to a conclusion of everything to where he can start this grand opening. Now, who's going to teach there? What are their salaries going to look like? And they may want to ensure that the money is there, that the money sits off in some old offset ass account or money that's managed by like a payroll management type company, like some ADP type shit, to ensure that their fucking wages are going to be delivered at the proper time, and that this dude really has the money that sits there in the bank and ain't money that he's using to fund his extravagance in life. Like hell no. I just don't see how this shit's gonna pan out the more that I look at this shit. And then the other thing is, are people willing to send their goddamn kids to this shit? Because I know I wouldn't. I'd rather my kids go to a regular public school, magnet school, something STEM related, versus to just be taught history. I don't even want my kids in school learning history about the white society all damn day. I want them to learn advanced shit that's gonna provide them, and maybe they can start their own companies or things like that, go into business for themselves, but it's something that they're advancing themselves. Something where they can look around the world, seeing where things are headed, and providing people with a product or maybe a service that nobody can match. And then, or maybe they can build companies and sell companies off and shit. Patricia Shelton in the building says salute. And then Bougie says, what's up to myself in the chat. But yeah, so that's what it's about. And it's wondering if Dr. Umar is going to be providing that type of education for the kids, so that these kids become world leaders, not in just blah, blah, blah. He say, she say, whitey this and whitey that, black power and all this other shit. Is that he's ensuring these kids are becoming advanced, having the tools and the knowledge to outcompete every individual that is out here in the world as we compete for fucking finances, as we compete for fucking wealth. Not to be cutthroat, but just to be advanced in knowledge. And all the advancement and what people are talking about having advanced knowledge, and all you can teach is historic shit or made up ancient shit. That shit ain't about to get you fucking nowhere. Ain't about to get you nowhere. Pittsburgh T says, will colleges accept the curriculum? That's the other thing. Is this school accredited to where you can roll over what you've been educated by Dr. Umar to some other university? And I doubt any other university will take this shit. I doubt that an HBCU will want to take kids from this shit if they ain't seen what kind of shit he's teaching. And who knows? He's going to be confrontational when it comes to that kind of shit, the aspects on that. Or maybe he's teaching all this shit. It's just that they don't want to teach white American history. when it comes to history part of the curriculum, maybe he's just teaching the Pan African side of it. And he says it is private, says meaning no government funds, says that's the only way he can says that's the only way he can only teach black boys. What is that word? It says black boys, says bounce I don't know, says all right, that's supposed to be once. So once he receives federal funds, says he can't exclude other races and genders. And ultimately, that's what it's going to come down to. But guess what? When they open it to all races and gender, ain't nobody going to go to that shit. And what they'll probably do is vote that they remove this nigga. That's what's going to happen. And guess what? He can't sell this shit. He'll end up penniless if this shit falls apart. He wouldn't be able to sell this. Patricia Shelton says he finally opened his school. Says, and where is it? Out there in Delaware. Somewhere out there in Delaware. Matter of fact, let me pull that shit up on the map. Let me see if I can find this shit. It's in Wilmington. Is Delaware? Yeah, Wilmington, I think it's Delaware. I think that's where it's at. Let me see if I can find this shit on the map. It's called FDMG Academy. Oh, it popped up when I typed in the maps. So let me see. Frederick Douglass Academy. It pops up on the map. Wait, I know this can't be it. Wait, is this it? Or is he copying somebody else's shit? There's already a damn Marcus Garvey Academy and shit. He probably stealing these people's shit. Hold on. Because the other ones sit off the damn water and shit. Because I thought he was saying this is going to be the first school named after Frederick Douglass, and he was paying honor, like this is the first time a school been named after you, grand cousin or whatever he calls him now. And I was talking to Terrence Bailey earlier. I should have told him I was going to do this damn topic. And let me see. This ain't the damn school. Wait, this ain't this shit. This Adam Clayton Powell Boulevard. Adam Clayton Powell is a legendary ass person for those who don't know who he is, out of Harlem. So this got to be, if this Adam Clayton Powell Jr. Boulevard, this got to be New York. This is New York. Yeah, it says New York. This is in Harlem or some shit. Yeah, Harlem, the Harlem River right there. Yeah, this ain't no goddamn first school dedicated to Frederick Douglass. This fool lying on that shit already. Hold on, this ain't popped up. Frederick Douglass. Let me try this shit. I was amped up for him. I thought about to say that this fool was on the damn Google Maps shit. Let me see. Marcus Garvey Academy. Let me see. Nope, it's just showing this New York one. Oh, let me type in here and get the address so we can show the area. I want to also pull up a demographics search of the surrounding area. Hold on. So, nope, that was a failure. So that's in Harlem. Let's see. The FDMG Academy. Let's see where your location at, Dr. Umar. Hold on. DelawareBlack.com. And this is from last year. Everything is a delay on his shit. Let's find this location. Let's zoom into the neighborhood. See what the neighborhood looks like. See what the income base of the neighborhood is. See, does he have the potential to become successful? Because it's going to be based off of community needs. It's going to be based off community resources. FGM Academy address. Here we go. Give me 1 second. I'll pop this in here in one hot second. And make sure this ain't that New York City one again. Let's see. Freddie Douglass. Okay, here we go. The address is a fucking P.O. box. Oh, he don't even got a damn address for the physical location. It's a P.O. box. Let's see. Or maybe they use P.O. boxes out there in Delaware or some shit. Let's see. Nope, this is some bullshit. This is some straight up bullshit. Let me see. Do anybody know the address of this shit? So no, that didn't pop up. Come on, Dr. Umar. Well, I know it's a physical building, so it got to pop up somewhere, but he's The actual physical location is hidden. Nothing popped up for that. He got for the street address is a P.O. box here. That don't work. Let's see. Oh, he probably don't want people pulling this shit up on this Zoom shit is what that is. That's what this shit is. Let's see. Current address. Okay, I found something right here. Let's see. Let's see. Somebody type it in. Let's see. Where's your physical school location at, homie? So here goes the curriculum. Curriculum has yet to totally reveal, so nothing on curriculum. Uh, Nothing. I'm trying to let me see if I click on the picture here if it'll bring me to the ground. Nope, it doesn't. So nope, that's no good. The area looks abandoned because once I pull the location up, I can pull up. Once I pull the location up, I can pull up other little demographic related shit to what the community makeup is, what community income is, who employs the people, because all those things are important factors on that type of shit. Let me see, Delaware. Yeah, then this fool's school doesn't even have a address or a location where I can find this shit. Let's see, plans for Delaware school, seeing old articles. Okay, I found it. Here it is. Here it is. It's 610, 611, East Delaware. All right, let me see. Let's see. Here we go. Let's check this one out. Let me type this in real quick. See how does this work. All right, bam. Here we go. Here we go. Let's get this joint up here. So now we are on location. Let's see what the community looks like. Let me see. This is called, what area is this called? This is called, so I can pull it up. So this is in Jessup H or Jessup Fletcher Brown. Because I'm gonna pull up something I want to get in Wiki. Want this actual neighborhood. So Fletcher Brown. Smooth this over, then I'll go on the ground here. So this is the Fletcher Brown Boys and Girls Club. Let me see. H. Fletcher Brown Boys and Girls Club. H. Fletcher Brown Boys Club. All right, let's see. This is in the city of Wilmington, Delaware. So let's try Wilmington. I want the actual neighborhood. So let's go Wilmington, Delaware, and get the actual makeup. So Wilmington, to me, I know all on that east, everybody, well, I know a person like me being from the west will assume that this is majority of a white location, all those states, but there's pretty decent black populations around there. So let's see this section where he's at. Let me go ahead and find this back on the map. This section will be called, because I see something on the thing. Let's see, Brandywine Village. Let me go back in my search, see if I see Brandywine Village. Yep, I do see Brandywine Village. So I see Brandywine Village. It has, so here it is, North Brandywine Village neighborhood. Says approximately 225 homes in northern Wilmington. Says it was started in the 1930s. The street and the neighborhoods are named after famous American and English authors. Let's see, they got some Howard Correctional Institute, so it's near some kind of prison. So some kind of prison is over here. Let's see, Ninth Ward. So projects, we go over here in the other demographics and go into the economy. So there's 70,000 people in there. Racial makeup, 26% white. Majority is black. So 55% black. Let's go over here. So a good portion of the population is black. The state of Delaware is the number one employer, followed by Christina Care. So I guess it's Medical University of Delaware, Amazon. Yeah, the black people ain't doing shit. Let's see what black unemployment is. Is this the majority of the city? Let me see. Yeah, the whites probably make up the majority of the economics. Blacks are 58%, whites are 32. Let's see. Age distribution, 24%, blah, blah, blah. 32,000. So it's poverty. So it's poverty driven area and shit. So it says per capita income says for the city was 24,000, 27% of the population, and 24% of families, or 25% of families were below the poverty line. 45% of those under the age of 18 and 16 percent of 65 or older says were living below poverty. So it's a very poor ass place that he's bringing his school to. Very poor ass place. And I'm pretty sure a majority of the people working in some of the higher income paying jobs are not black. So he's a fool for that shit. But where's this school at? Hold on, let me go back to the ground. So this is our school area, and there's probably a reason why this building that was a school or someplace for education was shut down. They closed this shit down to not even provide these people over here with any goddamn thing. They end up shutting this shit down, which is crazy. So it's over here by this Fletcher Park. And like I said, when I was watching the damn video where he was outside this school where they broke into it, I was seeing a neighborhood with black and white kids. Let me see what some of these homes look like. Because that's the one thing he don't do is go around it. They ain't even got a playground at this motherfucker. Hold on, man. What the fuck this school look like? Let's see. This ain't too bad. Yeah, this ain't too bad. But it's a reason the school shut down. Or maybe there ain't a lot of kids over here. Go some apartments. Make sure ain't no liquor stores around here. Let's see. What is this? Oh, liquor store, best liquor. So yeah, they got a bunch of drunks in this motherfucker. Liquor store right here around the corner from a school. So right around the corner from this nigga's school is a liquor store. Neighborhood drunks. Oh, wait, hold. He's separated by his school is this liquor store right here. The back of his school, or one of the buildings to the school, is right here. Drug-free school zone, so they gotta tell the people to stay off of drugs. So that's why the school shut down. These niggas over here junkies. It's about Junkieville and shit. The junkies keep this shit kind of neat. But where's the school ground? Is this part of his campus? Wait a minute. There's another fucking school across the street. So this school, is this a school? Reed's Refuge Center. So there's some kind of other school. So he's gonna be competing with these fools unless he gets this shit too. I don't think he thought this shit out. Let me see. And where do the kids play at? Yeah, this can't be a real school. And then there's a bunch of undeveloped land back here.
Maybe the refugee center.
He's a
The refugee center is probably refugee center.
No, not refuge. I don't know why they call it. I'm gonna research it.
Maybe it's refugee kids.
Yeah, that'd be all bad. Yeah, it says this is the new Moyer Academy. This is permanently closed. Matter of fact, let's find out what the hell the reason behind this. The new Moyer Academy. What the fuck happened at the new Moyer? The new Moyer Academy. What happened at this shit? Let's see what's the scoop on the Moyer Academy. What happened to this? All right, so Delaware Department. This is from 2014. So let me see what happened with this. This is a report from 2014. about what happened to this school that Dr. Umar has decided to buy. What happened? What happened? Oh, you didn't fall or nothing, right? All right. Huh? Oh. For how long?
Until tomorrow.
Okay, forget it. All right, so let me continue to go around here. So I'm gonna find out why this school closed. So let's go down here. So yeah, this don't look cool at all. So this is the building that he's always at. There's no playground at this shit. He done painted the stone black, red, and green on his African shit. So here we go around here. I don't know if this belongs or this is just a park. So I don't know if that belongs to his school. Never see him there. Huh?
Never mind.
This good? What is this? A parking lot? Let me see. Nope, this is a boys and girls club. So this ain't even his shit. So his kids, ain't no kids gonna want to go to this shit. Little rinky dink park over here. So let me go into why this school is shut down. So let's go into the Moyer closure. So let's see what happened with the closure of the Moyer school. So I'm seeing something about a history of instability. So this nigga gonna face the same problems. Let's see. Let me see which article is better. All right, so this other article, this first one I got. So this is why I love doing these live streams. I love doing these kind of lives. So let's go into this one. Figure out what's the history of this facility. The facility look whack. I wouldn't want to go to that shit. No playground. So Delaware Department of Education closes Moyer Academy, which is where he's at. Says, and this article is back from 2014. So this building has been closed. What would that make? This building has been closed for 12 years. So that's probably why he's doing all that rehab and shit. It shit just sat there for 12 goddamn years. And so it says the department the Delaware Board of Education voted unanimously to revoke the charter of the Moyer Academy on Thursday. Education Secretary Mark Murphy said he agrees with the Charter School Accountability Committee's recommendation to shutter the Maurice J. Moyer Academic Institute due to poor academic performance. So the kids weren't learning shit. So very, very poor performance. So they said, "Nah, we can get y'all up out of here. We'll move y'all over to the back burner. Them kids can go to some other schools over there." It says the high school serves about 200 students in one of Wilmington's economically deprived neighborhoods. And there you see why it's a liquor store at the end of the fucking school. So it's economically depressed neighborhood, just like I was reading when looking up the demographics and economics of the city. The blacks ain't getting none of these jobs and shit. So it's one of Wilmington's economically deprived neighborhoods. Says a report released by the Accountability Committee in August showed only 23% of the students passed the state reading exam. Wow. And just 10% passed math. Wow. He's gonna run into the same shit. He's gonna run into the same shit. So these the things that teaching just pan African history ain't gonna fucking help. Says here's a quote. Says the academic performance and the trends the school has shown has shown cause for action. Murphy says while the public records makes clear the school's dedication to improvements, my decision must be based upon evidence, not intentions. In July, Wilmington native Keenan Dorsey signed on to lead the school as the ninth principal. And wow, this motherfucker done ran through 9 principals in 3 years. This is the ninth principal in 3 years. As a former school counselor, Dorsey said he has a better understanding of the social issues such as student homelessness and lack of parental involvement, says that affects academic. This is what he's about to receive if he is taking kids from out of this damn area. These are some of the challenges that Umar is going to face that I hope, rather than him jumping out here, if his intentions is really to improve a situation for the kids, that he chooses to pick a school in the area where a school has failed. And on top of that, a charter school has failed. So let me see. So they say that there's student homelessness, there's a lack of parental involvement with these kids, and they said that affected the performance. Says his leadership was warmly welcomed. Says in the school officials say students have shown improvements in attendance and participation this school year. Dorsey said he wasn't given enough time, says, to make any significant changes. The decision was based off last year. Says even he, meaning Murphy, acknowledged that the efforts that we're putting forth are really good. Says, but it seems like the Department of Education cannot forgive last year. Dorsey, let me skip past Dorsey's quotes. The House of Instability says this isn't the first time Moyer's charter has been on the chopping block. Says a Wilmington-based charter school opened in 2006 as the Maurice J. Moyer Academy, says, but was closed by the state in 2010 because of poor performance and the lack of qualified teachers. It received a new charter in 2012 and reopened as the new Maurice J. Moyer Academy. The administration changed the school's name again last year, says, when it attempted a major overhaul. It says the school is set to close at the end of the academic year. So this is a challenge faced in this fucking area already. And the school doesn't look good. Nothing looks good about this damn school. Let me see if I can pull up something in here. The new J. Let me try and see somebody added something on here on Wiki. New J. Wait, what was that? Maurice. Damn, why did I read that? Erase that. Hold on. Let me 1 sec. Let me find something else. So this school has been closed, open, changed the name on it, close it again. So Maurice J. Academic Institute. And give me 1 second. So there's student homelessness. And this is supposed to be a high school. So kids that are homeless there, kids that only read at a fucking very low level. That shit is crazy, man. Yeah, so this dude about to face all type of challenges if he ever gets the school open, which is a school that's sat dilapidated for all these damn years. Let me see. All right, nobody wrote nothing on Wiki. I got one more article. Let me see if there's anything significant in it. Said Moyer supporters said the fight is not over, considering lawsuits. This is back in 2014 article here, just seeing what kind of information is in it. Let me see if they bring up Moyer's leader also pointed out that parents chose to send their children to Morris because they were unhappy traditional schools. All right, let me read this one. I'm gonna pull up one more article of the same school that he has chosen to provide, this possible education opportunity for the community, which is the deprived community. So this says more to close into the school year. It says after more than a year of warning, Secretary of Education Murphy, we read all that Thursday, revoked the Maurice J. Moyer Academic Institute's charter, says meaning it must close that. But then again, who is this going to be chartered? He may face the same issues in Delaware because of this school being what it is. Says I recognize that it's a difficult decision. Says I hope we can work together. Says in weeks. Says in months ahead. Blah blah blah. Says state officials cite the school's low test score. Only 10% of students score proficient in math, and only 23% score proficient in reading. That is horrible. That is horrible as fuck. Says, and the fact that those scores slid last year. And then let's see, boom, boom, boom. Says officials also said Moyer, which serves mostly low-income Black students, is not adequately providing for its special needs students. So you got a lot of special education needed, and they don't provide it. Says it has struggled with attendance and discipline. Says and its curriculum is out of line with state rules. So they probably dealing with a lot of disciplinary issues, kids fighting, all type of shit. It says though they have acknowledged their test scores are not where they should be, board's leaders have said they are serving a challenge. Says they are serving a challenged student population. Says they also say they have made changes to their administration that have shown real promise in turning the school around. That ain't gonna fly with what the school board needs. Says Dorsey referenced the 6 priority schools. traditional schools in Wilmington that serve low income students and also have low test scores. Says the state wants to funnel 5.8 million into those schools and stock them with top teachers and leaders. But has met with resistance from district leaders. Let me see. Morris Lee Charles point out that parents chose to send their children to to the Moore because they were unhappy with traditional schools, and say the schools the Morris students will return to if the school closes don't have high test scores either. Uh, and I think that should be the end of that article. Let me go look back through this neighborhood, and that's just unfortunate. That's just unfortunate, man. He picked the wrong place to try to serve, try to serve this community and shit in a school that has already had issues. So I don't know who he's expecting the donations from. And then also being a support population, are you feeding the kids? What is being provided to them? So usually when you see the boys and girls club in areas, I think boys and girls clubs are usually in lower income areas, right? So you got that shit across the street. You don't deal with having to make sure doors are locked. They really boarded this shit up. This shit just sat there. Wonder what made this dude find this shit. And then to think that there's a goddamn liquor store at the corner of the damn school is crazy. This shit is crazy, man. Let me go back to this neighborhood. So right here, wait, hold on. There's a ARC Learning Center. So there must be a daycare or something. So, okay, here goes some kids learning in this building here. So it's an old apartment complex that has been turned into a school. And what's across the street from the ARC Learning Center? The best liquor. Best liquor. They ought to burn this shit the fuck down. How dare you name some shit like that? Best liquor across the street where kids need to be educated. There's a fucking liquor store next door to that shit. Let's see what else is in the neighborhood for these kids to look forward to. Not much. State service center. Somebody got a beauty shop. Good for them, making money. But yeah, it ain't shit around here. There's a barber shop here. Yeah, the East Coast is different to me, man. I'll be tripping off the East Coast. That's the other thing I want to ask people in New York. Like in New York schools, do y'all got playgrounds? Are y'all schools all in buildings and shit? That's the one thing I never heard about people in New York. Like with y'all schools, I'll be like hearing y'all talk. I remember I used to watch Apollo. Everybody talking they go to PS 102 and all that other shit. But I never hear y'all talking about like y'all went outside and shit in y'all schools and stuff. So this is the Dr. Umar Academy. This shit is crazy. The big ass field back there. He has no field for his kids to have, PE and all that shit. Like to have extra, what you call fitness? No kind of fitness related shit. So they're gonna be spending all day sitting in the damn classroom. What are the two buildings for? Certain grade levels, they're bungalows. So you walk outside, walk across the street. Where are you feeding these kids? Like this has to be just elementary level shit or elementary level school, maybe a junior high level school. But he should have a cafeteria. Who's providing the food? Is the state of Delaware going to be providing the food? All those type of things come into play with that shit. But yeah, that looks whack as fuck. And the fact that they have already dealt with these issues within that area. So it's an extremely poor area, undereducated area, ignorant parents probably over there. Hyphy says will attending this school as a youth says proves to be a drawback, says for these youth adults. Says will attending this school as a youth says proves to be a drawback for these future adults. Absolutely, because the other academy that was there didn't even teach these kids how to fucking read. And especially didn't teach them no math. They said only 10% was proficient at math, which is wild. Deuce time in the building. Salute, cuzzo. On the box says, according to the school brochure, Terrence Bailey is going to be the vice president because Umar and Terrence are cousins. Man, Terrence will flip out on you. Say that shit. Terrence, here you say that shit, he'll flip the fuck out. Them fools can't stand Dr. Umar. And then Hyphy says difficult finding the address. Says we got our first red flag. Yeah, I had to search for that damn address. Deucetine says, bro says we gotta do that Lil Russell Lil Wayne topic. Wait, what's the topic on that? For tomorrow? And Picasso's in the building saying, yo, Patricia Shelton says, Picasso says, how have you been doing, sir? And then Jashawn says it's not a heavy black presence in the state. Says, but Wilmington says where most black people live, says in that state. Says salute Jashawn. And it's sad that the black folks, when you look in this situation in the state, are the poorest people out there. Are the poorest people, which is effed up. Oh, let me pull this up. Let me see the general location. Because then they should be all by water, all that shit. It's just crazy they take these opportunities from these people. Wait, hold on. How do I exit out of this shit? Oh, let me figure out. That's the one thing I always struggle with on these maps is going back to the sky view. Okay, there we go. I just had to click that damn X. All right, we back. All right, so let me exit out. Oh, they ain't that far off from the coast, but where are they at? They should be able to take field trips and shit. Because I remember driving through Wilmington when I was going to D.C. and shit. So it's way there. So that's where Wilmington at. So it's closer to Philly. So they need to go on field trips. It's all kind of historic shit back east. So you got Philly on the other side of that shit. They over here by the Delaware River. Thought I saw a zoo. Yeah, they got a zoo over here. You take the kids to the zoo. Where else can the kids go? They can go get some Jesus. Oh, that's a hospital. I thought it said Christian. Let me see. What else they got? Some old children's health. Nope, they ain't got shit. Take them get a Pete's Pizza. But I seen a zoo. There was a zoo somewhere. So you can take them on a field trip to the damn zoo. They already act like wild animals. And I'm just playing. Yo, badass kids. Take them to the damn zoo. Be some animals just like theirs. They got a museum over there. Yeah, they ain't shit out there. That's why these kids don't want to learn shit. Let me see. Delaware Art Museum. They got some museums and shit. The East Coast along this area got a lot of shit because a lot of his history out in this way and shit. It's a lot of history out there. So yeah, he gonna have to find something, man. This is a crazy fucking venture with the challenges he already faced with the neighborhood and all that other shit, man. Good luck to you, Mark. Good fucking luck. And then Bougie Barbie says he has two school buildings, says across the street from each other. Motherfuckers right across the street. No field, no nothing. These kids about to sit in class all day and learn. This nigga talking about the white man, the devil. The white man, this and that. They gonna see Dr. Umar and they're doing a bunch of this shit. This is what Dr. Umar gonna be in that motherfucker doing. And that's how he gonna lose it. They gonna go into real public schools and leave out with jobs, leaving Dr. Umar shit in his hand. They gonna leave him assed out when they leave. And teachers gonna be like, fuck this damn Umar Academy shit. We going to real school. And then Picasso saying, says Patricia Shelton says, I'm doing good, says, thank you for asking, says, how are you doing? And then accident there, Roller Patricia says, all glory to God, says, I'm overcoming breast cancer. Salute to Patricia Shelton, beating that cancer, kicking his ass. Bougie says, did you ever find the addresses to the school? And we just had it on there. Piz Ortiz says, if it's a charter school, says, I don't think he can have only black boys in that school. Says that'd be illegal. Says, and if he keeps it private, says, how will he fund it for operation? Absolutely. How he gonna fund it? It's in a poor ass area. And it's like he got a lot of bridges burnt from like wealthy blacks. Wealthy black people ain't about to commit to that shit. They ain't about to, and that's the thing about the way in which people like him act and they talk is you need to work on forming better relationships with higher income black folks rather than talking down on them, trying to shit on them and shit like that. It ain't gonna work out for you, man. And then Bougie Barbie says there's another school says somewhere near Umar's, and yeah, I think that school across the street from his shit. And then First React says, of course we got playgrounds. Oh, talking about New York. Says hoops says hoop in every neighborhood. No, not playgrounds. I'm talking about at y'all schools. Do y'all schools got that? Or y'all schools and then just in tall ass buildings and stuff? And then Go Young DJ says you going harder on Umar says than you did Jay Morrison. Laugh out loud. Now I'm really not going in on Dr. Umar. I don't go in on Jay Morrison because I know that's what y'all want to turn it into. But I ain't going in on Dr. Umar. I'm just looking at this shit of like how the fuck he gonna pull this shit off. I don't know how he gonna pull that shit off. Just from the standpoint of funding and the fact that the school is in a poor black community and shit. And the picture of the fucking liquor store at the end of his fucking school is crazy. I would have never brought no shit like that. And then there's a kids like daycare school. They ought to burn that fucking liquor store down. How the fuck dare? And I guarantee they ain't nothing but a bunch of Arab motherfuckers that own that shit who will pull that disrespectful kind of shit. Pittsburgh T says Umar has terrible history with being transparent with funds. Says in progress says since he started this fundraiser. Says that won't be good for parents. Says or the state. Says with little transparency. And then Deshaun saying they're near Philly, talking about Delaware. And he says used to travel through that area. Says in my school days. And then I know boxes the Deshaun says I thought you were from Cali, Slim. And then Velocity Cut says, what up, Jesse Owens Jackson? Look, this fool trying to shift the topic over to talking about Jesse Jackson. We did a video on. But yeah, it's not me bashing. I ain't bashing Dr. Umar at all. I'm in here just speaking some truth of looking at the situation. Because like I say, even looking at the situation of do you send your kids there just to learn history? Like, absolutely not. What the fuck you gonna do with that shit? It's one thing to learn history so you can learn to debunk people when they say retarded shit about black folks, or learning people history to shit on them. Just like I was talking to this Armenian dude earlier, and he was so shocked for me my knowledge on history and all that shit because he was a Lebanese born Armenian and shit. And then just talking into history, like, cause I done known this old dude for a long time. I just don't fuck with him. If he was younger, I'd probably kick his fucking ass. But we was having this conversation that really opened up interest in about his history as an Armenian, being his parents' families were they were massacred. They went in there. The Ottoman. He lived in there in the 19th. His father and this old man is like he might be 80 something now. So they tell you how old he is. His parents had to flee there. They end up moving to Lebanon. Some of them moved to Argentina. Some of them moved to Colombia. And he was giving me all that fucking history about his family. But he was shocked with me, like us having a conversation just off of knowledge and learning shit. And just extending on the conversation. But him finally opened up about who he is, where he comes from, he spoke about his mother's father and her three brothers, the Ottoman soldiers going in there, slaughtering all of them. Same thing on his father's side. And so just learning that shit. But outside of that, ain't too much history gonna take you. Like, it's good to know shit, know about your own history, and that's good. But what level of math is he gonna teach? Because we already see, and what happened with the academy before this one is the fact that these kids don't know no fucking math. They probably have basic addition and subtraction, and these are high schoolers. These are high school. So if a high school ain't knowing no shit, then them damn elementary kids really ain't knowing no shit. You know why? Because you probably spend a lot of time telling these kids to sit down. So you're dealing with what they talk about, like with unsuccessful business, that 80-20 rule. The bullshit of 80-20, where 80% is working on problems, 20% focusing on the operation and shit, when it should be the other way around, but numbers a little bit higher and lower on the other end. And so they motherfuckers dealing with kids with disciplinary issues because of what's coming out of the households, and the struggles are coming out of poverty. And then Axie says, liquor store around the school. Says, damn, you sure Koreans don't own that motherfucker? See, I don't know if the Koreans went, it could be, but I don't know if Koreans went that far east. It could. It's one of them foreign groups. They ought to burn that shit down. And then Jashawn says, we play some East Coast schools. Says, I know a lot of people from DC, Baltimore, and Philly. Says, in my hoop days. Says, I got family in NY and Jersey. I know boxing. And he says, okay. He's saying, okay, back. And then Velocity Cuss says, Terrence Bailey should support and be at the grand opening. Man, Terrence would have probably torched that motherfucker. drop a accidental match in front of the school with gasoline near the other side of that liquor store. Brandon Watson says, "I taught you history, Reg. Man, you ain't teach me no history, homie, not at all. Because y'all learn history and then y'all start adding conspiracies on shit. I learned history and just use history for what it is. Get it from the right sources and that teach that shit. But like I said, that white dude I was talking with today, we was having a real intriguing story of him going his history, and I was seeing how much of their old ancient history they learned because I didn't even know the Romans had any influence within Armenian society. They was showing the old Roman fucking not a Colosseum, but old Roman buildings and shit from like the damn it was whenever Caesar and all the motherfuckers. And the Vlasica says, he says send all them badass kids, those boarding schools in Montana, or to them boarding schools in Montana. Even I think that's wrong. I don't think that's the solution to academics are with problem kids. Like boarding schools. What is the impact of boarding schools towards legal to torment these fucking kids? To talk to these kids anyway and thinking that's going to shape the kids. Like there's so many failed solutions to dealing with problem kids. The solution is to deal with what the root of the problem is, and that's dealing within government, dealing in funding for certain areas where budget for certain cities and the state goes towards all this shit towards ineffective law enforcement that doesn't provide a solution. A bunch of the millions and billions of dollars can go towards education. It can go towards housing. It can go towards food supplemental problems for poor areas and shit, just to help pull people up. Because they'll do it for little South African immigrants who come here. A South African immigrant would never live in a community where Dr. Umar schools is situated. They come into this country and go into areas to where the schools are provided with some of the best resources. They ensure that these schools are going to provide new arriving immigrants with some of the greatest opportunities and counseling to get them in the right direction. That's the cold part. And as Jashawn says, this school gonna get shut down. Says it looks extremely underfunded. Facts, and that's why he's dealing with so much issues with how long it took him to open this shit. This school sat there. When is that article from 2014? And it's taken him 7 years. So he brought that 7 years ago, which would make 2019 he got the building. So it was shut down for like 5 fucking years already, and probably was in bad condition when it operated. Let alone him getting it is wild. It's wild. That was a man. I feel bad. Hopefully it can work out, but I seriously doubt that shit gonna work out for him. And then Axis says facts. Red says niggas learn history so they can argue they can argue why their lives is a failure. Says the white man says ain't give me sorry. The whites ain't give my great great grandfather a loan. Said that's why I'm a bum. Right. Let's go right back in old ancient history. We've been set back 400 years, and I'm gonna just sit here and talk about it. Vlasica says the brain doesn't fully develop, says until like the age of 25, so sometimes 44. Where you get that old Picasso ass damn post, man? Did that follow up with something that you really type some old velocity? I mean, some old Picasso ass type comment. And then Ashcon says the velocity cut says, you mean I still have a few says you mean I still have a few years? You still got a lot of years, man. But folks, that's all I got, man. I don't know where the fuck Umar gonna go with this one. I want to know how that inspection turned out. Jashawn says USC in the hood, laugh out loud, says they don't give a fuck about the location. No, USC is in the hood because the hood wasn't always the hood. That's the thing you forgot. USC done been, wait, let me see. USC is like an 1800, a school from the 1800s maybe? Let's see, USC. And don't forget the area where we look at with the hood because of what the current population that sits there is black. Doesn't mean, USC is built in 1880. So when USC was built, that shit was white than a motherfucker. It was just that whites got scared like French Prince of Bel Air mama, and they ran out. They ran to Uncle Phil and Vivian house and shit, which is the valley and the fucking hills. So no, it ain't the USC in the hood. USC in the hood now because it's always been there. but then it started dealing with the expansion. So being that there's no more, they wouldn't buy up the white residents' homes. They start buying up black residents' home and extending the fuck out that university. He says USC, yeah, so USC is in the outskirts of the hood though. Yeah, in it's in the hood. USC surrounded by the hood, but it wasn't always the hood. It became the hood that the white folks started leaving that shit in the late 60s, early 70s and shit. But then you start having USC start, because USC wasn't always a big school. When I was a kid, USC was not big. I used to trip when we used to drive by there and never knew what kind of place it was. I used to when it used to be let me type a USC. Well, we used to drive by there, it wasn't that big, but as I start getting older and shit, and then you drive by USC, that school big as fuck now. But it wasn't always this big at all. Shit was a little school. And let me see. Let me type USC. Oh wait, no, not the wrong USC. University of Southern California. Southern California. Let me see. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, let's pull USC up. See how big this shit is now. Because they've been buying up the hood. But like I say, this USC wasn't always the hood. And it's crazy that it gets this negative distinction once you associate black on the name and shit. But yeah, now that shit just expanded. They done brought up all these homes. They done brought all these people out. Well, let me see. Let me put so let's zoom out of this mug. Yeah, USC wasn't always this huge of an area that it's in. It was always way smaller. They start expanding that shit. Then they start getting all these foreigners that start coming into that shit. And they just so slowly buying up all of this shit. These homes, and they start dealing, because they were dealing when they start dealing with the international kids, especially when they had that 1 year where they really start putting the press on the black folks in the neighborhoods over there, was when they had the when they had a Asia, I don't know what Asian country one of these people is from. They killed one of them people, robbed them and killed one of them. Man, the motherfucking LAPD then stepped up because they're dealing with the international side of that shit. But no, USC is all in the white neighborhood that became a black neighborhood. Just how Jerry Tasker dealing with, because he couldn't leave and shit. He like a USC. He like the USC of that old black ass Baltimore neighborhood he live in. And then Bougie says, they're saying he's still haven't gotten an inspection. Also, he is lying and shit. Ashcon says, so that's a good point. Block's cutting and rolling. And he was saying that about USC being on the outskirts of the hood. That shit right in the fucking hood, surrounded by that shit. It did going in towards the downtown area. That shit right here. That shit right off of Jefferson, Vermont. The 110 over here, Figueroa, Expedition. Like this shit right in the midst of all that shit. Right in here in 30s. You know, the Coliseum over here, always been hood ass shit over there. But like I say, USC wasn't always as big. They should start expanding like a mug. The campus done got big. And the fact they developed the area. The area wasn't always developed like how you see when you go by USC now. And it says, and the Jashawn says a lot of these so-called hoods was once white. Facts. And it's fucked up that we term where we live with decay. Like we always got to put the negative on our shit. Like that's the going back to the degenerate behavior of us and shit. We normalize degeneracy and shit. And then are talking about the ghetto. That's why I always tell people, I ain't from the ghetto. Jews live in ghettos. Live in no fucking ghetto. Fuck niggas want to be happy they from the ghetto and shit. And then in our boxing last night Axis, and then Ashcon says downtown LA says get real. And then what's downtown LA? And then Jashawn says that shit is in the hood, bro. Says not no outskirts. Or you talking to Axis about the outskirts. I know Boxer says how far you was from downtown LA. Says how bad is Skid Row. I grew up in the hundreds, so I grew up. That shit ain't everything ain't far. So if you took the 110, Skid Row be like over in this area, it's down here and shit. Let me see. I grew up over here. Where'd be my neighborhood? My neighborhood would be So USC is way down in like the 30s and shit. So right off the 110 and shit. I grew up in 100. So let's pull this back up. So down by Expedition, when you put in numbers, so I'm gonna just pull up where the numbers are, but not far off, like as far as where we line parallel. So it's right here off of Vermont. I'm off of Normandy, so this would be Vermont. The street I grew up is off of Normandy. So Vermont, you have theirs is Raymond, ours would be Normandy, Budlong, uh, Raymond would probably be what Budlong is. There's called Catalina down here in the Vermont. So the same distance between Normandy and Vermont. So if you imagine you're just taking a straight shot, but instead of taking streets, you just hop on the 110. So this would be like the area I grew up in. So go all the way down through the 50s, down here. Where's Imperial? That's Manchester. So LA's just a huge ass city. So I'll be right over here, right off 111th on this side of Normandy, in between Normandy and Dinker. So we down here go Washington High School, and my street is just a few blocks over from Washington. So this is my street where we lined up. What would you call that shit? Perpendicular, parallel. We lined with Washington High School. So if I could have hopped over my neighbor's yards and just instead of having to walk up the Dinker and walk down, I could just hop yards and be right at Washington High School. But yeah, that's how it ain't far. If I got on the freeway, as long as there ain't no fucked up LA traffic, get the USC and get the USC in what 20 minutes or some shit. 20 minutes, good traffic. So it ain't far. None of this shit is, but the city just big. It's just a wide ass city. That's the only thing LA is. Cover a lot of fucking ground. That's why we don't live on top of each other. That's why everybody who go from other states want to live in LA. And then Ashcon says, similar to Columbia University says in Morningside, New York City. Jashawn says USC says run through the 30s and the 40s. And then Velocity Cut said, because I think it was somebody from the 40s that killed that fucking Asian girl. I think it was a girl that got killed. And they start putting a press on the neighborhoods over there. They wasn't playing that shit with the gangs. They had to get the gangs in control around USC. Lots of cussing because they start dealing with all them Asians. You start getting an explosion of fucking like Chinese and Japanese like coming straight from those countries, going there, Indians, all that shit. Because USC is a prestigious fucking university. It's like a top engineering school and shit. So you have all these foreigners going out here getting this top level American education to take that shit back to their own country. Somebody try to rob one of them motherfuckers. And if Vlasica says USC says the school that OJ built, shit, OJ ain't built that motherfucker. OJ just went to that shit, made the school look good on football. USC don't need football. Shit. USC don't need football. USC done produce fucking an alumni that's probably $1 trillion strong. USC alumni probably trillionaires and shit. All of them combined, like the top niggas that have made money out of that shit. Niggas don't need football. That's why they was taking care of football players the way they do. It's them alumni who ain't football players. Them niggas is film people, science people, niggas that then breakthrough research, medicine related people. Shit, man, football ain't make no USC shit. And then Ashcon says, I know boxing says, so my friend is Skid Row says steps over crackheads on his way to and from work. Skid Row is crazy. And then Hyphy says that the Asian got stabbed, says there were multiple stabbings of students that says that year I remember. Oh, when that shit popped off, when they first killed that month, man, they was not playing that shit. But when they killed that girl from out of China, whatever it was, the reason why they put a press on it because they was worried from China not sending their kids out there no more. Because that shit was probably the tuition they paid for the motherfuckers. Shit. They didn't want to lose that shit. Picasso says it was but he's right. He says it was said that in probably 20 to 50 years, Las Vegas will be empty, says from drought, heat, and probably no more money. Nah, that ain't true. I don't see that happening, man. The way in which they plan cities, the way in which they look at the droughts in Colorado, because they always working on the agreements in that river. It wouldn't. I would never say never, but it would. I doubt that should have happened. And the Bougie Barbie says no inspections, no certificate of occupancy. Says, and he's still asking for money. Says to decorate with. Yeah, he ain't gonna never get that school open. And the Jashawn says, exactly. So Laugh Out Loud says, bro can't be from LA. Said, bro can't be from LA. And then Otto Boxer says, excuse me, he says, Reds isn't isn't it a gang right next to USC? Says that's what I heard. Yeah, it's gangs all around that fucking area. And then Hyphy says USC is definitely us is definitely the hood. Says Figueroa right there. Says walk south Vermont. Says and it's as clear as ever. Even exposition right there. Exposition always remind me of exposition always remind me of when that nigga pulled that gun out on us when the homie threw a bottle at that fool. That nigga hit that dude with the damn bottle. They about to get us smoked. We was over there by exposition and shit. And they're terrified. They was about to blow our motherfucking heads. Oh, anytime I think about fucking exposition, I always think about that shit. Because it was a train. It was a train that ran through there, man. The train blocked us in. That nigga was about to blow our shit off because of the homie. Then what was that? It's a train that runs somewhere. I think it was exposition. It's a train that runs around this area somewhere. But where's the train on exposition? Think that shit. Wait, is it? Yeah, it's down here. It might be even Normie was driving down. But where's it? Used to be it's a railroad somewhere over there. That nigga about to blow our shit off. Think we was coming down Normandy or some shit. Nigga hit that fool with that ball. That nigga was not playing with. That nigga about to smoke everybody in the back of the coach truck. And that's the matter of fact, same coach when we got ran out of there. Yeah, it is. Exposition is the where the old rail track. So I see the Metro Rail run on that shit. That's the same coach when we got ran out of there by them Bloods in the jungles and shit. They was banging us for being the Blue Devils and shit. They talking about get y'all flu at. That is like get y'all flu. He said get y'all crab asses up out of here before we them niggas gave us a countdown to get out their gym. So y'all ain't here with all that flu ass shit on. He's grown then we young ass teenagers. He said y'all in here with one of them niggas one of the teams this nigga had blew out fucking and this same coach is gonna be a well-known traveling coach. Used to be Eric and Chumpy. For those from LA may remember Chumpy and Eric. I think Tyson Chandler came from one of their traveling teams. But them niggas, man, they had a team that blew out one of them teams in the jungle by like 100 points. They was in there thrashing these motherfuckers. And them niggas, the coach got mad. The coach got mad because they kept running up the score. Them niggas stopped that game. Like, you old crab ass niggas, y'all ain't here with all that flu ass shit. And then like, y'all better get y'all crab asses up out of here, nigga, before we smoke you niggas. Hey, whoa, we out of that bitch. Jumping in the back of his fucking truck. Ivy says USC definitely in the hood. Says Figueroa right there. Says walk south. Says Vermont. Says and it's as clear as ever. And if Las Casa says Vegas is like that now. And then no Trump killing Vegas off. The Vegas economy fucked up because of this stupid ass president. And then Axis says in my state says they usually build highways says to contain black folks says and limit blacks. But I think even them freeways ain't even a black thing. Because the freeways are built, the 110 I think is all that shit built before blacks got there. The 105, the newest shit. I forget what's the history with the 110. It's some history, but I don't think it's a divide of like black and white shit. It might be between rich and poor. It could be a thing of rich and poor with the 110 freeway. Or the 110, no. I don't even think it's a racial shit for the 110. The 110 serves a purpose for economics. Because the 110 was built to get shit from the port. That's the significance of the 110. The 110 run down to the ports. So that's what that shit is, bringing the ports. You used to have the Navy Yard here before they start thinking about the economics or the importance of ports and shit. But you used to have the LA port, and then the Long Beach side was for the Navy, because the Navy used to be in Long Beach. So Long Beach used to be a Navy town and shit. And I think in the 90s, under that Reconstruction, they shut down the Navy part of that shit and turned that shit into a commercial port. But the 110 is to serve from shit coming from the ports and going into downtown LA and shit. So I don't think that shit was a racial component because blacks don't come in until the 60s. Is a 110 freeway there? I believe it is there. The 105 start dividing up black neighborhoods. This freeway right here start tearing out black and Latino neighborhoods. But whites weren't around there. Whites weren't even living in the neighborhood. So I think they say this because Norwalk is significant to LA because that's where the 105 ends. Norwalk has a significant part in LA politics because I think you deal with people who are running for LA political office. They gotta and Norwalk, they gotta go and submit their documents in Norwalk, and Norwalk is for some other shit. Norwalk, and we got family that live in Norwalk, but Norwalk has some other significance. That's why that freeway ran all the way to New York into the LA airport. And then Jashawn says Ano Boxing says yes, the brims in the 40s. And then Ano Boxing says red says ain't the Django says right down the street from the Baldwin Hills from that mall. Yeah, so that's what I heard. And then Brandon says I like that red Juice says I like that. He says, I like that red says Jews grew up in the ghetto. Oh, yeah, absolutely, B. Absolutely. That's exactly who grew up in the ghettos. And I used to always say to black folks when I was young and hearing them talking about we in the ghetto and shit. But I did like the motherfucking Too Short song, The Ghetto and shit. But as far as saying like people be taking pride in saying they're from the ghetto, nigga, I ain't from the ghetto. I'll say I'm from the hood or some shit, but I ain't from no ghetto. That shit for Jews grew up in that shit. Hitler put them in ghettos. And then Steph in the building. Salute to my brother Steph. Man, we was talking about you the other day, Steph. We was talking about Mex ass smoking his weed in a magnifying glass bong and shit. And then Steph says, be well, says salute to the chat. When is the wedding? Goddamn Steph. And then Ashcon saying, be well to Steph. And then Auto Boxer says, please explain. Says Watts consider LA. Says ours a bunch of suburbs. No, Watts is LA. All this, everything LA, because everything right there. Yeah, everything is LA. So Compton here. Wait, where is Watts? You got a bunch of cities that you don't hear people talk about. Y'all know about certain cities because your black ass is listening to rap. So this is Watts. This is where the Nickerson Gardens is famous. You got J Rock in there from a rap side. You got LA, the Westmont area, which is the area that I'm from. DJ from that shit. Let me see. Let me back out of here. So yeah, all these cities, you may hear people if you watch, because a lot of people watching LA related content. So you may hear like this is a city right here called Lenox, which is people don't really talk about Lenox. You just be in LA or you're in Inglewood. But you got Lenox right here, part of Inglewood start down here. You got the city of Hawthorne, El Segundo right here on the other side of the airport. We don't consider that because it's a little rich and yuppie, but none of this shit is far. You got the Athens area, which is still LA. But my mom said we was from the Athens area anyway until they start creating all this Westmont little districts or the Broadway, Manchester, Vermont Square and all that shit. What else cities you got? So you got Hawthorne here. You got Watts. Watts is over here. Compton over here. Linwood. Long Beach. Carson. You got Dominguez, Downey, Lakewood, Long Beach, where all this shit is all in the same area. You go Carson here, Torrance over here, where white folks at. Well, I be telling some of the stories when we used to go out to Torrance to go watch movies. You got Gardena, Gardena got a hood where you hear a lot of gang related content out of Gardena. Gardena, nicer looking area, but they got hoods. Carson, a nice area, got hoods. LA tricky. LA a tricky ass place. This is all of Inglewood. All this is Inglewood here. Culver City, you hear gangs out there. Venice, you hear about a black gang out there. They probably banging Beverly Hills and shit. But yeah, that's all of that shit. Yeah, all of it right there. Then Tevin Kitchen even made it to the motherfucking map. This dude been blowing the fuck up. They got Tevin's Kitchen on the map. This fool done blow up, then expanded his shit. Let's look at his shit. Then they done blew this fool shit up. They fool said this food is popping like a motherfucker. So they even showing him on the map. He done expanded off of his cooking and then bought a large little plot of land around there. When I go to LA, I gotta try this shit. I want to try Marathon Burger, and I want to try this dude's shit. And this dude blew up off of I think the LA Try guy ended up helping to blow his shit up, but he was blown up off of word of mouth anyway. They said this dude can cook. Young black dude. Look at this shit. He done blew the fuck up, brought a big old spot. That's what I like, man. That's what I'm talking about. I want to see more black food chains and businesses versus all this foreigner food that we got that black people didn't help blow up. And then and it says hit the like button, says that Asian map versus Pittsburgh T was hilarious. All the music shit. Hey man, I'll be dying every time I go watch that shit. Actually says Daryl Gates, Eric Rich. Yeah, I grew up in that Daryl Gates shit with his old bitch ass. He can rest in piss and rest in shit and all that shit. Daryl Gates is a big time piece of shit. Daryl Gates helped to shape a lot of modern American law enforcement with a lot of that fucking racist ass shit. Steph says Marathon Burger says pretty solid, B. I'm gonna check that shit out when I go back out to LA. I take my kids there. But yeah, Daryl Gates is one of the biggest pieces of shit in fucking the history of police. Matter of fact, Daryl Gates is one of the people who's like the founding people of SWAT team and shit. He militarized law enforcement and shit. Then he lost his job with that bullshit he pulled during the riots. I know, but not even during the riots. The riots got his ass fired, but the shit he was doing before the riots kicked off when black people wasn't taking that shit. And then Otto Boxer says, Deshaun says, why y'all call them Brim? Says, ain't they Bloods? Shit, they predate the Bloods and shit. Ain't the Brims the oldest black gang and shit? Think the Brims the oldest black gang. Matter of fact, I heard Cutes. If y'all watch LA Gang History One History, you gotta go on Kev Mack channel, and when Cutes is on there, because he's like he ran with Tookie Williams and all them. He's like around all the founders of when Crips was beginning. So he has all that history, because plus he was a bad kid. He was one of the kids that was out there looking for shit, always in the midst of shit. So he talked about them. But he was saying about the Brims, he's like the Brims was like Bogarts. It was one of the first gangs that really the kids from there used to set shit off. Matter of fact, this is what he said. He said the Brims set the tone for LA gangbanging, is what Cute said about the Brims. And I think the Brims like some of the oldest gangs. And then all positive in the building says, yo, Red says, let me get $5 real quick. All right, man, put your, the Cash App in the chat. I won't send it to you. Hopefully one of these motherfuckers give it to you. And then he says, since I used to go to IMAX Center, it says on Expedition Park as a kid. I remember the school took us there. The schools used to go to that shit. And then Steph says, USC says a private research university. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. When they talk about football blew USC up, like, no, it ain't. Football ain't got shit to do with USC. It may have put them on the map with Reggie Bush and all the great athletes, the OJs and all, Marcus Allen and all them. And then Axis says, how come they ain't burned down any USC property, says during the LA riots? Shit, you can answer that one. The hell you think they ain't burned that shit down? Shit. But them niggas burning down stores. They ain't give a fuck about. They wasn't making that revolutionary stance. If the riots would have happened in the 70s with 70s eras blacks, 60s eras blacks, and it happened not just in Watts, but in widespread through LA, they would have burned down USC. They'd have definitely burned down USC. Them was like some of the most radicalized, stand up, didn't give a fuck era black folks is in them 60s and shit. Jashawn says, Brim says Brim is their original identity, says before they adopted the blood identity, says they is blood, says they just with brims attached to us to the bloods at Ono Boxing. And the Steph says that's us, that's a UCLA. So says that's a UCLA protest type of swag to Axis. And the Go Young DJ says Brims sent the spy to USC. Wait, is that supposed to be Brims? Is Brims sent the spy? Wait, what you mean sent the spy? I'm lost on that one. And then Ashcon says there's no shortage of water. Says water doesn't disappear from Earth. Yeah, but no, you get certain areas with them droughts. Vegas is in the middle of the fucking desert. And then Steph said we luckily got the Colorado River that run through here and shit. Matter of fact, I've been watching a lot of documentaries. It's crazy y'all brought up the drought. I've been watching a lot of dope ass documentaries on the Hoover Dam. Like some real intricate shit on the Hoover Dam. I like that shit. And then Steph says that Deshaun Brandon Washington Arnold Boxer says salute to the family. And then Deshaun saying salute back. Arnold Boxer says Deshaun says thanks for explaining this, Slim. Says I thought the Crips were battling 3 different gangs. Says Bloods, Brims, Pyrus. And then and the Velocity Cuz says, hey cuz, says you don't says you doing Loped Out Wednesday, says for Dr. Dre's B-Day tomorrow. I don't, it's up to Deuce. Deuce the one doing the West Coast Wednesday. You know, they Deuce got a love hate for Dr. Dre. That's the crazy shit with this nigga Deuce. Dr. Dre a bitch ass nigga. Dr. Dre ain't never done nothing, but they he be like, man, Dr. Dre Sam and that Dre sound that nigga like everything about Dre and hate him at the same time. And then Jashawn says, most definitely I know boxing. And he says the Steph says, what's happening, good brother? And then Hypey Dono Boxy says Crips down there fuck with each other more than any Perus and Mexicans. And then he says I sent the guy at work a video of Trump says and wife being says being illegally in the being illegal in America. Says he said that's fake news. Says he's actually a German Mexican. Shit, I can see that. There's a bunch of Germans went to Mexico too. And then Unboxing the Velocity Cuss says, ain't Dr. Dre a Crip? Man, let Deuce. Deuce probably asleep. They see you right as Dr. Dre a Crip. Then they would say some most disrespectful shit about Dre. Brandon Rocha says, nah, says it was a black thing, Reg. Wait, what was a black thing, Brandon? I'm lost on what was a black thing. What was a black thing? And then Goyan DJ says, fuck no, says it was rich black people, says, and they took their houses, says, to build a 110. I don't know about that one. Let me look at the history of the 110 freeway. 110 freeway. Because the only thing that stopped the 110 was, is it the 10? The 110 or the 10? One of the freeways, the rich people down there in fucking Pasadena stopped that shit. Let me see. When was this freeway built? This freeway was built in the 110. Boom, boom, boom. Where's the history on the 110? When was the 110? Built 110. Boom, boom, boom. Years built. Yeah, because I don't think it got nothing to do with black and white. Matter of fact, it's that dude who do all that historic shit on the LA history and shit. When I was telling people about the history of Pepperdine, this is a black dude. He got a channel where he actually does a detailed fucking history on a lot of that shit. Let me see, Route 11, dang it, says 1924. Yeah, I see this freeway, this street. So they showing the streets in 1933. Boom, boom, boom. When is the 110? I'm seeing 1935. Yeah, I don't think the 110 got anything to do with black people. Says the Royal Sequoia Parkway says was completed to a 4-level interchange September 22nd, 1953, and renamed the Pasadena Freeway November 16, 1950. Yeah, the 110 ain't got shit to do with black people. Black people didn't really start populating that area until what the middle to later part of the 60s and shit. So no, that shit ain't got nothing to do with black folks. Says the Vincent Thomas Bridge to Terminal Island. I remember I've never been to Terminal Island, but I remember when the lowriders used to go to Terminal Island and shit. Cause I always hear the homie Craig come back with his dad would be lowride. And they take him back from Terminal Island and shit. Says the final piece of the San Pedro says open in July 9th, 1970. Yeah, it ain't got nothing to do with that. Says completing the Harbor Freeway says to its present length. So this addition down in San Pedro, which brought it to the port, was completed in 1970. So no, it ain't got shit to do with black people. The dude lays out the history about the 110 freeway. I think it's dealing with bringing commerce from down there by the ports all the way down into downtown LA, which is a financial hub of the city and shit. And let me see. And he says Sugar Hill community. The shit that ain't got nothing to do with that freeway, bro. And then Axis says Cap Ridge, and then Cap on what? Why y'all just write short words? Okay, you're gonna extend it. And Ashcon says, I don't know, says about LA says, but in Colorado says they're demolishing poor people's neighborhoods, says for a freeway, says it's mostly Latinos. And then Anoboxy says, Red says, I remember when I first came to Cali, says I used to hear the words slobs and crabs all the time. That's when they were really banging on each other and shit. Axis says, yeah, says, because y'all LA niggas says started arriving in the late 60s. Says Detroit, Chicago, and New York says had blacks coming in the thousands, says pre-white flight. Yeah, absolutely. Because that's the migration. That's the migration out of the South. Everybody start going. I don't know so much in New York. Blacks have been in New York for a while. But definitely Chicago, Detroit, blacks start rising up there in the 40s after during the war and shit. During the war, they start moving up to the Midwest and shit, or that great migration up to the West. That second wave would be coming to LA and shit. And then but blacks weren't going into where this 110 freeway lived. And then Ashcon says my uncle has a breakfast restaurant, says on Sepulveda by LAX. Oh, and he black or oh no, you look Latino or something or white. Yeah, y'all probably do got one. Jashawn says blacks been in LA since before the 60s, bro. Says blacks been in LA since the 40s. Yeah, blacks been in LA, but they haven't been in where this 110 shit is. You got to also think blacks didn't live in particular areas. They didn't live in the neighborhoods that we see that we populate. You may have small population of wealthier blacks living in nicer areas and shit. But no, we wasn't affected by that 110 freeway shit. You got to get the history because I know they bring up a lot of little racial things behind blacks and which call. I think in the 10 freeway may have broke up a black area. Y'all getting the mixed up. I think it's the 10 freeway that may have broke up a black community over there, which is probably that Sugar Hill shit. When was the 10 built? I think the 10 freeways did that shit. Let me see. Let me see through the LA part because the 10, they're going to show through all that. Santa Monica. So let me see the 10 Santa Monica freeway. That one. When was that one built? Los Angeles 510. Boom, boom. Known as the East Los Angeles. It says the 10 Santa Monica freeway. Let me pull that one up. Santa Monica freeway in 1957. No, I don't even think that had nothing to do with black. But I think there was a section. The Sugar Hill neighborhood is over there by the 10. Boom, boom, boom. Said blah blah blah. Yeah, I see 1957. I don't think that's a big impact on blacks. Still predominantly white areas where these freeways were at. And he says, on the box, he says, I was told Baldwin Hills says was a black Beverly Hills. You get wealthier black people, but a lot of people don't even know how black people start moving into them nice areas. That's why I bring up the shit because I'll be looking at the history. Plus the black dude who do the history channel about that dam. But you have where that dam burst up there and shit. Lysica says, Slim says, no, it says Drake from Looters Park. And then and then Steph says Marathon Burger was pretty solid. Axis says Jashawn says those were uppity blacks. Says not you poo motherfuckers. Says be for real. And then all positive saying send him the $5 and shit. And then Jashawn says Axis says nah, says he was coming in says or he said no, we was coming in numbers, says 2 in the 40s. Not like that. Not like that, bro. Blacks don't have a major pop. Where were they blacks at? But like in what's considered South Central, blacks didn't have a big population in the 40s like that. There probably been one or two blacks in certain neighborhoods like that and shit. Says like there was in the Midwest, says in the East Coast. And you got to think when blacks are arriving out here from the South and maybe some from the Midwest, they didn't come out here with money like that. And then on the box it says Red says you should get Kev's Kitchen. Says to sell those dry ass ribs of yours. Man, I don't want to put him out of business and change his menu and shit. And then Steph says Jesse Jackson says went on to be with the Father in heaven today. Says amazing life, fam. Says hashtag Black History Month. Says you should do a show on the elders. Says there, fam. Yeah, I did a video on Jesse Jackson. And I see brother Abnel D want to bring in about he aspire would never knock Jesse Jackson like that. Never ever, because Jesse Jackson come with one of the most crucial time periods amongst black folks, rising through that 60s and the 70s and all that shit, and then to still remain at the stage he was dealing with shit politically, rubbing shoulders with political figures, having a powerful voice as a black man doing that shit amongst these people, able to shake shit up amongst these people and still having power. Like I won't knock Jesse Jackson. Like I said, I remember that one time the white broad I put in that video I did. They had that white broad and I worked at TSA. When she said that shit, talking about she thought Jesse Jackson was a wrestler, because everybody in there looking like, oh shit. Like all the black people in our term, we like, oh shit. Like, yo, it's like, no, everybody like, no, that came in. Like I said, that's the only time I've seen. I know this nigga was that big. Jesse Jackson, big ass dude. And the girl was like, so she seen all the black people. He's like, oh, everybody waving at him as he coming through. Like, say, when Beyonce and Ashanti and Holly Berry and all them go through, we wasn't star-studded. Like, some people be star-studded, but the biggest reaction anybody ever got was when Jesse Jackson come through. And the white girl sitting there like, oh, my God. Oh, my God. Is it Jesse Ventura? Is he a wrestler? Like, everybody look like bitch. Like, man, get the fuck back. Like, ain't no fucking wrestler. That's fucking Jesse Jackson. The white girl is like, uh, who is that? I thought he was a wrestler because she just going off how big this fool was. You're like, man, get the fuck out. I had to school her little white ass. She was a clueless little white girl, but she was cool and shit. She didn't mean no harm, but at the moment, we was like, man, don't you ever say no whole ass shit like that. Deshaun said, drop the link, says I want to talk about this history real quick. All right, I dropped the link. I wasn't trying to be on there that long, but I ain't gonna deprive y'all of jumping on the panel and shit. All right, let's go ahead and just cook. We'll cook and whatever. Like I say, I done finished cooking. Y'all jump on and cook. And then here go Deuce Time with his ignorant motherfucking ass. Talking about he'd never eat a marathon burger. When you gonna grow the fuck up, man? When the fuck are you gonna grow up, man? God damn. When the fuck you gonna grow up, man? This the problem with black folks is Deuce Times. God damn. Ignorant black motherfuckers. This nigga here. I can't believe you, Deuce. And then Steph says, let that hate out, Deuce. Yeah, man, for real. And he says, I thought Marathon Burger says was Nipsey restaurant. That's why Deuce don't like it. He says, how is it a domestic terrorist? Man, it's some gangbanging shit with this crazy nigga. And the Black Cuss says, you should get former LAPD Sergeant Cheryl Dorsey says on the pod like Conehead used to. Man, I always wonder what's up with Sergeant Dorsey. And then Fred ran her ass off of there. She seen that coon shit coming from Fred and got the fuck on. Yeah, go ahead, DJ.
I did want to say that the black people lived in West Adams in the 1910s, and that's where the Cedar Hill community was, and they took their houses and shit and built the freeway. But like even when you do history about this, like the shit just gets you mad, nigga. Cause it's like they wrote certain clauses into these contracts, the deeds of homes, and was like, certain homes had to be sold to members of the Caucasian race and shit. Like that's some wild shit to have in a contract for a fucking house. Like, and the way they just took black people shit, just took everything from them, my nigga, and just build some shit. Oh, we gonna build this freeway. So y'all niggas gotta roll. Y'all gotta get the fuck out of here. No conversation most of the time. No nothing. And these was prominent black people. These wasn't just regular motherfuckers. Like these is like real black people, prominent black people that had money, had influence, musicians, artists, all kind of stuff. And a nice ass area and neighborhood. And they just came and just tasted that shit. So that shit was sad, man. And that shit be getting me mad to speak. Listen to that shit, man. But yeah, somebody else was good.
Yeah, go ahead, Jashawn Pittsburgh T. Go ahead. Y'all got this on y'all.
I was saying, the Great Migration. Yeah, most of the blacks migrated probably like the late 50s, early 60s, but that shit started in the 40s. That shit didn't start in those 60s. Like my guy in the comment section said, it was blacks like Go DJ said in West Adams in the early 1900s and the 1920s. Yeah, they wasn't settled in like one neighborhood like they is now, but it was blacks. It was definitely blacks in LA before the 60s and the 50s.
Shit, it was blacks in the thousands of LA and shit.
Yeah, I'm saying
it wasn't huge numbers like
I'm saying
how it is.
No, I didn't say that. I said through that period, through the 40s, the Great Migration, that Great Migration just wasn't no 10 years. That shit, some people came earlier and some people came later on. Like my granny and them, they came in the early 50s. And then you had some other blacks that came a little bit later on, but that shit was like at least 40 years. That shit wasn't no just one decade of that shit.
Hey, and then you gotta know why. Like the revelation is gonna why. Black people couldn't go past a certain area. They couldn't own a house or live in houses past. I forget what street it was. I want to say like Broadway or something. they couldn't live past, something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But as a
Hey,
white
DJ,
black,
your audio tripping too.
it is. All right, I'm gonna tap out, tap back
Yeah,
in.
no, but finish your point though. Finish your point, then I'll drop the link
My
in
point
again.
was, my point was that's the reason why they couldn't pass a certain point. They were still there. That's where South Central comes from because Central Avenue was a large population of black people, and they had really like shut up shop with businesses and stuff like that. And there were so black people was like I want to say like stuff of like everything south of Central Boulevard or something like that. So that's why.
Yeah, get your ass out of here with that trash out of here.
Man, shut your ass up. You still on a boost mobile, nigga. Only nigga with a boost mobile.
Hey, when did your do you know when your people came out here, Reggie?
I think I always remember hearing them saying in like 63, but I think they even lived in Watts. They lived in Watts for a while, like most black families. They lived in Watts for a while, and then I think they moved on our block in 65 or some shit like that. 65, 63 or something like that. But yeah, they I think they start off in Watts. Like a lot of the black families who live in Watts.
Yeah, that's where my people have moved first before they end up going like in the Adams, like in the 20s and shit.
Hey, but
Yeah, well,
that but that Umar clown. The problem with Umar and people like Umar is that we be so
Hey
desperate
DJ,
for
your
shit.
audio got feedback. It's trash.
Yeah,
Get a better
yeah.
mic. Spend some money.
Uh, problem with the Umar guys, we be so desperate for shit. We let dudes like this make it, and then he end up doing what we know he finna all do because the shit is so unorganized and it's very apparent what's gonna fucking happen. It ain't even fucking. It's not real complicated with, especially when you're dealing with school and the way that you got to bring that situation up about what happens. And this man been raising his money and supposed to be born doing this school for damn near like 15, 20 years. He about to retire on fundraising for this fucking school, bro. This got to be about 18 years or something crazy. It's been a long ass fucking time. And he still ain't did this. I'm about to do this and all I got to do is and it's all bullshit. Because it's a lot of steps that go between just having the building certified and getting some kids in there. So we be giving these dudes grace all the time because we just lack so much shit.
Yeah, no, I don't like to bash these kids. I'll be hoping they do their thing, but I'll be seeing the right on the wall. That's why I looked at this situation of a school like this. Like it's like, what are you looking when you
Man, who the
like
fuck
you
finna
said, you
let
open the
Umar
school?
teach their kids, bro? Let's be
Yeah,
honest. Who in the fuck finna let him be the principal of their children? Like, come on, bro.
Nobody.
This unhinged fool ass dude. So all of a sudden he finna transition into a principal, into running a staff in the school, and have teachers and women around him when he see how he act. And then he pick ugly bitches and then get mad when they out him and say they pussy stink. Like, come on, bro. Like, he
And he
do too
not
much.
transparent either. B. That's the other problem. He not transparent. Remember, he was getting mad when motherfuckers was like, "Hey, what you doing with the money? Y'all don't ask me what I'm doing with my money unless y'all contribute it. You don't have the right to ask me." Like, no, man, you can't be acting like that, man. That's not the way to be acting when you dealing with people in the
And
public
then not
like
only that, is his school gonna be public or private? And if it's public, he gotta go by the state curriculum, which he say he not gonna want to do because it's African centered. So you mean I'm finna have to pay you for this shit? And then it's a boarding school. So only the school is in fucking Delaware. So how people gonna come to so where they gonna sleep? I mean, I don't understand. So what are you trying to do? And what make your school different? And why in the fuck would I send my children to a school that took you forever to build? My son was 2 when you started building that school, fool. He about to graduate. What you on? Like this shit
you
is
got to be
ridiculous.
private.
We had number of schemers and scammers in front of us, just like today. Jesse Jackson died, and people already scandalizing his name. I'm like, come on, man. At least get a dude a J. Like, fuck, man. Like, it's shit that I know about Jesse Jackson, but I wouldn't say it on his. He died. The man died. Like, I'm surprised we didn't do a tribute show. So we're gonna do a tribute show to Jesse Jackson, Reg on the backup channel, probably Friday. Get the clips together. We're gonna watch some speeches and we're gonna do a thorough show to our brother Jesse Jackson. No matter what we thought of him, whatever his scandal was, whatever his weaknesses was, we all had him. But at the end of the day, I believe he wants to see his people do better. And people can't get mad because they be fucking these hoes, man. Shit, Jesse Jackson light skin in the 60s with good hair. Man, fuck is you on? Oh, I'm sorry. I said we wasn't supposed to do that, but I'm sorry.
Yeah, I seen he had a daughter, so he was even when he was old, he was smashing bras still.
Yeah, but
It's
what he
just
supposed to do? But what he supposed to do when a bitch pull up on him like that? I don't think people realize that people is human beings, bro. Like a bad bitch run you down and corner you in the hotel. It's only so many no's you probably gonna be able to say until you run up on the right one. I don't know because I've never partaken in that. But I'll say this: that's between him and whoever he laying down with. That ain't got nothing to do with me. So I don't even see what the big deal about that shit is. If his old lady, his wife, whoever is cool with it, then that ain't got shit to do with me.
Hey, him and MLK was hitting them white hoes, man.
Hey, get your audio fixed. That's what you do. Go
Hey, it's
invest in
still not
your mic
right?
with all that money you be making.
Man, my shit should be right now. It still ain't
Nah, your
right,
shit
Reg?
trash.
no.
Sound like a frog burping. Get the
You
fuck
got
out of
you
here.
on the computer or the phone?
I'm on the phone.
Oh, I'm
You
about to
got to
think
take
you
off
had
the
a tab
echo.
open or
You
something.
got to take, yeah, you got to take. Don't hit that button that say echo when you go on StreamYard. Don't check that button. You got to not check that button when
Okay,
they
try
ask
it
you about
now.
the echo.
I see this
Yeah,
thing here. Try it now. Go try it.
Bro, he don't need to talk no fucking way, bro. He don't add nothing
No,
to
we
the
ain't about to start
conversation.
this
I've been telling
conversation.
y'all.
You just be wanting to start arguments, bro. I don't know why you do that kind of shit.
Don't add shit to the motherfucking conversation. But anyway, back to Jesse Jackson. Yeah, I think he deserved a thorough. Matter of fact, uh, I think that we should dedicate. I know Deuce do his West Coast Wednesdays, but we goddamn running out of this bullshit ass gang banging ass music y'all like to play on Wednesday nights. So, so before we go live on that, if we could just properly do a good Jesse Jackson show. You know we running out of music. All that shit started to sound the same. We heard that. We heard that. We heard that. We like, man, get the fuck out of here. We need to transition some R&B or something. We need to. I mean, I enjoyed the jazz. I like playing eclectic music. Like we play everything. Like people be talking about the vibe. Fuck the vibe, man. Let's play this music and let's jam and let's put each other on. That's what I like to do. I like to be put
just don't
on for
let,
pop.
Yeah,
yeah, just don't
I'm
let
off
Asian
all
Math
week.
have too many songs.
I might do some earlier shows because I'm off all week. I'll drop my kids off and go live on music.
Hey
But yeah,
man,
that Asian math shit in y'all is funny as
Oh,
fuck.
yeah, don't
hey
let Asian Math get too many songs in. That's all I say.
yeah, we got to show Jesse Jackson the respect, man. We don't expect for white folks to do anything for us in regards to him. They always look at him in a negative manner, man. So we got to make sure we uplift the brother and pay him his tribute, man. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna keep listening to the show. I'm gonna get on back to work. Hey, and Reg, tell your cousin Deuce he don't want to mess with me with these jokes, homie. I'm surgical with these jokes. Holla at y'all later.
He got out here really just to talk to Deuce. That's all he wanted to do, Red. Just so you know,
Let
that was
Deuce
for
know.
Deuce.
Let Deuce
Yeah, that was
know.
for Deuce.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's for
yeah,
Deuce.
but they do that all the time with all our black leaders. They be talking about their sexual like if they having affairs with women. Like we give a fuck. Like what the fuck did that got to do with me? Like the fuck do I
Especially
care?
about Epstein. I'm gonna do like Pam Bondi from now on. Anytime they start bringing up black people in their sex life, I'll be like, but what about Epstein? And what about this one? And what about that one? And what about that's what I'm
Exactly.
finna start doing from now on. Like you can't never say nothing about this pervert or that one. Man, shut the fuck up. You hoes is having sex parties, worshiping the devil, walking around underground caves and shit, like supposedly sacrificing children and eating their bone marrow and shit. Like, get y'all weird ass the fuck up out of here. Talking about a motherfucker that got some pussy. Who don't get pussy? Man, let me tell you something. Trey Songz had women come to his concert and a good majority of them want to give him some pussy. A few of them figure out how to get back to his hotel room and stand in the lobby or stand by his room to give him some pussy. So we could stop with all this bullshit, man. Like we really can. Like the more bitches like money and power. It's just what it is. They like that shit. They like fame. They like prestige. They liked it, the D boy in the hood. They knew this motherfucker was selling dope and getting pussy. They just want to be down.
Facts. And he wasn't gonna be shit as a dad.
Come on, bro. And they still lay up with this motherfucker. And guess what? Only thing they want him to do is sell him a dream. Just sell me the dream. That's all these bitches want. Just be nice to me. Just talk
They
to me
don't even
right.
care about that. They don't even care. Remember, now you know what that happened. Niggas like what's the nigga that got caught with the white girl where he to give all the money? Shannon Sharp and niggas like that. They done flipped the game because remember, like you say, bitches used to go hide in the hotel. They'd wait to see the flights, all that shit. You got these stupid Negroes. They paying them to come to them like they done fucked the whole game up. So now they think it's weird that dudes do this kind of stuff. But there's a whole bunch of women that ride around and do all that stuff that we know they do, that they want to act like women don't do that. And they always talking this like there ain't no trash ass woman, just like it's trash ass dudes that do that kind of shit. That's always gonna be the case. But that don't stop the movement of whatever you trying to do and the ilk of what you trying to do. That'd be crazy because if we start really going into history, all these people that they be putting on statues and paintings and putting building fucking navy ships behind and bases and all this other shit. We start looking at some of these fucking people. We'll take all that shit down.
That's a fact. That's a fact. That's why I love when Reg started talking about the degenerate behavior of people in this country and this culture. How dare we stick our nose up and act like we better and we see that the elite is running around chasing this motherfucker because they can't get pussy. They doing weird shit like writing emails. Hey, I got an STD from them Russian bitches over there when I was in Russia. I think I gave it to my wife. I came home and fucked that bitch bareback. How do I sneak this bullshit in here? I know you used to doing weird, creepy shit like this. So how do I sneak this motherfucker medication in? Or motherfuckers writing him, hey, we had a good time. I'm gonna hook you up with this bitch. I'm gonna hook you up with that bitch. And then these people act like they don't know what's going on in the world. Like we don't think that once these people with millions and billions of dollars to access with everything, like they're not human beings. And not only that, like they not into the weird shit that we believe that they into. What the fuck else they gonna be into? They ain't got shit else to do. They got the money, they got the power, they got the prestige, they got everything. Now let's go into our heart's desires, which is what they do. And we pretend like they don't do that, act like and Bill Gates can come on TV and with his sweater on and be like, no, I don't know nothing about that. Oh no, no, I don't know nothing about man. Get the fuck out of here, man. Ain't nobody buying this shit. None of this shit. All this shit is made up. We watch Harvey Weinstein and then Puffy. Man, what's blowing my mind is the Puffy Rico. That still bothers me. That Puffy Rico by himself bothers me. And he's sitting in jail for prostitution.
But while we don't have no details on no Weinstein or no Epstein, we don't have no details and no sexual acts. We know how Puffy liked it, what he liked to watch, all this crazy shit. Even the male people who was the supposed victims, we got all their fucking names. We got all the information about them. So like they just be on bullshit. So that's why when they be marching all this shit out, I just see it for what it is. It's a bunch of bullshit. And they hide behind stuff which ain't real. And when there's some real shit going on, they get quiet. You don't really hear the shit. And they play like they don't know what's going on. They hide and obscure everything.
Yeah. And nobody goes to jail. That's the crazy part. They call Lex Westner the co-conspirator along with Epstein. This motherfucker ain't went to jail. Nothing happened. That like
They
nothing.
been
So
knew
nothing
that, B.
happens.
They been knew
Yeah, they
that.
been
The
knew that. Of
motherfucker,
course they
if
knew
the
that.
motherfucker signed the goddamn company over to them, what the fuck? Like, who the fuck signs a company over to another motherfucker? Like, just some random ass person, man. They been do this shit. The motherfucker had the power of attorney over all his businesses, all of them. At the point when he was billionaire status, like he ain't had no control. He took the control from Lex Westner. So what the fuck did they have going on where this man had power over his shit? They been knew this shit.
Yep. So since you off, Reg, uh, we could once you get up tomorrow and shit, I think I'll probably be out work maybe 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock tomorrow. I'll probably be home by no later than 3. So what's that? 3, 2, 1 o'clock your time. So by 4 something my time, once you get up moving around, Reg, we could I want to do the Jesse Jackson tribute show. We could do it on the backup channel.
Yeah, I'll be doing music. I'll drop the kids off and probably try to start a show or something.
What time you gonna be doing music?
Shit, maybe 10 or 11.
So
I got
10 or
somebody come here
11.
to fix something. So after they leave, whoever they got to come over and fix some shit. After they
So
leave, then I'll
probably
go live.
so probably what you think about 1 o'clock your time?
No, way earlier than that because I got to go get the kids. Or if y'all hold it down, I can just leave the live running. Y'all can be on, just hold it down and shit.
I don't know, cause I'm gonna be at work in the morning. I gotta go to work in the morning. I'm just gonna
No, I'm talking
hang.
about doing something when you get back.
Oh yeah, for sure, yeah, for sure, we'll be able to do that. Yeah, cause I think what time you gotta go get your children? Like after 4?
Uh, what time they get out? 3 something, and then I got to drop them off at they practices and shit.
Oh yeah.
So
Oh,
that's
you ain't
like
gonna be able to
3
do.
plus 4.
Oh, okay. So 4, 5, 6. See, that's 6 o'clock my time. Yeah. So we can go way earlier than that.
Yeah, I'm saying y'all we can be live and then y'all can just hold it down when I gotta go do all that shit.
Yeah, for sure. Cause you'll probably be able to get that morning crowd while everybody's asleep. Probably jump that jazz show off.
Yeah, I'm gonna do all that shit. See how much different music I go into. Or start off R&B, jazz, and all that.
Yeah, we fuck around at the council West Coast Wednesday tomorrow. Deuce, I'm sorry. You might have to we
Nah, I
might
ain't
have to
gonna do
cancel
shit
that.
to that nigga.
Nah,
Nah.
I like messing with Deuce. Deuce will give me, hey homie, he'll text you, hey homie. What's up with that, homie?
Yo, y'all ain't right, man.
I want to
I
play
mess
this
with
gang
dudes.
banging. I want to play this gang banging, the same music ass sound and shit. The same shit. No substance. That's why I was glad when Lil Russell said that about Lil Wayne. He shouldn't have apologized. He was right. Man, Lil Wayne don't be
He was
talking
wrong
about
as a
shit.
motherfucker.
What he
Nah,
No,
said?
the fuck he wasn't.
he was right.
He
What
Lil
was
Wayne,
right.
what he said?
Lil Wayne is ass,
He
man.
he said that once he said that he grew up on Wayne, and once he got older and started listening to that shit, he noticed that Lil Wayne don't be talking about shit. He don't have no substance to his music. And he right. Lil Wayne don't be talking about shit. Nothing. He
Yeah,
just be
not his
making words
earlier
rhyme.
shit. Yeah, his earlier shit maybe, but now the last couple albums, now he hasn't been talking about that for a
He
while.
he was talking about his
He
prime
never
shit.
talked about nothing.
He talking about his prime shit. He wasn't talking about no latest the latest shit he
Yeah,
dropped.
he like it's like he never like that's always been my gripe with Lil Wayne. I'm
Maybe
like,
like
he don't
he
have
had
to.
like one album. Yeah, he had some when he was first hitting. After that, it kind of got real repetitive,
No, it ain't
and it really
repetitive.
wasn't nothing.
He
No,
It
no, it's
wasn't
not.
really
No,
nothing.
Pittsburgh.
It really
No,
wasn't nothing in
that's
there.
not what he said.
no, no.
He
That's not what
said
he's saying. Pittsburgh. What he's saying. Go ahead, Jashawn.
no, he's
What
saying that listening to it, he like, man, this dude don't got no substance. Yeah, he might had a few songs. He said basically he used the analogy like if I can be good to you 1,000 times. If I slap you that one time, that's all you go. You know what I'm saying? I mean, no, if I slap you 1,000 times and I'm good to you one time, I'm gonna remember all the slaps instead of the good time I treated you. Basically saying, yeah, he got a couple songs where he really talking about shit and touching on shit, but most of the shit was just punchlines and metaphors and words he was rhyming together. It wasn't talking about nothing. Like, with Jay-Z, he gonna get some game. With Nas, he gonna spit some constant shit. He gonna do this, that. It's not repetitive, just punchlines with no type of game or no type of consciousness he really touching on. That's basically what he was saying.
I don't know if I all the way agree with that. I see what he's saying, but I don't know if I all the way agree with it. Not in
Pittsburgh
the
T. You don't
beginning.
even listen to Lil Wayne music. You don't know
In the
none of his
beginning,
music. You know it. You
yeah, in the
need to
beginning.
stop.
Some of his earlier music it wasn't like that.
What's
Now his
earlier?
last,
Name it. Earlier what? Name it. Earlier what? Name it.
well, before that, right around that Mr. Carter shit. After that, it went real left. After
Man,
that,
please. He wasn't talking
that
about
shit
nothing
did
before
that.
that. Have you listened to the
Yeah,
mixtapes, the fucking squad up? That shit is trash.
man, he had a couple. It wasn't. He had no. Listen, B, we ain't saying nothing wrong. We ain't saying nothing different. He ain't had no repertoire of no heavy ass, deep ass music. But after that, that was the peak was when he was, and after that, it got repetitive, and it was the same shit. He ain't got no deep
I just think
like fucking make you think music.
We don't
I
care
just
what
think
you
it's kind
feel,
of
but
fucked
we'll
up.
listen.
I think it's just kind of fucked up that he disrespected that man, craft like that. You know what I'm saying? And hip hop, like it's the only genre that they do that to their elders. You know what I'm saying? Like he didn't even have to say names. He could have said, "I realize, after listening to some of my favorite rappers, blah blah blah." But to just single Wayne out like that, like everybody just had the deepest shit in the world. It's only one Jay-Z. It's only one such and shit. A lot of people think La Russell was trash. A lot of people don't like his music. They think his music has zero substance. So what's the difference? You know what I'm saying? And coming on here just trashing everybody and they fucking artistry like that man didn't carry hip hop on his back for fucking 4-5
He
summers in a
didn't.
row. You know
He
what I'm saying?
didn't. He didn't.
He ain't never
He
carried
I
it on
didn't.
his back.
don't
He
think he
didn't.
But
trashed him,
Hey
bro.
DJ,
Like
hey
Shit.
DJ,
Lil Wayne,
you sound a lot
Lil
better
Wayne
now.
definitely at a time where he was carrying rap. There's
You
no
you
denying.
also
for
you
sure.
you also go to different rappers for different shit. Yeah, I might go to Common when I want to hear this. I might want to go to Jay-Z for this. I might want to go to Too Short for this, Sugar Free for this. Like, so for him to bash that man and his craft like that, especially how the rest of the world talks bad about Bay Area music, like nigga, like don't do that. Like
Why
that shit was
not?
wrong.
To
We
me,
Cause
just
that shit was
Bro,
whack.
we
that's
did
his
a
bro,
review.
opinion.
if
We
we
did,
That's his
and we did a
opinion.
review on the Carter Six. We did a
He
review
did
on that. Me and Reggie, we
he
all listened to that out. That shit
that's
was boo
fine, but
boo.
that's one
if
project. You
hold
didn't say
on,
the man
We
whole
could, and,
catalog was ass.
if
we could do that. We could do that
if
tomorrow if you want
if
to.
if we criticize niggas, if we can criticize niggas that play football and basketball, why we
Yeah, you
can't
can get
criticize
criticized.
a nigga pen, bro? Like we can that's
Yeah.
Right.
not he didn't take
Facts is
away
sure.
he didn't take away from what
That's
he
that
did
whole
artistically,
everybody.
bro. He like the dude don't got no substance. He's 40 years old, bro. He ain't no 20-year-old, bro. You expect the artist to grow over time.
Yeah.
If an
Facts.
And you
artist
should be able
Is
to
sure.
criticize it.
if an artist stay the
Should be able
same, that's like the nigga Drake rap about the same shit. This nigga been rapping about the same shit for 10 years. Like, what do what's wrong with criticizing somebody art, bro? Like, that's fair game. He didn't take no personal shots at him. He didn't try to disrespect his legacy. He just said, listen to him. He feel like he don't have no substance, and that's the truth. If we being real, that's the truth. And I fuck with Wayne. Nigga Reggie did a show. We did the show on Lil Wayne versus Drake. But he don't
We
got no
did.
substance, bro. That's a fact.
Oh shit! Here come Deuce. Here come Deuce. We talk about music. Here
uh-oh.
come Deuce.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I mean, but he got a lot of club bangers, so it's hard to separate that when you start like trying to get like actually listening to the music. Most people know the club bangers. They don't actually listen to the songs. That's the difference.
What club? Who you talking about? Lil Wayne?
Who you
Most
talking
of these
about?
dudes, most of these dudes in general, when people think of them, they thinking of the radio plays and the most popular songs. Most of them in general. So
Yeah,
that's what
nah,
they
but
think of.
that nigga was talking about the squad up taste. He was talking about no ceilings. He was talking about
Yeah, like that shit
all
is
that shit. He wasn't
garbage,
talking about
man.
no club
Yeah.
shit.
He really an introduction into the mumble rap side.
Yeah,
He is.
that's what I was about to
He
say. I
is.
think
Yeah.
I think people are misconstruing what he was saying. Like I think he's talking about Lil Wayne's influence more than like what his shit was talking about. Like he also brought up how Lil Wayne, how everybody want to be bloods and everything, and more degenerate behavior and shit. Lil Wayne's probably the second most influential rapper ever. After Tupac is Lil Wayne. So like I
I
think
don't
what
believe
Russell
that.
talk,
No, that's
Nah, that
not
ain't
true. They
true.
all have
Nah, that's not
errors.
you
true,
guys
bro.
are
What it
crazy as
is
shit,
they
It
bro.
depend
have
on your age. It
no,
depend on your
no,
age.
Lil
No,
Wayne is the
right,
second most
right.
influential rapper ever, bro.
That's not
no, you're
true
not.
because I
DMX,
tell
After
you
no, it's
Lil,
not.
in the 80s,
It's
I explain
DMX.
why. In the
nah, man,
80s,
don't go back to the
hold on,
30s
let me
and
explain why,
30,
dude.
30
Let
years
me tell
ago
you why that's
because
not
like that's
true.
just not relevant to now. Like
No,
we
no, it's not relevant to
even y'all
you
niggas don't even
now.
talk
Hold
about.
on.
Ah, man, go ahead, bro.
Now go ahead. You got it.
No, I'm saying you can't talk about like Kumo D and the Treacherous Three. None of that shit even reached the mark now. Like you have to go back to the 90s. And
But he still wasn't.
ever since Tupac starred, you know what I mean? Ever since his star dimmed, Lil Wayne's been the most influential rapper ever, bro.
That's
You
not
Nah,
can't deny
DMX
that.
true.
got him.
I don't
No,
believe it.
DMX got him beat by
No,
a
no one
landslide.
sounds
That's not
like
And
even
Jay Z
close.
DMX,
and
bro.
Jay Z got him beat.
No
Like,
one sounds like Jay-Z either. They like, what are you guys talking
When
about?
you saying
You
influence,
said
what are
most
you talking about?
influential. DMX is the
Influential, yeah.
way more influential than
Yeah,
him,
but
bro. It's
I
not
can,
You
even
crazy
close.
as
I
hell,
can,
bro.
niggas
Man,
is
that's not even close, bro.
niggas is influenced by Nipsey is from the business aspect, but they not influenced by him as a rapper though. So your influence don't even gotta be rap. It can be something else. Niggas ain't influenced to rap like Lil Wayne.
No, they not. And Lil
I ain't
Wayne
heard
ain't.
one
Right.
nigga rap
Absolutely,
like him.
absolutely hard with the voice quarter, the
Man, them niggas is
dreads,
none of
the
them niggas
face
got
tats,
punchlines. Where the
the face
punchlines and the
tats, all that
metaphors at?
shit. Like the whole swag. Lil Wayne's the father of all these niggas.
I
No, man.
agree that he did inspire a genre. He did.
It's
You
been like
right.
20
He
years.
But
he
he's not.
young
But he's not the
20
thug.
most.
years, bro.
Hold
Yeah.
on. He young thug. He all these dudes, little daddy. I agree. I
Even
do
before
agree.
then, bro. You go back to Little Zanes and all that shit back in the day.
No, he didn't inspire them.
You
He was
crazy
their
No, he
as
didn't.
fuck, bro.
contemporaries. He was their contemporaries. He couldn't inspire
No,
you. They
he inspired
Man,
contemporaries.
them,
Chief
bro.
Keef
Lil
is more
Wayne's at the
influential.
top of the food
Like
chain,
Chief
bro.
like
Keef
Lil
is
Bow
more
Wow and
influential
all
than him,
them.
bro.
He didn't. Lil Wayne didn't inspire Lil Bow Wow. Chris Cross was out before Lil Wayne.
Snoop Dogg
So what?
inspired Bow Wow.
So
But
what I'm
like
trying to
for
tell
the
you
last
is
20 years, bro, Lil Wayne's been influential. Before then, everybody trying to have their own style.
Man, he not. Who did he influence today? They don't like.
Everybody,
No, he
bro.
don't. Nigga, Chief Keef more
nobody.
influential than him.
Man,
Nobody.
Right.
everybody's Chief Keef's influenced by Lil Wayne. You can see why he
What do
dressed.
them niggas do? Man, all these young niggas doing what type of genre
I'm
of
not
music?
speaking on the
Drill
music. I'm
music,
talking about the style, the swag,
bro.
all
That's
this shit, bro.
influence.
That's Wayne, bro.
None
No,
of them
it's
niggas.
not.
Yes, it
That's
is.
we talking about 10 years ago. That shit is over
No,
with, bro.
I'm talking about from now.
Man, these
Anybody
niggas
coming
wasn't
out
even
with
alive.
dreads and
These,
face tats
bro,
and
if I'm born in 05, how the fuck did I listen to Lil Wayne?
bro, it's about listening. Like, man,
Like, how am I
we got
influenced by
to get
Lil
our
Wayne?
comprehension together, bro. Like, it's not just listening, bro. It's the whole swag. It's the style
You're
of
not hearing what
dress.
I'm saying. I'm saying if I'm born in 2005 and 2007, how am I influenced style
Hey,
wise
Deshaun is
by
cooking
Lil
tonight.
Wayne,
I just
bro?
want to say that.
This nigga
They
love
wasn't.
her,
No, you talking about the last generation was influenced.
man.
My era, they influenced. The niggas now is not influenced by Lil Wayne like that, bro.
Yeah, bro,
I,
Lil Wayne's
I'm
still
telling
the
you.
They
father of
like
this nigga
Playboy
style, bro.
Cardi and shit
Exactly.
like that.
He's
Now,
still the
now, now, I agree with Deuce. Lil Wayne influences out of this world. He's definitely, you still see residuals of Lil Wayne's effect, his impact, the swag he brought to rap music, the fact
drugs,
that everybody's wearing dreads, the drug use,
gang banging.
the tattooing, all that shit, which is part of culture and hip hop. But Pittsburgh T, DMX didn't have an impact on nothing in hip hop, bro.
man, you tripping, man.
Yes, he
He
did.
didn't,
Yes,
bro.
you
No, he
out of
didn't.
You
red.
out of
Yes, he
control. Y'all
did,
just don't
Red.
like DMX, bro.
What
We do
influence
like
in rap
DMX.
did DMX shape? None of it. Jay Z was the other guy who shaped a lot with hip hop too. But
So wait a
DMX,
minute. You
DMX
gonna say
sold
Jay
more
Z had
records.
an
Hold up,
impact?
hold up.
Yes.
DMX sold
Go
more
ahead.
records than Jay-Z, bro. What are you
no,
talking
Yes.
about?
Not
DMX
even
was a
close.
fucking move.
what influence did you see that DMX had to where people
I'm gonna
followed
tell
him
you
that
what he
much?
He
did.
was
I'm
on
gonna tell you
fucking
what he did.
movies, bro.
Hold on, let me tell you what he did.
You niggas
Ice
say
T,
y'all
Basically,
don't know what
Ice T and
influence
Ice Cube
is.
was
hold
in
on, let me
movies too.
explain it. Let me explain it. The impacts that DMX had. Remember when they was going through the bad boy era and the shiny shoots and shit? What DMX did was bring that shit back to the streets. That shit was like hard.
Cosplaying Tupac. Cosplaying Tupac.
All right, all
That's why
right.
people like DMX
DMX
so
didn't
much.
shift anything as far as the influence of hip hop.
He's playing
Okay,
with
That's a
okay.
Tupac.
straight lie.
From y'all
Ja Rule
perspective,
and
I mean,
DMX were cosplaying Tupac, bro.
I was playing Tupac.
Yeah,
Man,
they were cosplaying
man,
Tupac.
no, he wasn't.
I disagree with you on that, dude. So I think
No,
DMX
he
just
was
being
not
DMX.
he was his own person, bro. He was not
DMX is
I
his own
think
cosplaying
he was his
person.
Tupac.
own person.
No,
Yeah.
the shirts off, the
Bro, Tupac didn't talk
bandanas.
about no dogs. Tupac didn't wear
Dude,
no
No,
fucking
he
Bro,
dog
didn't.
like,
collar
Dude
around
bro,
his
off
neck
his
and
it's
cosplay
barking.
not just
shit.
music,
He
bro.
think
DMX,
everything tied in some old conspiracy acting shit. Some niggas is just who they
Yeah,
are,
bro.
bro.
Stop. That
no,
dude was
bro.
Man,
completely
that
That's
dude
not.
different.
had a dog. Bro, that dude was a dog and barked. And Tupac didn't
He had
act like
women
that.
and
It's
yeah,
Tupac
not
he
just
wasn't
about the
he had
wild.
music,
And
bro.
abuse.
Like, you
Tupac was
niggas
not
think so
wild.
low
Tupac
level,
was
bro. The aesthetics brought people
Ain't
back
no
to Tupac.
aesthetics from no Tupac. That nigga's
Man,
a
get
New
the
Bro,
York
fuck
if,
out of
nigga.
if
here, bro.
DMX
So who
is
was
a New
wearing?
York nigga through and through,
facts,
bro.
So
facts,
who was
facts,
wearing? Who
facts.
was wearing? was wearing bandanas with their shirt off besides Tupac?
That was a New York
Oh my
thing,
New York,
bro.
God,
New
come
He
Jersey.
brought
on,
that
bro.
shit.
That's
That
what
was
they
Other
did
New
in New
York rappers
York.
New
did it
York,
then.
New York, and New Jersey niggas do
Stop.
that
New
shit.
York did that.
Name one
Trench
that
got
did this.
bandanas on. Redman
Niggas
got
do that.
bandanas on.
All the
Stop it,
Wu
Man,
bro.
Tang niggas got that.
Yeah.
That's a
All
New
the
York.
Wu Tang niggas was dressing like
That's a
that,
New York.
bro.
That's a New York, New Jersey thing, dude.
no,
Yeah.
bro, it's not. And
Dude,
Oh
it
my
is. You go back to Mobb Deep and watch some niggas do that shit.
DMX and Ja Rule played to that shit, bro. You believe that shit for
I bet.
real?
Ain't no
Ja Rule
problem.
was never as big as DMX, bro. So they ain't even the same
Ja
equation.
Rule was
They ain't
bigger
never.
than DMX.
Yes, he
Oh,
was. At one time, yes, he was.
He
Pittsburgh
was
T. He
bigger than
was.
DMX.
Yes, he was.
He had about a
Yeah,
bro,
3-year
Yes,
you
he
run
was.
to
he
50
just randomly
Cent
throwing shit out and forgetting who these dudes was, man.
to 50 Cent squashed his shit, stole his style and started doing it and squashed them and put the police on them niggas. Ja Rule was the biggest thing in hip hop for about 3 years.
That's a fact.
And it was all about Tupac swag.
well, I mean, look. We go on a different way. I was just speaking to like you were saying that Wayne was the second most influential rapper after Tupac. I think
He
that's
is,
that's
bro.
He
that's
probably
badly
is.
wrong, bro.
He
I
That's
is.
don't
That
badly
ain't
think he
wrong.
far
is, bro.
fetched, bro. He definitely is.
He the father of all these niggas,
You
bro. That's
can't.
why he gets so much. That's why he still gets so much love. Even his music sucked the last 5-6
No,
years. He still gets a lot of love
no,
because these
Yes, you
niggas
right.
no.
still
He is
love
they
that nigga.
daddy. That's one
He's
thing I
the,
give you credit for. He these dudes daddy.
he's the father of all their styles, bro. The dreads, the drug use, the glorifying their
Man, niggas was
kids.
not wearing dreads because of no Lil Wayne, bro.
Oh my shit.
Man, you crazy as fuck.
Shit.
Lil Wayne
There's
started that
nobody.
shit.
He started that rock star shit. He definitely
Yeah,
No,
the
started
he
the
rock
started
dread
stars.
the
That's
shit.
how all
dread
these niggas
shit,
dress
all
Not
now.
that
that
shit.
dread shit. That shit did not come
Yes, he
from
did, bro.
niggas right
Who
now is not
started
wearing
it?
dreads because of that nigga. I tell you
Niggas
Yes,
in
that.
the
they are.
NFL ain't start.
No, they
Niggas in
not.
the NFL ain't start that dread shit. They probably was
I
wearing
didn't
that
say
shit
no
because of him.
NFL nigga.
So who started the dread shit then?
You talking about as
Lil
far as
Wayne.
what?
As
As far
far
as
as how it's a hood thing, niggas wearing the hood. Niggas a
y'all
clown
already
used to
talked
wearing
about
dreads
He's
back
niggas.
wearing
in the day.
dreads.
Nigga,
New
y'all already
York niggas
talked
used to
about this,
wear
nigga.
dreads and that shit like some off-brand shit.
Man, you talking about Jamaicans and Caribbean niggas, bro.
No, that shit was off-brand to Americans, nigga.
It
That's what
was
I'm
it was
talking about,
Jamaicans and
nigga.
Caribbeans.
Nah,
Then
listen. I'm
Lil
saying
Wayne started
black
bubbling up
niggas,
with his
American niggas was
dreads,
wearing
and
those man niggas. You said what?
I said Lil Wayne started coming out with his dreads swinging, and the
Everybody
girls
wanted
liked
That
them,
nigga
dreads.
didn't
and everybody
popularize
had
that.
the face
Yes, he
tats.
did, because niggas
Nigga, Chief Keef
used to
popularized
wear
that shit,
Iverson
nigga.
braids in their head. Iverson
Niggas,
braids is the most popular
listen.
shit amongst niggas.
Chief Keef popularized why these niggas got dreads right now, bro. Not Lil
Niggas
Wayne, bro.
wearing dreads. Chief Keef
Chief
got dreads
Keef,
because of
no,
Lil
he did
Wayne.
not.
Man, that nigga got dreads because of Waka, man.
Who the
Man,
Waka get it
get out of
from?
here, man. That shit came from Wayne, man.
Man, that shit did not come from Wayne,
Man,
bro.
niggas used to fuck bitches off of having dreads. It went from fucking AI making cornrows popular to
Nigga, you
Lil
was
Wayne
30
making
years old,
dreads, and
nigga. What the
every
fuck
nigga
you
Lil
started
Wayne
talking
didn't do
wearing
it,
it.
but it wasn't even that. Like where I was from, it was Bob Marley influence with the dread shit. Like I don't even know
Nigga,
where
Bob
y'all
I
Marley
getting
don't
been
that
believe
dead
from.
that
for
shit.
1,000 fucking years.
Yeah,
Everybody
but he ain't
knew
been dead. Nah, but you like what y'all talking about with the dread shit. Remember, like black people don't just listen to rap music, man. We cross platform
that.
all kind of
It's not
Niggas
shit.
just
not
about the
wearing
music, bro.
dreads
It's
like
about the
that.
swag and the influence, the
Yeah,
aura.
but I'm saying
It's not
we
just
ain't get
about
that
the
from no.
music.
Yeah, but I'm talking about we ain't getting no dread. We ain't getting no one thing from no every one person. That's what I'm saying. Y'all saying like this
Yes, you
dude
did. Yes, you did.
was the everything and everybody got every. No hell they didn't, bro. Black people listen to all kind of shit. They
Yeah,
don't just
It's
Busta
listen to
not
Rhymes
just
rap.
the
had dreads,
music, bro.
and
Why
Busta
keep
Rhymes had
I
dreads,
can
overlooking that?
co-sign that. I
and he
think
looked
Pittsburgh
off
T is
brand.
on to something because Lil Wayne did go through his Bob Marley phase when he was trying to be a rock
That's where
star.
they
And he
got
talked
that from.
so Lil Wayne, so he is on to something. Pittsburgh T is on to
No,
something.
bro.
If
You
we
talking
Lil
about
being
Wayne
honest.
did
music. It's
not
not just
popularize
music,
that
bro.
shit to amongst the culture of people throughout urban America.
No, what I'm
Yeah.
saying is Lil
Yeah.
Wayne's inspiration was Bob Marley.
Yes, and that's
Okay,
how Bob Marley looked. He was clean. He didn't look
maybe.
like a New York dude. He didn't look like none of them niggas. That's what. So y'all equating it to a rock style look. That's how them. Like if you know the Marleys, like in Miami, that's how. Oh, it's a bunch of Marleys down here. That's how they fucking dress. They've
Bro,
been dressing like that forever. No,
Just
no,
a
no.
rock star,
It's
bro.
not just. It's not just the dreads. It's
The
the look that they
tight
have.
pants, the bathing
Not
names,
mine.
the Evisu jeans, all that shit, man. The skater
No, them
shoes.
Miami niggas
He
wear.
stole that look
They've
and
been
he
I
stole
know,
doing
that
that
from
but
the
since the
clip.
'90s.
but
And
he
he
blew
stole
it
that
up
from the
though.
clip.
He blew it up though. like he the one that made everybody want to do that shit, bro. Y'all niggas know Lil Wayne was the #1 influencer for about good
He
6-7
was
years.
influential. I ain't gonna take it from him.
We being
You right. When it comes to these little dudes, daddy, he is these little dudes, daddy.
Yeah.
The Young
That's why he gets so
Thugs, the Playboy
all of these
Cardi,
niggas, all
the
these
you
niggas,
name
bro.
them, Trippy
they
Reds,
got
and
tattoos on their face. Lil Wayne influence.
the
He like a Mayweather.
Extension.
He a Floyd Mayweather to rap.
He may be. He may be. I don't think I can't say second, but I could say he had a hell of a fucking impact. I could tell you that.
You can't
Yeah,
name
he damn
anybody
sure
more
influential.
influential
Yeah, I
than
don't
him
know if
and
he number
Tupac,
2.
bro.
Yeah, he damn sure influential. I don't know about no second.
He
Now.
is.
He's
Second is
next. He's
crazy.
right
Though.
under
Yeah,
Tupac,
he
bro.
is.
No,
But I
he's
wouldn't even
not.
say Tupac had an influential like when
He
niggas
did.
started
Tupac
seeing
was.
him.
He
Yeah, he
did.
was.
When Tupac
He
He
died,
did.
was.
when
like
Tupac
He
got
did.
killed, he got
like when you look
deified.
around,
Reg, everybody was trying to be like Tupac. They wanted to do what Tupac. Everybody did. They did. They all was influenced by him. All of them.
He influenced the streets
I
and
don't
Yeah.
see
the
people
industry.
copying the style of him. Like people that mimic his shit because they couldn't do it.
Bro,
I think his
everything these
style
dudes
stood alone.
do is they
name it.
want their Tupac moment. They want to date the bad bitches. They want to be at the MTV Awards. They want to be in the movies just like Tupac.
Wild out in front of the cameras, talk a bunch of
Just
shit,
like
be
Tupac.
overly opinionated.
Yeah,
Yeah, they want to be
Get
that
shot,
shit.
When
make
the nigga
records
was on
about it.
TV, bro,
Tupac.
when the nigga made a movie when he made a movie with Janet Jackson, that was it. All niggas wanted to be him, bro. And that was when Janet Jackson was hot, bro.
No,
Before any of the other
I
shit
think it was the
happened.
Death Row shit when he was West Side Riding.
No.
Yeah, the
And keep
Death
But the
Row
Janet Jackson shit got him to regular people household. That got him to suburban people household. That
No,
got him to regular working class people
I
household
wouldn't
with that
say that.
movie.
rapper Tupac
Nigga,
was bigger than actor Tupac.
on a
Tupac.
John Singleton movie? White people wasn't watching no
and
fucking
the
John
Man,
Singleton
That's
movies.
young niggas
crazy.
just
That was a big
say
movie,
that
bro.
shit.
Janet Jackson.
Rapper Tupac was bigger than actor Tupac.
Nah, not with that movie. That was a big movie back in the day.
That
Look what that
was
flipped, bro.
not a big movie, bro.
Stop it.
Yes,
Hell
it
Nah, it
no, that
was.
was
wasn't a
a
big
hood
movie. It
movie.
wasn't a big
His
movie
impact
to
was.
Bertie.
His impact
It didn't
was.
do
His
well.
impact. No, I'm not talking about. I'm not talking about his views. I'm talking about.
It's
No,
not bigger
y'all being
than
defensive. Y'all
his
talking
rap
about. Y'all
career.
talking about influence.
Death
Influence when you look at.
Row record Tupac is bigger than actor Tupac.
I never said that. That's so you making an argument I never said. I'm talking about him being with Janet Jackson at the time of who Janet Jackson was. The influence of that was major.
Man, Janet
See, y'all
Jackson
talking
wasn't
about the
shit in the
movie.
90s,
And
bro.
that
What
shit
you
was
Man,
a
y'all
hot
tripping.
man.
moment.
Y'all
That
is
was a hot
tripping.
Man,
moment.
Y'all tripping.
Juice
That
is
shit was
more
a hot
influential
moment.
than
Niggas
that
moved
movie,
past
bro.
that movie.
yeah. Nobody gave a fuck about that movie, bro.
Juice is that's the movie that niggas influenced by Tupac, not no
I,
fucking Poetic Justice.
Hey, I ain't gonna
bro,
lie
I
Even
never
though.
said
above the
that.
Hey,
rim.
I never
Even above
said
the
that.
rim.
No, I know you didn't
hey,
say that, but
Fact.
you said
Even
like
above the
that
rim.
movie
Hey,
crossed
above the
over.
rim.
I,
When
I
Tupac put
Nobody really
that
give a fuck
fucking
about that movie.
when
I don't hear
Tupac
nobody
put that
talk about that
goddamn
motherfucker.
razor blade in his mouth, everybody had razor blades in their mouth. I swear to God. My cousin,
And wearing
everybody was
bandanas.
doing
hey,
it.
I ain't gonna lie though.
Man, I had a
Watch Poetic
homegirl used to
Justice
do
now,
that shit. That bitch was
2026. I
I'm,
crazy.
guarantee that shit had you laughing like a motherfucker. Last time I watched it, nigga, I was crying.
What movie?
Poetic Justice.
Yeah, it was a cool movie, but
That shit
I
it
never
was
man,
watched
alright.
that
It
shit.
wasn't no
I
good
never
movie.
watched
It was just a Janet. Look, that what he had better movies he
it's
was
a
in. I
hood.
was talking about him. Yeah, I was talking about him being with her. That's see, y'all took out. I see out of contact. Like it's this
my
great
favorite
ass
part of the
movie.
movie
Nobody
is
said
watching.
that.
that movie ain't have no impact on Tupac. Like Tupac rapping career is bigger than his acting career. He just showed his natural talents as a fucking actor. He can actually act.
Right, he showed
That shit
range.
true.
Right, he showed range.
That's what made it
Range.
big with Janet Jackson on that stage, bro. Like you just proved my fucking point.
no,
He did
Janet
not. No,
Jackson
he
wasn't
didn't.
moving the needle like that, bro.
It didn't
I'm
move
sorry.
nothing. His movies didn't move shit. He wasn't in blockbuster films.
The blockbuster films he could have been in, he fucked them off. So you know what I mean. So it's like
But
Yeah,
Juice,
you
but
had
Juice
him.
was the shit though. But Juice was the shit.
just was the shit because everybody was in that shit. Everybody acted good. They're all known
No, it
actors
was
and
That's
him.
what
shit.
I want
No,
to
it was
ask.
him.
When Juice came out, was he? What did he have an album out already?
He
No.
put it out. He put it out when the movie came out.
So did he
When he
already
was
do the
filming that
digital
movie,
underground
when
shit?
he was filming that movie, he had no music out.
Yes, he
Did he
did.
do the digital underground
No, he
song that all around the world?
didn't.
Yes,
No,
that was before
no, it
Juice.
didn't.
That was before Juice,
No, it
bro.
wasn't. No, it
Yes, it
wasn't.
was.
I'm
Yes, it
about to
was.
go
Did we
check.
do
I'm on
this?
the
How
internet.
do you
Where I go,
think?
no, he wasn't, and all this other shit. I'm gonna check
I
because I
thought we
was wondering
did this
when he was
already.
And we
when he
figured
made
out
the
the shit came out in
scream.
'89.
That nigga like stood out for some fucking reason. He just stood out when he was in that movie and shit.
It was his
Yeah,
acting.
we don't want to go. We don't want to go into the Tupac story, but
Oh Lord.
but the shit was out before Juice. He's on all
Yeah,
kind of
it
songs of
was.
Digital Underground.
They
He's a fucking
filmed that
roadie.
movie. No, they filmed that movie before his music was ever
Well,
out.
we looked it up
Almost
last time. It came out.
everybody.
The
I'm
same
checking right
song
now.
came out like
But he talking
'89,
about
bro.
Digital
Juice came out in
Underground.
'92.
Yeah, cause when
He in the
even when
whole
he hit
movie with
the
same
all
song.
around the world shit, that nigga blew up. He was like, dang, like who is this nigga, man? That nigga like
Remember
took the
that was
whole
in the
thing
movie
away.
too.
A nigga who been
Remember?
trained, to act and act all kind of way his whole fucking life.
Man,
But
Yeah,
nigga,
that juice was cold.
kid of a revolutionary, bro. They ain't no acting.
Fact.
man, you can believe that shit if you want
Nah,
to.
you can discount him like you do a lot of
No, he
niggas.
I'm
did
not
go to the
discounting
School of
shit. I didn't know the
Baltimore Art.
truth.
He did go to the School of Baltimore Arts. That's where
Yeah,
he
you
met
know how you
Jada at
get
and
act,
shit.
you know how you go into acting schools because you got a talent. That don't mean they
I
teach you to
agree.
be fake and shit.
I don't know. I don't know
Mm.
what you mean by that. I'm going on
You know,
mute,
that's what
Reg.
dudes be trying to say. The nigga was putting on the act. That nigga
He
was
was
really
put on the
putting
fucking act. He put on the act everywhere he fucking went.
No, he didn't. The nigga's
Yes,
a
the fuck he
fucking
did, bro.
child of the ghetto, man. What the fuck you talking about?
No.
Fact.
Going
I
to
believe that, Reg. I believe what Reg said. He was the child of the so-called ghetto. That's what I
nah,
think. I
bro.
believe everywhere he had to go, he had to adjust. When you're in New York,
Yeah,
it's a
he
certain
adapted
vibe.
to
You got
that
to be a
shit.
You have
certain
to
way.
act. You
When
have
you
to
go
act.
to when you go to when you go to LA, you got to be a certain way. When you go
You
to
have to act.
Atlanta, you got
You
what you
go
mean
to
act?
LA. You go to LA. You gotta
Uh,
act like a Crip. When you go to Compton, you gotta act like a Blood. When you go to New York, you gotta act like a motherfucking act
You
like a
stupid, bro.
whatever them niggas do
5%.
A
out there.
revolutionary, a
Yeah,
revolutionary.
I don't know.
yeah. Juice
I
came
don't.
out 2 years after that, all around the world.
I told them niggas that we went to that shit last time, bro.
Yeah, because I was wondering, like, when we seeing the movie, I just because he wasn't big yet. He had just did the that all around the world shit, and he stood out in that song and shit. Oh, he said Apocalypse Now came out in '91.
I thought Apocalypse came out in '92.
I thought so too.
I
Let
guess
me
that's what
check.
it said.
Well, that's a step
Cause
one.
right after Juice,
Research.
No, it came out.
we start seeing that Brenda's Got a Baby. I just remember seeing Brenda's Got a Baby everywhere after Juice.
That was all around the same time. That was a good promotion and marketing plan for him.
It
Great.
was a hell of a rollout.
Yeah.
Cause he was basically Omar else was supposed to be the star of the movie, but Tupac was the
Yeah,
fucking star of that
Tupac
movie.
stole that shit.
Stole that shit. I'm talking about
And that was supposed to
everything
be
he had.
Tretch role.
I know.
When they auditioned, they probably just seen it like, nah, this shit gotta go to this
They
nigga.
Like,
did.
oh no,
Tretch Tupac
this
just come to
nigga.
hang out with Tretch. He was hanging
Yeah,
out with Tretch
they
and
was roadies
Tretch was
together.
going to do yeah, so Tretch was going to do a movie audition. He was like, I go with you. And then he was like, and then they was like, okay, now you read. And what's Tupac? They was like, yeah, we want you.
You're like, oh man, this nigga's a trained actor.
And you know, one of the homies said that shit happened to him. That nigga was going out audition. He used to try getting them commercials. And one of the homies rolled with him. Wasn't even trying to get in that shit. They gave that nigga the commercial.
That shit happens, bro. Niggas to see somebody better. But yeah, you know, when you start going into Ted Fields and all that shit, you'll see what's up with Tupac. Great artist though. Great artist. But you know,
a real
real is real
child of
around here.
the urban community as well.
A real child of the urban community. That's right, Reg. That's what I would call him. I'm talking about so and then you young, you judging a man that's 23, 24, whatever, 26, whatever. Like if you
Yeah,
judge me at 26 years old, ooh, man, Deuce, man, please don't
I feel
judge
the
me at
same way.
26.
Well, yeah, y'all judge Suge Knight when he was 25 and 26. So let's
He
just keep
wasn't
the same
25 and
energy.
26, he was 30.
That
Yeah, he
nigga was
was.
not fucking 30, bro.
Go
He
look
just
it
When
turned
up.
shit
50.
started rapping, yeah,
He
when it
just
started
turned
rapping, he was
55.
underage.
He just turned 55 last year.
What year was you born?
I don't know.
But it's not it's a judgment of what Suge Knight fucked off. Of
Yeah,
what could have
what you
been.
say he fucked off.
He could have been the Clive Davis of fucking music, bro.
Yeah,
Yep.
he could have been until he got sabotaged.
That nigga ain't get
Did you
sat or
watch the?
nothing. That nigga's a
Did you watch
fucking
the?
degenerate ass
Hey,
nigga, man.
I know,
hey,
huh?
did you watch?
And
Hey,
Puffy
dudes,
can do
did
the
you
same
watch the
thing. Puffy can do the same thing somewhere else, but
Puffy in jail?
And
yeah
his
now
degenerate shit got
Puffy
him
in
put in
jail.
jail too.
yeah
Facts.
when he stopped getting covered
It
when he
don't
No,
broke
matter,
it,
but he in
it
jail.
when
does
he had a
fucking
bitch
matter,
get
bro.
out of line. No,
Because
when
it should.
his degenerate shit failed him because he couldn't keep a bitch in line.
Nah, bruh. Nigga, Puffy been doing shit. Puffy been fucking niggas up.
Yeah,
Puffy been
yeah,
doing
nobody
shit.
told on him neither.
Niggas did tell on him, bro. He was protected though.
Man,
When he
nah.
lost protection, that's
Well,
yes he was,
to
bro.
be honest, he ain't really. He won his court case. He ain't get fucked over like that. What nigga got 2
Nah,
years?
bro. Puffy is done,
Yeah,
bro.
they fucked him over.
Puffy is
Yeah,
done.
they fuck.
Puffy is done, bro. He gonna take his
Yeah, they
money and go
fuck.
somewhere.
No, he
Puffy is
not.
done.
He'll find a way
No,
Man,
he
back.
not.
you think
He'll find
Puffy?
a
All
way
right,
back.
we'll see. We'll
He'll
see.
bounce back.
We'll
Boy,
see.
he could do a bad boy concert reunion and bring
Ain't
out
nobody
Mace
gonna
and Total and all the motherfuckers.
all everybody gonna think about is Astro Glide and him rubbing nut on his chest.
Man,
So
That's a lie.
you can believe oh
people, you know how
shit.
many people are
Hey, but
past
like
that
I
Little
shit?
Richard was
Shit.
gay. Little Richard was an open homosexual
Yeah,
in the
man.
50s and
But
the
he didn't
60s.
mask that shit. He didn't mask it. Puffy
Yes, he
did.
did. He
No,
tried.
he didn't. He didn't try to fucking mask that
From
shit,
time to
bro.
time, he did.
You know how Puffy can make $1 billion
He
off a
denounced
film?
it.
Look, Puffy can do a film about all of this
Facts.
shit, and that shit
Facts.
will blow
And
the
that shit
movie
gonna be dead.
theaters out
That
the
shit gonna be dead.
box.
That shit gonna be dead at the fucking screening. Cause
Shit,
No.
ain't nobody gonna. He gonna
No.
put it out himself on Tubi, I guess.
shit.
On
Wherever he put
Netflix.
it at, it's gonna sell. Wherever he put it at, it's gonna sell. He put it on
But man,
Tubi,
y'all niggas is
Netflix,
crazy. He's
YouTube. It's
He'd
done,
gonna
have
sell,
bro.
bro.
he'd have 1 billion sales, dudes, and he'd
He's
be like,
done,
"I'm
bro.
selling it all. Ain't
Next
nothing
Yeah,
to
it's gonna.
hide, man.
Netflix ain't gonna
Motherfuckers will
fuck with him,
fill the
bro.
theaters
They're
to
part
watch
of
this."
conglomerate. Like, what is, you niggas is crazy? Are you watching this Epstein shit and seeing that all these motherfuckers are connected at the top?
Who went to
That's what
jail?
they
Who went to
did because
jail? Hold on, wait a minute.
killed
Who went to
it. Yeah, because
jail?
they got it mixed up.
Who
Yeah,
went to
that's what they
jail?
gotta do.
What they
Bro,
do? Did they do something to anybody?
If they listen, if
bro.
they shot documentaries about him without him being in it, why he can't do a self documentary his goddamn self about
They gonna
himself?
because 50 Cent ain't gonna promote it.
Well, 50
Niggas
Cent
don't
ain't
need no
nobody when it
50
comes to that.
Cent. Niggas don't
What?
need 50 Cent.
Man, y'all niggas still blind to the
Why would he
fact,
need
man.
Man,
50
you
Cent?
believe
Why
in
would he
hype?
need
Who the fuck 50 Cent
yeah.
can't even sell music? If 50 Cent put an album out right now, that bitch will
Who
go
sells
wood.
music now? Who is selling music now? Who
J.
is?
Cole just #1 on the chart. J. Cole finna go on a
Okay, we'll see.
motherfucking worldwide tour.
We'll see where that shit goes next week.
Come
It
on,
don't
dude.
matter. He's going
It
on a
does
world.
fucking matter, bro.
Hold on. Listen to me. He's going on a worldwide tour off this
Yeah,
album. What the
and
fuck are you talking about?
yeah, he gonna be performing songs off this album on his tour. No, Live Nation put that nigga
It's
out to make
called a
some money
fall
for
off
him.
tour.
Yeah, that's of course. Yeah, Kendrick Lamar shit was called GNX tour,
And
but he
what
didn't
you
only
think he did?
he
What you
didn't
think he
perform
did
only
on?
songs from GNX. He didn't
I didn't
perform only
say
those
only.
songs.
You said
And you talking
only,
about
but
a
I bet you
tour?
he did. Hold on, listen to me, Deuce. I bet you he did a bunch of GNX songs off that album.
He also did shit off his catalog too, which is what
I
J.
didn't say
Cole
that
gonna
he
do.
didn't, but what I'm telling you is when they named this what happened when artists go on tours when they drop an album. Most of the time, you're gonna hear them do a lot of the songs off that album, and then they're gonna go into their catalog. But you're gonna get the song, even B-sides, you're gonna get that. Because that's what the tour is about, motherfuckers, for the album. Like, what are you
The tour,
talking about?
the tour is about people who got names and shit, or if you connected to Rock Nation. Niggas so mysterized, and you niggas still don't
No,
even get
you
it.
hate when you see that niggas are gonna blow up off the work they did,
I'm
bro.
not
Right,
hating.
right,
I'm not
right.
hating. You niggas is crazy, bro.
This dude finna go on a
Hating.
world tour. I'm talking about this dude starting in fucking
But what does that
like
mean though?
August.
Is
Like
he
you'll
doing
say,
that shit
"Oh,
himself?
the machine helped him." Nigga
Yes,
was
the
just
fucking machine.
there ain't
Yes.
no machine. It's
This
called a
nigga got
record
all
label. It's
bad
called a
reviews on this
company.
fucking album. You niggas talking about he gonna do a fucking tour off the album? I heard one nigga say they liked the album. One per not
I
just
liked
here.
it. I
Guess
Oh,
who gonna
liked
go?
it.
you didn't
Guess who
like it
gonna
that
go
night?
to the? Guess who gonna go to the show, Deuce?
White people.
People who like the fucking album.
No, bro. People
Fact.
who like J. Cole. There's a difference.
Regardless what it is, that mean you put in good work.
Regardless
bro,
of
you
what it is.
don't frame it as he's touring off this album when he's touring off his fucking name.
Man,
It's the
it don't
same,
matter
bro.
what
You
it is.
No,
tripping.
it's
It
not,
don't
bro.
matter.
Like you
It
argue
does
shit
fucking
because you
matter.
don't like certain shit about the
No, bro.
industry. That ain't
Like,
the way it
I don't know what
works.
you're talking about. I don't like shit. You don't tell me what I like or don't like. I didn't like the album, and nobody here liked the album. And I ain't heard one
I
good
liked
I
it.
like the album.
I mean, you
when we
didn't say that
played
I
shit
it.
that
liked
night.
it.
You didn't say it that night.
We did.
Yes,
We
I
was
did.
playing and
told
saying,
you.
I
Reggie
like
said
that. I
he
like
liked some
that.
of that shit.
No, dudes, I said the first time I listened to that shit, I was like, nah. When we listened to that
And
shit, I
then we
liked it.
played it.
Y'all was the ones bashing that shit.
I know.
liked
That's why I said Reggie said he liked the shit. Everybody else said they didn't. And everybody else I heard do reviews said they didn't like the fucking album. So I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I think in the initial listen, I think if people feel like that when you re-listen to that shit, you hear that shit.
Right.
It's a
That's
good
what I
album.
think. Like, I'm gonna tell you something else we need to do, Reg. Jill Scott just dropped a new album. See, we ain't on our music shit like we supposed to
You
because we
ain't talked
stuck on
about
this
Jill
West
Scott
Coast.
album yet. I did
Huh?
though. You ain't talked about Jill
You
Scott
did?
album yet. I did though.
I listened to it. It's like
When you
22
talk about
songs on it. I like about 5 songs on it. It ain't her best album. I like about 5 songs on it.
You're not
But I
working
need
with
to
the
listen
right
to it
producers.
again though. But I need to listen to it again, like listen to it with people, and like I think that's the best way to listen to music. Listen to it with people and then see what they think, and then maybe your ear, because sometimes your ear be tripping. You might not hear it the first time, or you
My
might not hear
headphones
it, and they be
tripping.
like,
that's why I like the music shows too. I like
like
hearing y'all opinions on shit.
yeah. Like Reg might play some shit, and I'll be like, oh, I never heard this. Oh, it ain't that I would play this, but this shit jamming. You know what I'm saying? Like I like that.
Nah, bro. Don't tell
Dudes,
me
you
this
don't have
nigga.
dudes. Your musical ear sucks, bro. Like I hate to tell you that. Like not that you don't
I don't agree with that though. Just because
like
you like different kind of music that I like, but I know I listen to music with people. I have associates, I have niggas that I fuck with, I have people where I sit around in groups with who don't even listen to the type of shit I listen to, that I introduce them to, and they say this
bro.
shit is good.
You just
Like you
described
niggas,
us. You
no,
just
I didn't.
described us.
No, I
Yes, you
didn't, bro.
did.
No, I
You
didn't.
said you got people in social groups that you sit around with that don't listen to the same shit you listen to and got different opinions. That's
You got a nigga a nigga on the farm and a nigga that's in the cave. Like
hilarious.
y'all don't fucking like I don't know, bro. Y'all are different type of people.
Dudes, all I gotta
You
say is you think Appleman is great.
I
Like
do think he's
fact.
great. You think
He
Nipsey's
not.
great? Yeah.
listen 10 billion
No.
times better than
Yeah.
Afro
Right,
Man.
bro. Yeah. Fucking right.
Afro Man couldn't hold a candle to Nipsey.
Yeah. Fucking right.
Why don't you review that Crenshaw tape or something when it's
Man,
mixed?
man, this one embarrassing. Hey, that's a West Coast Wednesday. Fuck it. Let's go Nipsey versus Afro Man.
We can do that.
Man, you don't want to do that shit.
He don't want to do that.
Hey,
You don't
I
want to
can
do
do it.
that, dude.
don't play as trash.
Nah, bro, don't do that.
Nah.
If you really want to do it, you're gonna send Red your Afro Man playlist. If you don't send your Afro Man playlist, you're not about it.
I
That
got an
means he's gonna
Afro
spend
Man
the
playlist.
garbage can. That's all. That's what he's
Yeah,
saying.
cause you got your time to curate your songs. So don't do that, bro. Cause you're gonna embarrass yourself like you did on the Dash show. I went back and replayed this shit. I'm like, man, the dudes don't get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. Right. But the songs I play, everybody likes. except a nigga on the farm and a nigga in the cave. But it's all right though.
You the one with the fucking chickens. You the one
Uh,
with the chickens.
I live on a ranch, not a farm.
Okay,
It's the same thing. Shit.
No, it's not.
what the fuck?
No, it's not.
Okay, what's the difference?
I got a paved driveway, central air and heating, Xbox, PlayStation, fucking Switch
You
2,
got Wi-Fi?
computers.
Wi-Fi?
I got dial up.
You on the run, nigga?
Maybe. I'm just off the
That
grid,
nigga,
man.
that nigga do be thinking he off the grid. No,
You
you're not.
not
I
off the
am off the
grid.
grid.
I don't know why you think you off the
Little do
grid. You
y'all
not
know.
off
Nigga,
the
you on the
fucking
internet.
grid.
Because he in the internet groups that
How
be
you
thinking
off
they
the
off
grid
the
and you
grid
on
and
the
shit.
internet?
Yeah, he on the internet with
I'm
us.
speaking here in anonymity.
Man,
You know what I
Reggie's
mean?
your fucking cousin. Reggie
I
ain't
was about to
Reggie
say
don't
that nigga here with his family and shit.
right. Like Reggie your fucking cousin, bro. And Reggie's so open on this motherfucker. We know everything about Reggie. We know Reggie ran away from the military, went AWOL. We know Reggie,
Yeah.
you know, when he
But
fuck bad
What he
bitches, he
did?
throw up
What he
in his
did? Boy,
mouth.
he ran away. He ran away from you.
Reggie's older than me. Reggie's a
Hey,
darker hue than me. Reggie's a little bit taller than me. So I
Oh,
am
he
not
call
Reggie.
you a darky. Red's a darky. Oh, y'all got colorism in y'all family.
I
No.
ain't gonna lie. What's up?
What you
But
said,
you're not off
Bob?
the grid. I don't think nobody's off the grid. Even them niggas who be saying they off the grid, they not.
I am.
Yeah, I know some people off the
I
grid, but it's an extreme version to get off the grid. That mean, look, that
Yeah,
mean you
it's
probably
so
get.
hard.
That mean you get. Yeah, it's some. I know some cats that's hardcore. They usually ex-military, and they got to have a
Yeah.
certain kind of woman that's gonna be down for that. That
Yep.
mean you ain't
Yep.
getting no electrical from them people. That mean you ain't getting no water from them people. That mean you ain't on the
No
motherfucking
mail.
internet.
You
No,
not getting
you get
mail.
mail. You get mail, but it's going to a PO box. You're not getting it coming to
Yep.
your house. So
Nigga,
yeah,
Yep.
no,
you
we
could
talking
do
about
it.
niggas
It's
getting
gonna be
mail to
more
their house
difficult.
talking about they off the grid.
Nah,
Yep.
them
Yep.
ain't.
Nigga got
Nah,
a
that's
debit
not.
card
Nigga,
somebody
Tell,
off
nigga
the
have a
tell the
grid.
truth.
conversation with
Hey,
the postman and shit.
Tell
Yeah, I'm
hey,
off
the
the
fuck,
truth.
grid.
fuck,
Tell the truth,
fuck that shit. Hey,
PG.
Deuce was on here complaining about his daughter using DoorDash. Man, you got people bringing your food. Shut the fuck up, Deuce.
Hey,
Hey, hey, my
how do you know if I'm in the place that she's in?
And Amazon come drop off whatever the fuck you be ordering. You order shit from Amazon. He
That's
be like, oh
not.
shit, my
Who told you
Amazon
that?
here.
Who told you that?
Shit. And not only that, you a hype beast. So get the fuck out of here.
Oh, hey, don't ever disrespect me
Yeah,
Nike,
like that,
yeah.
nigga.
Nigga
We'll
if
fall
always
out
don't
order
right
nobody
here
else
over
stuff.
know
that
where you
shit.
Hey,
live,
look,
Nike,
Don't ever
Nike
dis.
know.
He know every shoe Jordy coming out with, but he off the grid.
Yep.
Yeah, Nike know where you live at. I bet you that. I bet
And,
you Nike could
and
track your ass there.
and guess
Only
what? You
thing they
got to
got to
grow
do
your
is
own food. Guess what,
just wait
E?
at the
If
local
you
Foot Locker. Whatever the Foot Locker is in a 10-mile proximity from your house, that's how I could track you myself, Deuce.
You
Only
see,
thing I got to do is
you
just
see, I go to WSS. See,
yeah, all
little do
right.
you know, little do you
What the hell
know.
is that? Oh, the shoe warehouse?
Yeah, little do you know, bro. I have ways of maneuvering
Because
and
unless you growing your
and
own food,
cloaking
bro.
myself.
Dude, you are
Unless
not
you
off
growing
the grid.
all your food. I mean all of it. If you ain't growing all your food with cool water, you are not off the grid, bro. It's not gonna happen.
You know what I
hey,
mean? I
but,
walk
but but
around.
what's up with people anyway? Like thinking
This
they like
motherfucker got a
spies or some
job that
shit.
he go
Like
to every day. He got a
my
job.
nigga,
Get your job having ass. How the fuck you get a W-2 form?
my
Shut the fuck up.
How do you know
my
I'm
girl the
not getting
other
paid and
day,
getting under somebody else's name?
the,
How
the
you know
other
that?
day, my girl said she was gonna get rid of all the ring cameras because they invading our privacy. I'm like, bitch, what is you, a
Man,
spy?
Oh
the
no,
She
she
ain't
ring,
fucking
the
with
wrong.
you.
ring
Sound like
She
cameras,
ain't wrong.
the
She
ring
ain't
sound like
cameras,
wrong.
she going crazy. She
them
going crazy.
echoes. Get rid of
I
all
said,
that
nigga,
shit.
I said, if they stealing our fucking ring camera footage, all they gonna see is your niece coming to my door every day so we can take her to school. Nigga, like, well, what the fuck is wrong with that? Like,
Nah,
you
she
ain't
want
got
to
to
get rid of
They
that
can
got to
ring
track.
hide.
camera.
They
Nah,
can
she want to
track.
get rid of that ring camera because she don't want you to see your old boy coming through when she on that motherfucker at night when you on that goddamn road. That's
Hey,
what it
check
is.
this
See,
out.
you a dumbass. All that pimp shit you be
You a
talking about, you didn't
dumbass.
even peep the game, fool. You ain't
No,
peep the
I
game.
peep. Listen,
Baby,
let
baby,
me
they
tell you. Let
spying
me tell
on
you how
us.
much of
Let's
a
get rid of these
dumbass you
ring
is.
cameras.
A real nigga that's really up under some ism, some knowledge and wisdom. I could give a fuck about any. I'm not gonna chase no bitch and make sure she ain't fucking no nigga. I could give a
Real
fuck
shit.
Yeah, but you
less.
was crying.
Bitch,
That ain't what you said. That ain't what you said the other night, though.
Don't do that. Don't do that,
nigga,
brother.
I ain't
He's
never
speaking
cried
to his
about
brothers.
shit.
Brandon, ignorant ass
He's
nigga,
speaking to his
I ain't
brothers
never
in confidentiality, bro. Don't do that, homie.
I ain't never cried about shit. I
Did you
was mad
say
at the
he
bitch
he
about
broke the
some
hip of
family shit.
Hey, we use all our information
Deuce what
against
you
each
say?
other.
Hey
Have you
Deuce what
heard
you
Reg
say?
talk about me?
He
Have you
broke the
heard
hip
us
of
talk about each other, Deuce?
That nigga
I
crazy.
We
ain't
use
never
all
talked
the
about
information we
you,
know.
man.
Yes, you
Hey, B, you
have.
wrong. Hey, B, you broke the HIPAA, dog. You breaking the HIPAA about the
Man.
violation of HIPAA, dog, that we got over here. What you say,
That's
Deuce?
just what
Hey,
we
You
hey, thank
violating the
whack
God
HIPAA
ass
Brandon
niggas
don't
codes?
work
do.
in a motherfucking hospital. God damn.
No, man. You know, he got
Nigga
VD.
just
Yeah,
nigga, this
every
is
You
simple.
fucking
That's what
hilarious.
suckers do. But like I said, I was mad at her about some
You
family
fucking
shit,
funny.
nigga.
man. Nah, we gonna erase that. We gonna Men in Black that, bro. We
We
gonna
gonna
make
erase it.
sure that
That's
Men in
right,
black
dude.
it.
That's right, dude.
we don't want
And
to
Yeah,
do
do
that,
that. Do
bro.
that
that's
shit
what
with
real
Nipsey
niggas
too.
do.
Man, I make motherfuckers on her cry. I done made motherfuckers on her cry before. Motherfuckers just
Nigga,
start
I would
crying on
never
the
in my
internet.
motherfucking life. Nigga, I wouldn't give a
I
fuck
done
what
make
I
I'll
wouldn't
make
give
you
a
cry,
fuck
boy. I done made
if
motherfuckers just bust out crying.
that's
Yeah.
not even a gene. Even shit like that, especially when it comes to a bitch, that's not even a gene that's in my body. I wouldn't give a fuck if she left tomorrow and was with another nigga and got married. I wouldn't give a
Hey,
flying fuck.
preach,
Nigga,
goddamn it, preach.
that's
Right.
what niggas that really got some pimping with them do, because a bitch could choose up with another man at any point. She already know she got the green light. You could leave,
Yeah,
bitch, or you could be
yeah.
with
You
another
wasn't
nigga,
talking
whatever
this
you want to
ism
do.
shit the other night. You thought your ass
Nigga,
finna be in court homeless, and you on this bitch about to cry sniffling.
nigga,
Hey, Reg,
no,
let me ask you a
listen,
question.
let me
Shut the
tell you,
fuck up.
let me tell you about how solid of a nigga I am, nigga. If we do any type of court shit, it's gonna be because of me, nigga. The bitch will never take me to court, nigga.
Man, it's messed up, bro.
She has never brought that shit up. She has never used that shit as a
Deuce, you still
tactic
on that?
against
Deuce said
me.
it's messed up.
Yeah, man, it's messed up, bro. We don't want to dig into that bag, man.
Yeah,
We
you
can
don't need
Hey,
to
definitely
bring
man.
up shit like that when niggas going through. Yeah, nigga, I want to, nigga, and that's why I asked, nigga, like, hey, nigga, because nigga, Nevada, nigga, nigga, our father actually got rights, nigga. So yeah, I could do that at any time, but I don't even have to do that.
I don't
That's
I
think
don't even have to
you.
play them type of
that's
games.
probably why I ain't got to go through that shit.
Of course not,
Uh,
nigga. It's different. I'm telling you, my brother just went through that shit. Nigga, zero child support,
Nah,
50
Red, you
50
threaten your baby
custody,
mama,
nigga.
man. Red, your baby mama is definitely afraid of you, man. She seen you do wild shit before. She seen you threaten fucking baseball coaches and soccer coaches and swimming coaches and assault people.
You know,
Like,
this
get
nigga
the
gonna
fuck
kill
out of here.
me.
I'd be scared of you too.
You know, they gonna kill me. I put him on child support.
Yeah, that bitch mad at me now.
See what I'm saying? I'm saying, hey, Reg put their family business on the internet. Hey, Facebook, take a look
This
at this.
nigga
Yeah,
stupid.
this bitch had surgery. This bitch is trash. This bitch thinks she is. I'm like, oh my
Hey,
god.
look,
I'm like, oh
I
my
didn't know that
god.
shit hurt her that much. That bitch wrote that shit the other day. That shit like 3 years ago. I like shit. That shit was effective.
Hey,
God
Red, you
damn.
went nuclear, bro. You go nuclear on people, bro. That's why I be like, when you be
You
tapping
have
me, I be
to.
like, let me be. I be like, man, let me be quiet for he do one of them videos. Let me tell you about this motherfucker.
you
Be on the
gotta,
motherfucking Summer
you gotta
Jam
report.
screen.
You gotta report this nigga for bullying and shit. Who said
You
they was
ain't
gonna report you the
bullshit.
other night? Somebody said they was gonna report this nigga. Who said that
Oh,
shit?
Jerry,
Yeah.
ho ass.
Hey, I'm gonna be like Clips. I'm be texting his ass in the background. Don't do me like that. I thought we was friends, man. Why would
Yeah,
you
nigga
do?
said,
And,
my nigga
and,
said, I'm
Hey,
gonna
and
report you to YouTube, pal.
hey, that nigga Clips really like gone, huh? He don't go nobody shit, huh?
nobody shit.
I see him on
I'm gonna
Twitter
be
from
on the.
time to time, but I ain't seen that nigga though. I gotta hit him up. I'm gonna hit the brother up. What happened to him?
Man, them niggas had that nigga hurt. Who was? Oh, that was that
Man,
nigga. It was
that
all of
was
y'all
Mark.
fucking with him. Then
Mark,
y'all
listen,
sleeping
Now
on that nigga.
Mark had got him on his show one night and he never came back. Mark destroyed him one night and
you
he
talking about
never came
taking
back.
advice from a 12-year-old kid.
Hey
No,
man,
it
that
was
was
really the boxing scholar. When boxing scholar got on here doing that money shit on him, that nigga was hurt, and I posted that shit. That nigga gonna write me a text like, man,
and
nigga,
I
don't ever
told you
write me
not
no
to.
shit
I
like
was
that.
like, yeah, Reg don't like that shit though. Reg like, don't come to me with that crybaby ass.
Yeah, it's just what he was doing. This shit.
Yeah, who gonna check
That's
me?
That's how I'm gonna do. I'm be shit when I get on that summer jam screen. Be like, Reg, don't do me like that, man. Reg, don't please, Reg, we friends.
Don't do me like that.
We're
That nigga
supposed to
stupid.
be brothers.
Yeah, man, don't do me like that, man. Ain't gonna tell nobody you went AWOL, man, that you hid up under your bed when they knocked on your door to come get you to go to war. Ain't gonna tell nobody. That's why when the war pop off, we know where Red's gonna be. Just go knock on the
Nigga,
door and tell Junior, hey little Reg, go look under your daddy bed and tell him to come on.
this nigga Red's a draft dodger.
I'm like the president, nigga. That's how I know my hopes are. I can be president and
That's
shit.
too funny.
Ain't
Reg,
none of these niggas, ain't none of them niggas went to war. I don't think we ever had a president go to war. Niggas,
Yeah.
yes,
Hell,
we
motherfucker,
have. You
nah.
tripping.
who?
You
Not
tripping.
recently. Not
Y'all done
recently.
lost y'all
You
fucking
talking about the
mind.
one since we've been alive?
Eisenhower,
Yeah, we been had some.
Eisenhower
Eisenhower?
was a general.
Oh, that's it. But he was a nigga in the
Hold on, I ain't
background.
done. Hold on,
He
I'm
ain't
not
frontline
done.
no shit.
Oh, don't get Brent on these
George
presidents.
Washington was a general. Fucking what you call it? Andrew Jackson was a general. Fucking George Bush Senior, JFK was in what World War
Oh,
Two.
Vietnam.
Yeah, Vietnam. What you call it was in no, I think JFK. Yeah, JFK was in Vietnam. What you call it? George
Okay,
Bush Senior was in World War Two.
No, he
So yeah,
wasn't.
it's been a yes, he was. He was a fighter. I mean, he was in one of them. He
Yeah.
was a fucking fighter pilot.
Only
Oh,
one
And
I
the
believe
son was in the
he was
reserve.
fighting
only one I
flying
believe
mill.
was Washington and Lincoln. Everybody else, man, let me see some facts.
Andrew Jackson is a known motherfucking that's old
Oh yeah,
Ironside.
Lewis's
Grant.
Grant. Lewis's Grant.
Yeah,
Yeah,
all them motherfuckers. Yeah, you be
but
forgetting
we,
Reg. Yeah,
but no,
most of
we
the
talking about like
motherfuckers.
the 1900s.
No, because
Uh
they don't even. Well, now they didn't went so far. They ain't even in the military no more, Red. So they
Man,
can't go in no fucking war. These
Yeah,
some
yeah.
they
bitches
ain't
don't get
going.
it. They don't even get. They ain't going. Remember the last one we
They like
had was
you,
Bush,
Reg.
and his
They
ass was
like
in the
you, Reg.
reserve.
They knock on that door, they go hide under the bed. Shit, fuck that shit. They peek out the window. Hell no, not me.
Yeah, I'm be like, man, I'm perfect for this shit. I ran from that goddamn wall. I'm like the
I
rest of you
do.
motherfuckers. I
I
ain't
do.
serving shit.
I do. So you know if the funk ever drop off, leave Reg at home because
no,
he might freeze up on you.
I know that's the one going front line with it. So you know what I
He
mean.
might freeze up. He might freeze.
Nah, he on
No,
front
but
line.
but but you
He
gotta
got on
think
the
the niggas
training.
who don't frontline the be ones giving the orders.
Hey, I'm gonna
so
They'll
do.
be the
Hey,
worst
hey,
ones.
I'm gonna do
We
like
get them. Hey,
General
you know what?
Patton.
Hey, we call them
You know,
in the army in the military. Be the ones that give all the orders when the shit get hot and they don't like your ass. You know what happened to them? It's two words. They call that shit friendly fire. Shoot your ass in the back. Bam.
the old Pat Tillman thing, huh? Ain't that something?
Yeah, they did my
Friendly
nigga
fire.
dirty than a motherfucker. Hey, I knew that shit off top when I heard that nigga got killed. I was like, man, them niggas did that shit on purpose. Ain't no way no special force unit smoking a nigga like that. That nigga was
Oh
Hey,
outside.
why
nah,
they
that
do
was
him
some
like
internal
that?
shit.
Yeah, he
Why
was
they do
Internal
him
outside
like
with
shit.
them
that?
niggas. They was jealous of that nigga and smoke. He was stupid for even joining that shit.
Like a motherfucker.
No,
That
but he
nigga, man.
he
wasn't.
was.
But that
He
I knew
was.
people who did that shit during that time. I know somebody personally, nigga. That nigga was like, nigga, these niggas, I want to go to war. I'm finna liberate Afghanistan. I know that shit niggas. Don't white boys take that American shit serious, homie. That
Yeah,
yeah,
military,
but he
especially if you
wasn't.
got people in your family, they take that shit
That,
seriously.
they went over there and
yeah, I
got
got
their
some.
ass smoked by them Afghan niggas.
Yeah,
And flip
yeah.
flops.
Man, them Afghan niggas was conquered in 8 days.
No, they wasn't. Niggas
Man,
still
No,
got
the
their
fuck
land.
Nah.
they
Come on.
No the
wasn't.
fuck they
man, they
You
Niggas
was
been
wasn't.
tripping,
conquered.
fighting for
dude?
like 1,000 years, bro. Them niggas
Man,
used to
they
that
had to
shit.
pull out. They had to pull out of that motherfucker. The Taliban back in power and
And
run that
leave
bitch
all they
right now
shit.
like they did before they got there.
But they didn't
Yeah,
want to win that war though. But they
but
never
no,
wanted to win that war,
it's no
bro.
conquering them people. You can't conquer
Yeah,
them.
Man, they conquered all that
Fact.
shit, bro. They got
No,
all
you
them
No, they
can't.
popping
didn't.
pills.
no,
Ain't
they
no
No,
didn't.
listen.
Nah,
conquering
they
them
Look,
crazy
people.
look.
them motherfuckers, bro.
Everybody's been
No,
in
they
there.
did
They can't
not.
defeat it.
They
And
got
guess
that.
and look, but
Fact.
look, Deuce. These
Everybody
niggas ain't
tried.
going in there with fucking high powered advanced technology on these niggas. The Russians tried that shit, didn't succeed. America went in
Cook,
there, didn't
Reg.
succeed. Like you can't defeat them niggas. Them niggas
What the hell
is
you mean
like
didn't
Reg,
succeed,
you
bro?
do know
They took
history,
control
man.
of
Boy,
all.
Reg, I done taught you
They
over
took
these
control
last
of all their
years, man. You used
resources.
to
What are you
didn't know
talking about? They didn't
history.
succeed. What?
They
What
didn't.
resources? They ain't
All
over
their
there no more.
resources, bro. Them fucking poppy fields, all
In
that shit.
Iraq, they did.
No, in
Yeah, I mean
Afghanistan.
Afghanistan had the poppy fields.
Yeah,
That wasn't Iraq.
Afghanistan.
I'm pretty sure the
They took
Afghans,
control of that
because of their
shit, bro.
farmers, like they farmers. I'm pretty sure the farmers got paid
Bro,
off.
the Taliban
No.
run Afghanistan right now. The same people they said they was going to put out of power. Remember, we was fighting the Taliban. Remember,
Yeah,
We didn't
dumbass
want
they
to get rid of
run
them for
dumbass
real.
Joe
Afghanistan.
Biden gave them niggas all that shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we didn't want to get
Once
rid of them for
again,
real. I think both y'all right because we didn't really want to get rid of them though.
Yeah.
B. So he
Well,
yes,
not all the
we
way wrong.
did.
No,
no,
we
we
didn't. No,
didn't,
we
bro.
didn't.
The
No, we
fuck?
Y'all
didn't. No, we
tripping.
didn't.
Y'all
America
No,
created
tripping.
the fucking
we did not.
Taliban. What are you talking about? The
We did not,
CIA created that shit.
bro. Okay, put it like this, bro. We didn't have a epidemic with painkillers until we went into Afghanistan, bro. Where you think we got all that shit from?
Everybody knows something. Know that shit. That's what it's
Exactly,
about,
bro.
bro.
Come on,
No,
that's what that was about, bro.
it's something. It's bigger than that. There's resources over there that them niggas
Man,
go in there for, bro. And you
yeah,
can't
all
take
that
that
shit.
shit.
That niggas
Those people
stripping.
don't bow down. You would never be able to run a
They didn't have
government.
no choice. Niggas shoot
Them
niggas off
people
the
are too
fucking plant,
fucked
off the
up.
fucking thing. Only way them niggas got to get back some suicide bomb shit, sending women and children and shit. Like, man,
Man, you
Well, they
gotta
destroyed
keep.
the resources.
You would have to kill the population to be able to go in
no,
there.
bro. They went
Yeah,
to get
think of
these resources, bro. They went to get
yeah,
those
because
Yeah, but
resources.
we weren't trying to kill them. Just like we went in
Man,
Iraq, they started burning up the oil fields, bro. They hit that. We want the resource. We don't give a fuck about them people like that.
oh, what the fuck you gonna do? They gonna make a colony in fucking Afghanistan? No, you go there and strip that shit. Just how they do it in Venezuela.
Man, I don't know how much they stripped out of that motherfucker.
Yeah, we won't know.
Venezuela,
Yeah, we won't know. And then them niggas
but
would
they
have took
just
That's
got to
control.
keep
funny.
it,
They would
That
bro.
was funny,
have took
Deuce.
control of
Deuce,
all
that
that
was
shit.
hilarious.
they would control. They would take control of all that shit.
but think about it, we wasn't fighting the military like we was fighting regular niggas. And we
Yeah,
had that much trouble with regular niggas.
niggas
Like
didn't have no
niggas in
motherfucking
flip
trouble,
flops
bro.
at that.
Niggas
Nah,
didn't have no
niggas
motherfucking trouble.
They didn't
Niggas
have no trouble, bro. You
niggas
tripping?
hit
You believe that? They didn't have no
suicide
trouble,
bombs and
bro.
shit.
They ain't had
Yeah.
no trouble, bro.
okay, nobody died. You right.
Man, they was
No.
taking a lot of lives,
They was
maiming
taking losses like
motherfuckers.
a
Yeah.
motherfucker.
They
Whole
Bro,
fight.
y'all
They
country
don't remember
fighting.
full of
that y'all
motherfuckers.
don't remember that the United States military pulled out so fast because they were trying to get the fuck out of there. They left weapons and all that shit
They
behind.
left
Y'all don't
They
remember
everything.
left
this?
that
They
shit
had
on
Tapes.
been over there for
purpose.
years, B.
They
They
left
They
had been
left
there
that
all
for
shit
that
on
shit.
years,
purpose,
B.
bro.
They had been there for years, and they left that shit in on purpose so them people can take right back over. That's
Yeah,
what
Because
that shit was about.
America was
see,
like, we about to wipe our hands of this shit. We ain't doing nothing. We
no,
ain't making no
no,
moves
No,
in
we
this
done. The
motherfucker.
party's over here. Nigga, turn the lights off. Nigga,
bro, they had the
unplug this shit.
Taliban leaders. They had the Taliban leaders up at Camp David more than one time, more than one president since they've been in there.
They try to put in a puppet government, and that shit never worked.
Facts. Facts.
Reg,
Facts,
they
Reg.
had
Look it up.
they
Pull it
met.
up, Reg. That's a fact.
America does the
Bro,
puppet shit, and it did not work with them.
they brought the leaders of the Taliban to America to Camp David to have a peace treaty more than one time. So it
They
was
do that
about
with
killing
all
them.
things when you want to
But hold up,
create.
Reg.
Go
No,
ahead,
hold
go
up. But if we're at war, you don't bring the leaders from that country, fly them all the way over here, and don't murk their ass and let them go all the way back.
That's not
They
true.
want to
That's not
certain kind
true.
of people
That's
in.
not true.
They do
That's
it all the
not true.
time. What you
That's
think
not
happened to
true. They do it
Russia?
all
Yeah,
the
they do that
time.
all the
Yeah, all
time.
the time.
Yeah.
That's not true.
I'm talking about war. I ain't talking about you saying they
Even
wanted to
in
eliminate
war,
or control them.
They
even
do
in
it all
war,
the time. They do it
they
all
do
the
it all the
time.
time.
Yeah, they do it all the time, man.
Yeah, but it's about. But at that point, it's
No,
about.
no,
It ain't
Rich,
about. It ain't about
you
war.
can't
It's
move the
about you having an
goalposts and try
agreement
to
with the
dress
people in
it up.
charge. Go
It
ahead.
is.
Man,
It
once
is.
you
They
figure out,
bring them all the time.
the fucking the CIA and shit fucking created the Taliban. They created
Yep.
ISIS and
Sure
shit.
did.
And then you'll know
But
that
no,
none of
you
this
can
shit
say
mean
they create a
anything.
name. These people been fighting for thousands of years.
No, they
You try to
created
use
these
these
fucking
niggas to
people,
help
bro.
fight your interests against the Russians. All that they're gonna always fight. You're an invading force. They ain't laid down as people. I don't even think they got slave history. They ain't laid down as people. You don't see Europeans controlling their fucking countries.
No, they enslaved each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, they rebels. That's why you hear white people who come back from war talking so ill of these people. Like matter of fact, the white dude I picked up who picked me up when I was talking about I rode in that Tesla for Uber and shit. And that motherfucker was talking about he went over there about just how he was like, man, we should just blow up the country and annihilate. He was let's talking about how fucked up the people are over there. And I was like, America should never been over there. The motherfuckers got every right to kill you motherfuckers. Like, you going in they shit over some bullshit.
But
Like
this,
nothing justify America going there because of the towers got knocked down. Shit.
yep. And you see them Epstein files is showing shit about that. How them Israel niggas are behind that. His ass had something to do with that shit.
That's just crazy if that's the like to be in circles like that to affect. That's why they need how they got separation of church and
Tell
state.
your ass. That's what our show is about. We've been
They
trying
need
to
to
tell your
separate.
crazy ass.
But no, if it is, if it ain't, I don't know none of that. It
What
can
you mean
put whatever.
if? We been all the goddamn proof, man. You know what? We're gonna have to run a marathon. We're gonna have to do what other people do. Put our marathon show for the whole day on repeat, all our shows that we done. Just make them play on the backup channel, bro. So everybody can see our shows, bro. Cause I think you be
They just
forgetting.
got to click the link.
How do you make it where it play all day?
Them shows got
No, I think
erased,
people
bro.
edit that shit that way. They probably put a
Nah, bro, where you could make it play where you like load up all the shows and just make them play. How
yeah.
do
I
you
think
do
they
that?
got
Gotta do
editors. That's some people
premieres.
with editors and all that other shit.
Well, you
Nah,
making money
bro.
over there. You making money bags. Go commission one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I wish I would. They ought to
Hey,
tell me
can't
how
you
to fucking get YouTube to stop telling me I need to fix something and shit.
can't you put it on can't you put your channel on Premiere and just keep premiering our shows?
I ain't about to do all that shit.
Man, just give me access to the other channel, bro. I'll run that bitch. Put that real content. Me and Deuce gonna put that real content on that motherfucker.
Yeah.
Everything on Twitter, we dumping. We're gonna be doing Twitter dumps and all kind of shit. You see Cam and Max them done started a show with another dude called Alienated, and that show is fucking popping. Have you seen that show yet, Deuce?
Hell,
Alienated?
motherfucking nah.
No,
Bro, that shit is popping on
Never
it's a
YouTube.
even
it's
heard
a
of.
black dude that do alien shit on here that's blown up.
Yeah, man, these
You
dudes is
see,
doing. I was like, man,
you
they
see
stealing our
Barry O.
idea, man.
Barry O said it was aliens.
Yeah,
Who?
yeah. He said he ain't see him.
Sucker motherfucker. Jesse Jackson didn't like that nigga either. He was like, I want to cut this nigga nuts off.
He damn sure
That
did.
nigga wild for that shit. Did he say that
Wait,
shit?
Jesse Jackson talk like that?
Yep.
Man,
Yeah,
they
remember
caught him
on
on
the
a
hot
hot mic.
mic?
They
Oh,
caught him on a hot
about
mic.
Obama? You talking about?
Yep.
Yeah, Obama was running for president. And he got
Yeah, I
mad at
remember.
Obama. He said, "We'll clip his nuts off." He talking bad about black, but I clip his nuts off.
Oh yeah, I do remember that shit. Cause I think I didn't want. I had that in that video. I didn't even want to talk about him. Like a lot of people was talking about he was a hater and shit.
Man,
What made him
gonna
say that shit though?
I'm gonna keep
His
my
hate
thoughts
on
to
Obama,
myself.
Obama had said something about black people. It was something that was going on, and he didn't like the way Obama was handling it. I think it was the Reverend Wright thing too that pissed him off. I think it was that.
Nah, nigga knew Obama was a pick and chose puppet, nigga. You know, like, nah, nigga, you didn't come
Oh
from our
God,
class.
this
That's what he
nigga.
knew.
Eh,
And his ass was
But his
picking.
ass was at the inauguration crying like a motherfucker with Oprah and all the rest of them crying. I
Man,
remember I was sitting in the bed, me and my old lady
they should
sitting
have
there
gave me.
watching
They should
this
have gave
shit.
me an onion. I would have been crying too.
This
You
nigga here.
cried, bro?
Hell, motherfucking nah. I was happy.
Oh,
Man, I remember a
I
bitch
was
gave
like
me a
that.
ride that day. Nigga, I'm up there walking to work. Bitch pulled me over like,
Oh, you was a bum in 2008, Reg? God damn. You bum
no,
ass dude.
dog, gas was $5, nigga. I
You be
caught that
bugging.
train, nigga, and walking up the FedEx, man. Old cold bitch picked me up in her Mercedes. Happy as fuck this nigga got elected.
I
I'm
knew he
like,
was gonna
damn, look at
win.
us. I was like, man, we
That
black
bitch
folks on the
they
way
threw in
up.
front of him.
Huh?
That bitch they threw in front of him. What was that? What's that movie from Chris Rock, man? It was the same fucking shit. The
Man,
movie Chris Rock made.
boy, you was
Oh,
a
with
crazy.
Bernie Mac? With Bernie
Yeah,
Mac?
it was the same fucking shit, bro. Like this
Oh
nigga
my
what?
God.
They gonna lay some dumbass bitch in front of me, man. No, I don't
Who
want
was
to get
the
into
what
that.
bitch you talking about?
What's her name? Sarah Palin? Who
Oh,
did
that
you
was
like?
with John McCain's stupid ass.
Yeah,
Oh, once he picked that bitch, I said, man,
Yeah,
they
he
finna elect
like
a
yeah, he
black
like
president. As soon
Yeah,
as he
that
picked
blew
that
a
bitch,
shot
I
right there.
said, America
Pseudo
ain't
black.
going. I said, they ain't going. America
That bitch
not
said,
going.
I deal with foreign affairs, Russia. That bitch said something
That
about
bitch, I can see
Russia.
Russia from my
Yeah.
house. Bitch, you lying bitch.
And then it came out that nigga Glenn Rice was fucking.
Say, bro, that say Sarah Palin was wild. Did come to find out her daughter wasn't married. They tried to make her daughter get married. The bitch was pregnant. Just all kind of wild shit was going on.
Pregnant by a
Straight
white boy named
variable
Levi.
too.
You know,
They was
Levi
That
taking
just
white boy
trials for
ran
real.
off. That white boy ran off like a motherfucker. That white boy said, hell no. That white
Niggas
boy
almost
ran
had
off. He said, I'm not
niggas
doing
almost
this.
niggas
Oh
almost had trailer
shit.
trash in the White House.
and it was no sir. I ain't fucking
That
with y'all
bitch
niggas
is
like that.
crazy, man.
Hey, hey, how y'all feel about the Jay
Hey,
Morrison
don't
shit?
ask us nothing about your domestic life because I'm going to remember it and bring it up
This
later.
nigga
So you might
he
want to
wanna
keep
I'm
that
going
bash
shit to
fuck
Jay.
yourself.
nigga.
He wanna
It don't
bash
hurt my
Jay
feelings,
Morrison.
nigga. I'm a real ass nigga. And I don't want to bash Jay Morrison. I just want to ask niggas how I want to talk about this shit. You know what I mean? To see how niggas feel.
Nah,
Because
man.
Reggie victim blaming. You know what I'm saying? That's how I
What?
feel. Reggie one of them Reggie
Damn, Red.
victims.
Your biggest supporter.
I I just not a black nigga that be bashing black niggas like that.
But if the niggas
But
in
Shit.
the
that nigga's a
room,
Cap,
fraud.
cap.
if the niggas
But
in
that
the
That's
nigga a
cap.
stream,
fraud.
Well, then talk
you
about his fraud. Shit.
you just did a
That
whole
nigga a
thing
fraud.
about Dr. Umar and said I don't want to
I
bash
did
him.
not bash. I did not bash Dr. Umar. If
You
that's
was
what
on
you was
that nigga
looking for.
head though. No, I wasn't
No, I was
bashed. I
not.
didn't. No, I
Where you
wasn't
hear me
looking for you to
bashing Dr. Umar?
You
look. I
bashed
wasn't
Tariq
looking for
Nasheed.
you to
No,
bash
no,
him.
no. Name the
But
part where I bashed him
Go,
at. 'Cause I
go
think
ahead and
niggas.
say it
I
again, dude.
wasn't.
Still slip that in.
I think niggas don't got a comprehension of what bashing is. I didn't hear what dude
No,
said.
I didn't say you. Do say you bashed Tariq Nasheed, but I said I wasn't
Reading
looking
sheet
for
an
you to
idiot.
bash Umar. I'm just saying, like I said in the comments, you went harder on Umar than you did on Jay Morrison.
What did I
Now,
say about Umar? I didn't say nothing about the school fake. I talk about when niggas want to get an education there.
yeah,
Nah, he
I'm
didn't bash the
saying.
school.
No,
Yeah,
He
I
I
didn't
didn't
ain't
say
bash
you
the
bashing nothing
school.
bashed
about
him.
Umar.
I didn't.
Yeah,
You
you
just
need to
want to
bash Jay
talk about that
Morrison.
nigga because you about
Than
to
you did
bash
on Jay Morrison.
because
You
you
didn't
about to
say
bash Jay
nothing.
Morrison. I didn't bash neither one of them. So if
I'm not
you
about
want
to
to
bash
bash them, then
nobody,
go ahead.
but it's telling the truth, bashing somebody.
Man,
Let's hear how
that's
the
what I
truth
say.
sounds. Deuce, you just be
It's
hating
It
on niggas,
depends
it's
man.
on how
telling the
you.
truth,
It depends
bashing.
on how you present the truth. Yeah, you can because you can
I
present the
agree with
truth.
that. I can agree with that. It depends on how you present it. But when you have a fiduciary obligation and it looks like from the beginning you neglected that, that's a fraud or a scheme. Now, you could not go to jail for that fraud or scheme because technically it could be not illegal.
Right,
But you
bro.
could
Jay
abuse the
Morrison
shit.
looked like a New York ass scammer. Anybody that listened to him talk and they could just look
It's
at this
dumb.
motherfucker, be like, man, if you don't get the fuck out of here, like you just look at him. Look
And
at
that's what I'm
him.
saying. Like some of the shit, like the shit he says, it only sounds good to people that don't know what he's talking about. So you would hear some shit and you would be like, "Oh yeah, this nigga, that sounds like some good game." The nigga just taught you how to commit a crime, or he just told you something that's not possible. You know what I'm saying? And that's wrong because you leading the people into a brick wall. You know what I'm saying? It's people that lost not only lost their money, but like get cases and shit behind the shit that people like that do and the false information they spread. I seen a video the other day. This nigga was trying to give Kerry Hilson some tax advice. He didn't know what the fuck he was talking about. Like that's not
Yeah,
even
but
his
that's
expertise. Like even selling houses. At one point in time he worked for the biggest real estate selling company in New York, the most prestigious, the highest one. Do you know how many houses he sold?
they got rid of
Zero.
him. Yeah, because they got rid of his
Zero.
ass. Yeah,
Because
they
he
got
was
rid of that
scamming.
nigga.
That nigga was renting out houses he was supposed to be selling so niggas could shoot music videos,
But that ain't.
pocketing the
But
money.
DJ, young DJ. But that fun he had, that was set up wrong from the beginning.
From
Anybody
the
who halfway know about against the market knew that shit was not going to work because the way he was
Pittsburgh.
proposing it and the way everybody knew that. Like all the
Pitts,
other shit that he had going on, that should have been a red flag, and that's what you speaking
exactly.
to. So
Yeah.
that's
Because
not. I don't think
people,
that's bashing. It's just calling what it is. People lost their
exactly.
money. He didn't know what he was doing. That was very obvious. Look, when he bought that dumbass black house or whatever that shit called, well, he
Right.
spent the majority of the money on a building he can't make no money, and you got to give people money every month. You know goddamn well he don't know what he's doing.
And on top of that, the nigga was taking more percentage than any of the top fucking financial people. This nigga was getting paid $300,000. 300. The nigga started the fund a month after he filed for bankruptcy. He changed the name of the fund. Like, but niggas don't want to call that shit out because he black. But he preying on black people that don't know no better. And that's my problem with him. And with the
But
whole
black
shit,
people,
with the
but why
whole
put your money
process.
in some shit if
That
you ain't
shit ain't
gonna
right.
study? Why you gonna put your money in something you ain't study on?
Y'all there?
Yeah, that's their fault too.
That's on
It's
your
both.
ass.
Can't hear
Yeah,
shit.
it's both. It's both. Because look, when he was making a run for that, the few people shows he got on, just like this nigga he just did interview with. They be so happy to get the likes that they get this nigga these old softball ass questions. He don't know what he talking about or what he doing. It's very obvious. He started talking. He can't even stick on topic. He be on the show talking about the fun. This nigga started talking about getting out of jail and his baby and like, nigga, what the fuck does that have to do with the fun? Like, the fuck are you talking about, bro? Like that dude didn't know what he was talking about, man. But like you say, Reg, part of that is the people. They should be more educated, man. You cannot be that fucking gullible that some nigga just get up there and start talking and begging you for money and you just hand the money over. That's fucking crazy. That don't even make any sense. And it's not just him. Cause what's that one stream where all them dudes get up there with all that stuff?
Earn your
What's
leisure.
Earn Your Leisure? There you go.
Them niggas are
When
scammers too.
some of them is, some of them ain't. A lot of them do dodgy stuff. But guess whose responsibility it is? That's your responsibility to vet that out.
Yeah, for you
Like
gonna
you
Exactly. It
hand your
can't.
is.
money over to motherfuckers. You can't just count on,
Yes.
oh, it's a fiduciary response. No, you need to do your shit.
No.
That's
Got to
your
check,
money.
bro. Yeah. Like, even if you got a 401k, you gonna check it. You got an IRA, you gonna check it once a month. Ain't you gonna look at the statement? You just gonna blind. Like, some of the shit is your fault. And on top of that, if you know a nigga got a shady past, you should not be dealing with him. This ain't that hard, man.
Nigga said he sold crack to his own father. And niggas
Yeah, I
was
mean,
getting
it's
that
part of
nigga
he
money.
in that drug culture shit. He's scandalous. Yeah, let you know a lot about
And,
his character.
but even if, like, he's sitting up here, he did an interview with his friend. You know what I'm saying? And that nigga didn't challenge him or nothing. And then he's sitting here talking about he should have kept raising money while he was going through a fucking investigation. He making it seem like he kept bringing up 50 million. He was trying to get to 50 million. He thinks he would have been able to do something so profound with 50 million that he wasn't able to do with 12.5 million. Now, we talking about 2016 up until like 2022? Nigga, did real estate not fucking boom during that time? And he couldn't make no money? He couldn't make a single dollar? Real estate went crazy during COVID. And this nigga didn't
Yeah,
make a single dollar.
yeah,
Nah,
because he didn't know what he was doing.
because the funds were too small. The contributions were way too
No,
small.
no, no.
Yeah,
It had
yeah,
to do with the contribution.
we're talking
No,
about his
no,
contribution
no,
was too
no.
small.
Because
Reg,
he had all those
what?
partners. That
It
No,
partnership
doesn't
was
no.
matter.
different.
No, no. The problem he had, Reg, is he took the bulk of his money and he bought that building that he called the Black House. Once he bought that building, he didn't have no more capital left.
What
That
was
was
the
most of
building
his
for
capital.
though?
It was for like
300,000?
business and it was for business and he was supposed to be renting it back, letting people use it. And he had this a bunch of shit that he never made no money off of. That was the bulk of his capital. That had to
But
be 60% of the capital that he had left. He bought this building that cost him money every month. That's what
but
this fool did with the money.
the 300,000 a year was going to his pockets.
Yeah.
Three
But
hundred
that's
thousand
his
a year.
salary. But
But
that's not the problem, young DJ. But young
it
DJ, that's not
is.
the problem. No, it's not. I tell you why it's not a problem. No, that's not a problem. Because managers get paid money, right? The amount of money that they get paid, it's on a sliding scale, so you can justify that. Now, what you do within the fund, that's problematic when you're buying assets that you're not going to have money in. And the only way you make money is flipping real estate, and you're buying real estate that you can't make any money of, majority of it cash. So you're leaving yourself cash poor, and you're trying to make money off of it. Don't make sense. That's what didn't make any sense. That was stupid. He should have had somebody with him that knew what they was doing. He could have just had his name on there. That's where you went wrong. You wanted to be in charge of every fucking thing. And that's probably what's going to happen to Umar. The niggas, they got a good concept, but it's people who actually know how to do it. They need to get in line with them people and let them run the shit. These niggas got to have their hands all over shit, and they don't know what the fuck they doing.
The nigga had a $200,000 lawsuit that he lost before he even started the fund. He was already in the whole 200 racks. So of course, conveniently, he takes 300,000 off the top. That nigga, that's before you doing anything. The fund is already 300,000 in the hole. That's not how it's supposed to go. And he taking it every year, whether the fund fails or, well, I can't even say or, because it wasn't no or. It failed every year. It never made a dollar any of the years. When he had the audit, the auditor said, you need to close this business. It's gonna go bankrupt. Like it's not a good it's not a good plan. Like you're not doing good work. Like it's nothing coming out of this. It's just the money's just going up in smoke.
Yeah, but he needed to hire somebody that knew what he was doing. That's what I'm saying. There was nothing wrong with the concept.
Is the company still afloat now?
No. So he sold that building. Look, he sold the main building that he had.
But he didn't. But that Tulsa, what is it called? Tulsa, whatever, is still in existence. Yeah, it's still in existence. So the company still exists.
No, it's not a company.
The website is still in existence. Ain't no money.
No, it is money. So it's two things, y'all. Like it's two things. He's not like, look, he collected money, and what he did is he sold private shares. So the only way, like, if you want to sell your shares, you got to find somebody else to buy the shit. It's not on the publicly traded stock market. So if you, as a person who bought it, it's only worth what somebody's willing to pay for. So there's nobody willing to pay for it. So technically, it's not closed. Technically, there should be some kind of balance sheet on there. He's in court right now with some people still suing him based on them putting money in there, and they can't get their fucking money out there because this is the other thing. He did a lockup period, which is not unusual, where when you open up a fund, there's like 2 years or maybe a year where you can't take your money out. It's called a lockup period. So no matter what happens, if it go up, down, or sideways, you can't sell your shares. All right, cool. When that period was over, he was in financial problems, so he prolonged it. He did not allow people to sell their shares. So it made the shit worse. So he's in court right now behind that. So now because he did that, people are having problems to offload those shares because who the fuck would want to buy some shit not knowing if this fool gonna do that again? Like, so no, he technically is the fund is still existence, but he's in court for it. If that makes sense.
I don't think it's enough money to give people their money back. It can't be.
No, it's not. It's not. It's still a fund. No, it's not.
Anyway. Like even they took down his Breakfast Club interview because he was in that motherfucker just lying and scamming. Like the shit is just a funnel. Like you get popular, you get close to certain black people, and people will start believing you and investing in you and sending you money, thinking you legit. But remember, didn't Jeezy or Deshaun Jackson give him like $1 million check, and they ended up taking that shit back?
I mean, but that's personal accountability, bro. Because people have been telling people not to invest with him. It's a few of them dudes out there that be on that earn your leisure stuff that people be like, "Hey, stay away from that dude. It's red flags." Like I give you another one, that Wall Street Trapper. This nigga got scaled like he's measuring dope and shit, talking about stocks. Like, bro, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck is going on here? Like, but dudes be pushing that shit.
But you know what it is? It's crazy because that's the only way to lure some niggas to get into even one to hear finances be taught. That you got to relate to these low level ass motherfuckers in that fashion.
See, my problem with the podcast shit, they do that payola shit. You could go on any podcast, earn your leisure, $1 million worth of game or whatever for 50,000, and you can talk about whatever you want to talk about to funnel money to your pockets. You know what I mean? You could tell people, yeah, invest with me and this and that. Like, for instance, the Him 500 nigga. This nigga was on podcasts, on interviews, on radio stations, all this shit. This nigga was like, I'm gonna just give y'all the play. This is the play. You go to fucking Navy Federal, you open an account, you tell them you need a car loan, you get the check, you never buy the car, it just turns into a personal loan. And now you got a personal loan. So now you use their money to play the stock market and invest and gamble and all this. And like, nigga, that is a crime. So think about how many people not knowing no better, just hearing this nigga because they seen him on some interview and they went down and did that shit. And there was like a couple reports of this shit actually happening. And that's why he was getting sued and shit because motherfuckers caught cases behind that shit. Off some stupid ass advice listening to this dummy. But the
But that's
niggas in
not
pictures
that's
with
their own fault though,
celebrities.
young DJ.
It is,
Yeah,
it
but
is.
young
They
DJ,
make
this
this
the
shit.
problem though. But it's like it's two sides of it. Because you're right, that's wrong. But like the problem is like when you get in that situation, that's all you. So the same thing with this dude with the Wall Street. I mean, that's why it's kind of hard to split the two. Because like they introducing it to him, but it's in a scammy, sleazy way. Because even the idiot with all the scales and shit, and you say, okay, people say that ain't nothing wrong with that. He just introducing them to it. It's a way to get them into it. Okay, cool. That's a good concept. But now when they look at the information, man, they don't know what the fuck is going on. Because the problem with finances, most of us aren't taught those languages, so you can't even comprehend the way that the manner in which they're speaking. You don't even know what they're saying. Bears and bulls, and you don't understand none of this, the concepts and none of this stuff. So for somebody to be playing this game like they
Exactly.
can water this stuff down, you can't. They're not going to water it down. Either you understand this shit or you don't. It's like the law books. Either you understand the
Exactly.
fucking law or you don't. There ain't no other way to
It,
approach this shit. If you interested, you're gonna
if you
learn the
went
shit
to,
the right way, or you're not gonna fucking learn it.
and that's why school teaches you ethics. And it's like either you went to school for this shit or you didn't. And a lot of these dudes, they trying to do this shit off of shit they didn't go to school for. They didn't learn for. You know what I mean? They didn't put in the work for, and they can't even teach the shit properly. You can't teach a nigga about real estate and investing just in one day, or in a 1 minute Instagram video. Like that should take time, trials, and tribulations. So for you to sit here and act like you just gonna get a nigga rich or get the whole black community, the whole black population rich, and you know what I'm saying, in 30 days or less because you so goddamn great and smart, like that's wrong. That's a con. You know what I mean? That's the definition of fucking con, man. Confidence. But again, the nigga got $12 million in a time when real estate was fucking booming and he did not make a single dollar. Niggas is like, we can't horse, nigga, we can't bash him. The nigga, everybody was making money. All he had to do was do it right there, and he wouldn't at least he would at least double his money. He could win anywhere. California, Vegas, Texas. Real estate was cheaper in 2016, 2018 when he started the fund. 2022, 2025, them houses is worth more. How the fuck did he not make no money?
Yeah, but it's like that. Remember that time you was talking about the dude that bought 40 houses that was losing all the
Yeah,
money, and he was saying he wasn't making no money. So like
yeah.
it's plenty of people in the real estate market that don't know what the fuck they doing. The same thing as plenty of people in the real estate that they don't know what they doing. The same people in the stock market, they don't know what the fuck they doing. Just because you're doing a thing don't mean that you're doing the thing well, and it damn sure don't mean you're doing it well enough to start taking other people money. So like I think you got to spark, and you got to have some kind of, when you're taking people money, especially when it's performance based, you need to show some kind of performance that you're able to do this and make money. You can't just be talking. You got to have some shit like, look, this is what I made this month. This is what I made last quarter. When you start taking people money, you got to have some kind of performance. The problem is that people be so defensive that they never require for him to prove that he could actually do the thing that he said he could do. People said it was hate, like show me some proof. Why you doing like that? The brother got a good idea. Let's just hear him out. So that's how we keep getting in these situations with these clowns, because they're not asked or required to provide proof that they can actually do these things. And there's plenty of black people that know how to do these things. It's just that we get
Exactly.
up with these clowns because they're great marketers.
Facts. All facts. But even the thing with the dude that bought 40 houses, right? I don't think he didn't understand the play that he was making Because let me tell you the beautiful thing about that. The beautiful thing is he was able to get rid of all 40 like that's the long game. That's the big play. When you got like 40 properties like that, it's not for that money coming in every month. It's for that big play at the end. And when I sell these 40 houses, I'm gonna get X times my money. I'm gonna get 10 times my money off selling all 40 at once. And that's what the dude John Hope Bryan had told him in his comments. Like, you did the right thing. You just didn't understand what you was doing. It's just a different play. But he got the play at the end because he said he sold him and he got money back. So Jake Morrison, why he couldn't do the same thing? If he had used that money for what it was intended for, he could have bought properties. He probably could have had 100 properties and sold them all right now when everybody is saying they want their money back. And he could have gave people their money back with interest because he had the asset. He never had these assets. Look at what you just said. He bought that black house. We know one property that he bought. That's it. And he was taking 300,000 off the top. Just like you said, you supposed to be able to prove that you can do something. So before you do it, you shouldn't be taking no salary. You shouldn't be taking 2.5% a year from the fund if you ain't proving you can even make the fund a single dollar. That's wrong in itself right there. Work. I'm not saying work for free, but nigga, 300,000 from day one before you even make a dollar, and then you continue that shit every year, taking 300,000 off the books, and then he having lawsuits. He's taking the fund's money and he's paying for his personal lawsuits.
Yeah,
That ain't how
I
that
mean
shit's supposed
that's
to go.
yeah, but I mean the funds the way they set up, they have to pay themselves something. Like they can't have a fund without a manager. Like the amount that he getting paid, that's arguable that he should be getting paid 300 grand. I'm with you on that. Problem is that he didn't go and get people that knew what they were doing. And then that's always going to be his problem and people like him. And you can see them because they want to, niggas who want to do everything and can't nobody do it the way that they want it. And they the only ones that know how to do it. Them the niggas you got to be careful of, especially when you just started, because there's plenty of people that have experience, know how to do the shit. Same thing with Umar. What was the dude name? The rapper, what was his name? He was interviewing him one time and he said his father-in-law had a school and he was trying to put him down with the school and Umar got offended. What's that nigga name? Out of New
Was it Killer
York.
Mike? Oh, somebody out of
No,
New
he was
York?
on. He had a podcast. Something. He had Umar on
Oh,
there,
you
and
talking
he
about
was
Lord
like,
Jamar?
"Lord Jamar, there you go, Lord Jamar, father-in-law." You saw that, Reg. You saw it, right?
No, I didn't see
Saw
it.
it.
But when you said from New York, I just knew it was him. I didn't see it
Okay,
though.
so Lord Jamar had Umar on there. And he's like, "Look, I'm just putting this out there. My father-in-law got a school similar to yours. He's been doing it for X amount of years. He would love to help you in any way he can, just extending the olive branch." Umar got in his feelings and said, "Oh, he ain't doing a school like me. He can't help me because it ain't that kind of school. I don't do the school like that." Like, oh God, bro, you don't even want to take the fucking experience that somebody trying to give you for the free. They ain't
Yeah,
even
that's plain
asking you for
ego.
nothing. But he did that a lot, and that's the same thing with Jay Morrison. They all kind of got the same formula. When people are actually offered to help them that have experience with these things, they deny the help. They got to be in control of every fucking thing.
But
That's
this
how you know they don't know what they doing.
but this is my thing. Are we sure that he even did any work that he was supposed to do?
Yeah, he got audited. The SEC came through and they yeah, because the way that's set up, yeah, he got like they have regular audits that they're gonna do from the SEC. Yeah, so he got audited. Yeah, if he didn't, he'd be in jail. Yeah, he did. So he bought some properties. Now, did he make money off of them? I don't know, but he didn't. It wasn't nothing to the point of it was glaring because they did one audit already successful. They might come back and do some more, but they did one audit already successfully. So he was buying and selling properties.
It was crazy. Because even in the interview, I didn't hear him say that. I didn't hear him say I was buying, selling properties. I had property over here, property over there. Like, you know what I'm saying? He was just like, I was trying some shit. And then he was like, well, I didn't know I was going to have to do, I didn't know I was going to have to send out tax letters to every partner in the fund. Like, that's simple shit you supposed, if you didn't know, like you said, you're supposed to have somebody around. So that means you didn't even have a CFP for the fund. Like at a certain point, like what they tell us in court when black people go to court, ignorance of the law is no excuse. So ignorance shouldn't be no excuse for this nigga. He shouldn't have been like, I didn't know. Nigga, you got
Even
people's
ignorance
money in
to an
your hand.
investors. I would never invest in no blockchain type real
Exactly.
estate fund where a nigga
The
buying
mark
houses and you expect how often you think you're supposed to expect a return?
is Grant Cardone do the same shit too.
He ripping
Yeah, but
niggas
they
off.
Exactly.
yep. But look, they
He
have
playing
actual things that are but look, they got real stuff that people who want to buy houses, they don't want to physically buy the real asset. They have a thing called a REIT,
Marquette, yeah, Reed.
REIT. It's a real estate investment trust. What
Trust.
they do is they buy and sell houses, and at the end of that, any profits that they make, they give it back to you in a quarterly dividend. So those usually pay high dividends. So let's say, for example, 6%. You might get 6% in a dividend every year that's guaranteed to come back to you, where it could come back to you in cash, or you could buy more. You could buy more of the actual fund. But that's what they do with they do with the actual money that they make. They take that money and they give it the majority of it back to the investors. The problem is that he never paid. That was the other problem. He had a dividend set up that he never paid. He never fucking paid a dividend because he never made any money.
He never
He
Yeah,
made
because
wasn't
you
money.
making
can't.
any
Because
money,
you
so
buy
he
property, that's a loss. That's a loss to the fund. That's a loss in how much money you have accumulated or
no,
capital.
Yeah.
no, you're supposed to make money off of it because real estate
Yeah,
makes
when you buy
money. He
a
just didn't
house,
know what he was
how are you
doing.
making money when you're buying it? So that means you having to expend some shit. So now
No,
you
no,
either
but when
have
you
to
buy the
sell
real
that
estate,
house
you
or rent
should
it.
though.
But no, making money to pay people off? You're buying a house. You have to sell that shit
Selling,
or rent it. And how long does it
yeah,
take you to sell some shit? You ain't selling it for that
yeah.
much of a profit.
Yeah, you should be able to though, Rez. That's the thing. But those funds are set up and they're set up properly. They flow evenly. Like it's an even kill. It's not like this up and down thing where you ain't making no money. It's pretty even kill what they do and the way that they do it. The problem is he didn't know what he was doing. They have a certain setup for monthly income from rental. They got some set up for where they're buying and selling and what you talking about. They know what they're doing. He just didn't know what the fuck he was doing. Like real estate is pretty steady when it comes to that. It's not that complicated. He just didn't know what he was doing. And the reason why people buy those REITs is because of that. Because it's steady income. Because they can guarantee every year they're going to get 5 or 6% on this REIT, no matter what, on their money. And it depends on how you buy it. Sometimes that money can be tax free. So you getting dividends every fucking quarter. He just didn't know what he was doing. That's the problem with it. So it turns people off who got inside of that shit. Now they had a bad experience. They don't want to invest in the market or anything at all because of this one fucking idiot.
Yeah, I just want to fuck with it, and it's nothing they can do to put him in jail too for what he because he wasn't doing it like illegally, right?
No. As far as I know right now, I mean, they'll probably go back and do some more audits, but it wasn't nothing glaring. Put it like that. If he was doing something, it wasn't nothing glaring. So he
Look,
had an audit.
somebody in the comments just said he just bought the black house. That's it.
He bought
He
other
didn't buy nothing
properties.
else.
Yeah, he had other properties. The problem is you
Yeah,
can't
but
see. The problem
having a
is because of the
property
fund.
doesn't equal anything. You can't make money off of just having a property. You just sitting on this shit.
Yeah, that's what I said. That was the problem that he had. That was the majority of the money. He didn't sell it. He was just sitting in the house. He had other properties though. You can't find out because it's a private. It's not a publicly traded stock.
Like I said, we talking about the big goals of this generation. So how could he not make no money? Where did he lose money at?
Depends on when he bought the houses, DJ. That's the same thing with the guy with the 40 houses. It depends on what point you're buying the houses. And if, like, say you got a house for 200 grand, I'm coming in and say, hey, I'll pay you 210. I'm gonna pay you 10 grand over just to get the house off. A lot of that is dependent upon how you buy them houses and how you structure them. If you got a loan, how you doing the loan. So it's people that know what they're doing. It's a way to do it. And sometimes people get a bunch of assets and they borrow against us and they leverage the debt. So it's a lot of ways to do it. I just think that sometimes you can only take a thing so far. Just like we see these fighters, they can only take their fighter to a certain point, and then they got to go get a professional trainer and let that motherfucker take them the rest of the way. Sometimes you did as much as you can do, you max that shit out. Let somebody else take the reins of that shit. Like, man, we can't be good at every goddamn thing, man. And especially when you're taking people money, you should be like more vigilant to make sure that you don't fuck shit up. These niggas fuck it up, and to him, he's circling the block Like he finna jump back out there. He finna start the shit all back over again. Like he trying to make excuses of why the shit wasn't successful. He said, "Oh, I didn't raise capital." Well, who the fuck told you not to raise capital? Like it just
Yeah,
don't make no sense. So he finna start this shit again. That's what he trying to do.
yeah, he blaming the pandemic and all that other shit. It's just like I say, you gotta be smart with your money, man. A lot of times, it's best to save your money, place it where I'll place that shit with the market before I place it with a motherfucker with an ideal. And the other thing I didn't like is that he kept talking about God told him to lead the people. Like, so what God told everybody else to follow your ass? Like, how God only choose you? That's the thing that killed me with people who talk religion. They talk like certain people are the chosen ones, but God and everybody else is just meant to be sheep and shit. Like, God ain't tell you that shit.
Yeah,
Hey,
that's the
real
other
quick, I
part.
had a
Use
question real
God.
quick. For PT. Hey, PT. Hey, I heard they're getting rid of the property tax out there in Florida. Is that
They
true?
trying to. Yeah, what they trying to do is they trying to eliminate the property tax, and they're gonna raise a state tax. That's what they're gonna do. So they're gonna eliminate the property tax because if they do the sales tax, I mean the state tax, they can get way more motherfuckers than they could with property tax because it's not a lot of people that own and these fucking conglomerates coming in and they buying shitload of houses now. So like, because the house prices of properties in Florida have went through the fucking roof. You can get a townhouse now. You can't even really get a townhouse in South Florida for less than like 300 grand, and that's a zero lot ass 3 2 bedroom house at probably like I don't know like what they start like 1,500 square feet, and they work their way up. So like
Shoot.
the price people ain't buying them. So you got these conglomerates, these groups coming in, and they're buying them and they're renting them back out. So what he want to
Yeah.
do is he
So
want to eliminate he doing that for two things. He doing it. It looks like he's doing it for the working people, but he really doing that for his buddies that own all this bullshit. And if they go after the state tax, that means everybody who work in the state of Florida is going to pay a tax. Of course, it's not going to be a much, but they're going to get more revenue because now instead of you going out of the isolated few, you going after every fucking body in the state that draw revenue. Everybody gonna have to pay. That's what they trying to do. The pass or not, who knows?
Oh wait, Florida don't pay state tax?
No,
No, there's no state tax in Florida. No,
just like Nevada. Nevada ain't got no state tax.
no, they don't have it. That's why people
Yeah.
come in and retire too,
so
because they don't
so
get charged in a retirement check.
he's ballot. You saying he's balloting against the conglomerates that buying up all the property, like the Black
No,
Rocks and shit.
No, he working right
No,
at
he's
him.
with
Yeah,
them.
Oh,
He
he
with
with
them.
them. Okay.
He's trying to make it
Yeah, he
easier for
with them.
them. He's trying to soften
Yeah,
up
because
their pockets.
they won't pay all them taxes for property tax. So if there's no property tax, they ain't got to pay the shit. So they deflect that shit off into the state tax, which everybody gonna pay state tax when they either get anything from the state, any type of payment. Now everybody's gonna pay that shit. So it softens the blow for them. Yeah, I mean it helps
yeah,
some people, but for the majority, it's gonna help them cats. Because all that high end shit that people be when they think of Florida, when they think of, that's all them cats. Regular people can't afford that shit. Like they can't
hell
even look
no.
over there. Even if a motherfucker gave you the house, you couldn't afford the insurance.
The
And look,
property
put it like
taxes.
this: most people where I work at, most people pay anywhere from $7,000 to $10,000. Let's say $6,000 to $10,000 annually between property taxes and insurance. Insurance in Florida is, especially South Florida, is through the fucking roof, and that's just a regular house. So you start getting into that high end shit, man, you can't even afford that shit, man. You gonna pay probably
Same,
like yeah, you can't afford that shit, man. And we
Same
have no
same
name
way in LA.
insurance.
Same way in LA. That's why a lot of people couldn't keep their house. A fucking, a LA house, you might be $1 million. And then you got to pay fucking property taxes every quarter on that shit, even if it is paid off. If you don't live in that motherfucker, if you got another family, another house somewhere, like you got your grandma house or something, nigga, you not finna be like, man, I'm not finna pay these niggas $7,500 in property taxes every year or a couple
But our
quarters and
shit ain't
shit.
mostly. But see, our property taxes ain't that high, young DJ. The problem that we have in the state of Florida is the insurance. It's not the property tax. So out of that seven to
Oh,
eight
so y'all
thousand,
got
because
all that
remember people
natural
paying that.
disaster shit. Is that why?
yeah.
Say it again.
Is it because of the natural disaster shit with y'all on the insurance?
Yeah, exactly. So what happened is like if you because most people have an escrow where they put it all together. So you can pay it at the end of the year or they pay it on their bill monthly. They pay the the insurance plus the property tax on there. The problem is that most of the insurance companies have left South Florida because they don't want to be responsible for natural disasters.
Same
So
thing
what
in California.
that leaves you with out of state companies that are no name companies that you never heard of in your life, that you're getting these insurance claims with. Or they have a state run insurance company called Citizens. But what happens is if Citizens has your insurance company and one of these no name companies offer you the similar policy within 10%, you have to take it. So what that means is that the homeowner now he's got a house, but it's insured by ABC 123 from the state of Illinois or some shit. So you know damn well when you file this claim, that shit gonna take years. I mean, I got a claim going on. Shit been 3 years. I've been had a simple claim with these people, with a public adjuster and all kind of shit. So like that's the frustrating part that people just walk away. So the property taxes, let's say out of 7,000, you might pay 1,500 to 2,000 in property tax. The rest of that is insurance. You paying anywhere from $4,000 to $5,000 annually on a regular house, just insurance. It might be more than that on an annual basis, depending on the house.
I think that shit the biggest scam on fucking earth, man. That fucking property tax shit.
Look, our
That
property
is.
tax in LA is like, I want to say, my mom's paying like quarterly, and it's some thousands quarterly.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
could
saying?
be.
That shit is high. So not only is the insurance is high too, because the same thing, all the companies left California because they don't want to have to deal with all the natural disasters, the fires,
Fires.
the
Yeah.
earthquakes, the mudslides. Like you got damn near everything in California. So yeah, they was bailing out. So it's hard for people to get insurance. And then on top of that, you got the high ass property taxes, especially if you anything, Southern California around LA County or in LA County. Like,
Well, ours is the
nigga, this
insurance
shit is
though,
high
young
as
DJ.
fuck.
So
Yeah,
yeah, but
I
ours is
get
the
you.
insurance. It's not. Yeah. So like the solution for us, most of us people who pay their houses off, they just don't run no insurance. They say fuck it. Because what
Yeah.
they do is they pay their taxes, and then if something happens, then the governor will declare a state of emergency, and then it opens up for you to have the SBA loan. The SBA loan is a government fund, federal fund, where you get to borrow money up to whatever you need to fix your house, and you're gonna pay that with whatever the lowest rate is. So you might pay 2-3%. So you figure out shit, ain't nothing happening here, and I can't remember the last time. So you figure you paying $6,000-7,000 a year for 10 fucking years for nothing, opposed to some shit happening, you borrow 30 grand, you get a whole nother roof most of the time for 30 to 50 grand. Like it just don't make any sense because the prices that they charge for insurance are just crazy. It's insane. It don't make no sense.
Any insurance company that wants to bail because they don't want to have to pay out or the risk of dealing with disasters, companies like that should be banned from ever practicing insurance and shit.
Yeah.
And I think insurance is a scam. Like you should be. The only function of insurance is in case of some shit like that, not for you to be in the game to make profits and shit.
Yeah. Remember the whole fire situation in California when fucking Pacific Palisades and all that shit burned down? Like, months before that, all the insurance companies had leverage. They wasn't insuring shit. So think about a lot of them people, your house burned down, and you think, don't nothing ever happen. Just, you know what I mean? If something happens, then like he just said, I just get this loan, all this shit. But nigga, to rebuild them houses where they at, like it's crazy. A lot of people just had to end up selling their lots. You know what I mean? So that some other rich investor could come in and build the house from scratch. But if you ain't got at least 500,000 to rebuild a whole house, and that's just a regular ass house, and that's just on construction, you know what I mean? Like some of these houses is millions, and then them older houses in Southern California, nigga, they made out of wood. Ain't no brick houses, ain't no concrete, ain't no none of that shit. That shit just might be stucco at the most, but most of that shit is old cheap ass wood, fucking filled with termites and shit. So when that shit catch on
Yeah,
fire, nigga, it's bye bye.
but it's your policy too, young DJ. So like, look, this is the other thing. If you look at your policy, like especially here, it's more prevalent here because everybody know about the hurricanes. Here you have what you call wind damage insurance, which everybody think of when they think of a hurricane. Then you have the flood insurance, right? So if you live in a place where it floods, any water damage you get, if you do not have flood insurance, which is not required in most places, they are not going to pay that policy.
Yeah, they're
Your
not gonna pay
wind
it.
policy won't pay that. And when you have wind insurance, when what's happening is, let's say a hurricane does come and rip your roof off. You can't just pick up the phone and call the insurance. You got to go get a public adjuster, with people who
Yeah.
don't know. You got to go hire somebody. They come fill out the paperwork for you, and they argue with the insurance company for you. They're like your in between lawyer that take a percentage of it to make sure
Yeah.
that you get what you need to get. Because if you individually try to call them people, from the moment you call them, they recording that phone call. They playing little word games with you, trying to get you to say the wrong shit. Like, it's going to be an uphill battle, and at the end of it, they're just going to offer you some lowball ass offer, and you don't know what to do. So you
But
have to go get a public adjuster that is going to be the intermediary in between you to go through the steps of filing the claim, fighting with the insurance company. If that don't work, you go to mediation. If that don't work, you end up eventually getting a lawyer and going to court, which now they're pushing everything to court. Like, I have a simple leak and that shit's going to court. That's like 3 years in the making. And these fools for my roof asking me some shit that happened in my kitchen like 8 years ago. Like, shit don't even make no sense. They just delay, just stupid shit. But you have to go get lawyers and public adjusters because you cannot deal with the insurance company because they just simply just drag shit out. They don't have any intention of ever fucking paying. That's not what they're
but think
trying to
about
do.
but
Gotta
think about
blame
this.
Congress for that stupid ass shit.
But think
We
about
do.
this,
You're right.
think about this, Pittsburgh. And for, like I'm saying, in California, you don't have no option of even having no insurance in some cases because they left or they won't insure California residents at all. So you have
No, they'll insure them.
there's
Yeah,
nobody
they'll
to
insure
No,
even
them.
fight
I
with.
think the state or
They get
something's
insurance.
supposed to step in. Yeah, it should be a state insurance or some shit.
Especially all of,
Don't
like you
have a
said,
lot of
all the big
options.
companies.
But like this, there's places in Florida. Yeah, no. So like that doesn't mean that means you're not gonna get State Farm,
Yeah,
Allstate,
yeah.
Progressive. You're not gonna get those. But you'll get Bubble 5, 1, 2, 3
And
from
what's the point
Illinois.
if they
They'll
not gonna
insure you.
pay and they not gonna pay you? So
They're gonna pay.
it's a
Yeah,
loss
you
for
have to get
loss.
it because well, if you have still have a mortgage, the mortgage company is going to require you to have insurance. Once you pay your mortgage off, you do not have to have insurance at all.
Yeah.
But as long as you have a mortgage, you have to have insurance. So they're going to find you an insurance company. I mean, it'd be some bullshit, but you're going to have some
But
insurance.
but again, we're talking about real life situations. That Palisades fire, a lot of those people they had no insurance, zero, because they couldn't get none. Those houses are old. Those houses are paid off. The house I'm talking about in my family that we do like it's paid off. So it's not no requirement of having insurance and not nobody that's gonna find you no insurance. You really have to be on some you have to really be on a fucking search to fucking find some insurance.
No,
You're
you can get
glad
insurance.
yeah, you
You get
can, but
insurance.
it's not easy and they not close and they not reputable.
No. The other problem is like this is the other thing with houses. If you have a house more than like say 15 years, they're going to require you to have a new roof. They're going to come do an inspection and say, "Hey, you got to replace this roof for us to inspect it." Or they might say, "Hey, you did this. You got." They might have some requirements for you to do some things in order to get insurance. You can get the insurance. Now, are you willing to do the things that they're asking when you have an older house? That's a different thing. But you can definitely get insurance. It might cost you some money before you get to the insurance part because they're all going to do the same thing. They're all going to come at your house and say, "Hey, this house was built in 1995. You got to get a new roof. We ain't never seen this roof be changed." So now you can say, "I'm not going to do that," and that's cool. But you won't be able to get the insurance. That's the game. That's how the
Yeah.
hustle game work with the house insurance. It's fucked up.
I
And like Red said, like they got all these restrictions on that shit.
I even seen I
I'm gonna go
remember
for like 10 more minutes, y'all.
yeah. Now I'm gonna say I even remember recently in the interview, I forgot who Vlad was interviewing, but he was interviewing somebody and he was like during those fires, he was worried because he couldn't get no insurance on a he had just bought at Calabasas. So like, even rich people was going through that shit to where they couldn't
Now you
find
get
no insurance
insurance.
or it
They
was
just don't want
hard.
to. Yeah, they don't want to. They didn't want to do the thing. They could get insurance. They didn't want to do the things that the insurance company wanted them to do. So they're telling the half truth. Like you can get insurance. There's not. I don't believe there's a place. I could be wrong, but I don't believe there's a place in the United States of America where you purchase a
Tell you.
home and they don't let you get insurance because if that was the case, guess what? The mortgage company would not give you a doggone mortgage because they want to make sure that that asset is protected in
Yeah,
case something happens.
yeah,
So
but these
they're
people
gonna make an requirement.
we talk about people that already had these homes for years and
Yeah,
years already. Not no
it's, if
new
they got
ones,
a
but
mortgage,
these
they can get insurance. If they
I
don't,
hear
they
you.
have to do some things to get it.
I
Something
just know
else.
California was different. I just know that all them companies was leaving, and they left a lot of people just holding the bag, and they still fucked up to this day from it. Like I said, they had to sell those plots because they ain't got the money to rebuild no house, and the insurance wasn't. They didn't have none at the
Yeah.
time. You know what I mean? Some people. That's why people dying. You in California when he's fired and shit, you see him outside with a water hose. If I had insurance, I'm like, nigga, fuck that. I'm not gonna stand out here and risk my life in a fucking water hose. They doing that because they ain't got no insurance, or if insurance they gonna pay, they gonna come back to nothing. And that's what a lot of people came back to. And a lot of people, they feel like, or it's true that they net worth are tied up in their house. So they lose their house, nigga, they ain't got nothing. They got no collateral, no nothing.
Yeah, but that's most people. But hey, I ain't gonna be out here long too much longer. Since Red's got to get up. That's most people with the house. Cause look, this is the most important part about the house. Most people they're not gonna open no businesses. They're not gonna do no
They should.
hellified investments. But what
Should.
they're gonna have at the end of it, most people, grandma and them, they got a house and they fight. They're gonna sell their house. That's gonna be the biggest asset that the majority of people have. Like all those other things are great, but the majority of people don't do them. I just think people need to do further more research because the problem is that they see these TikTok clips and they don't actually do any research because there's a way that you can move around without getting yourself caught up. You just actually have to spend some time actually learning some shit and figuring it out. And it might too get to a point where it could or could not make sense for you to do certain things. You just got to thoroughly vet these things out. And especially with AI, it makes stuff a lot easier to push you in the right direction where you can get in
Facts.
contact with people and get people phone numbers. So people just got to stop relying on it. And this, I'll say this in closing: people got to stop being like where they get this one special person that they got to hook up. You don't need no fucking hookup no more. That's dumb. You don't need that shit. You don't need no financial guy. If you want to invest some money, take your ass to a reputable place. Charles Schwab, Goldman Sachs, Merrill Lynch, you name it. One of them fucking places, take your ass down there and go sit with them people and let them do it. Stop listening to internet motherfuckers. You want to go buy some houses. They got places and things that you can go sit your ass down with these big reputable places and go talk to some people. Stop fucking falling for bullshit and marketing. Appreciate you, Reg, man. We kind of aired a few things. We went all over the place as usual, man. Look forward to the next show. Young DJ, Reg, talk to y'all another one. Hey, everybody have a great morning.
Yes, sir.
Mhm. Yeah.
Oh, go ahead. You can
Shit.
close
I
out, DJ.
believe that, you know what I mean? Uh, a house that you live in is most likely not going to be your greatest investment, and it shouldn't be. Not the house that you live in or a fucking life insurance policy. Those shouldn't be investments. Those are they assets? Yes, but those aren't shouldn't be the things you look at to make money. You know what I'm saying? Like we black people need to get more into buying businesses and creating things, having our own industry that we could fucking shut down or you know what I mean? When people motherfucking piss us off, we need something to leverage. Everybody went into this era of every black person need to have a house, so that shit ain't gonna get us nowhere because it costs you. You know what I'm saying? You better off shit buying a hotel. But I agree with damn near everything Pittsburgh T said. You know what I'm saying? These dudes online with the sweet talking motherfuckers out there money, man, just be aware of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Reg always preach that shit too. Just go around giving money to motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody's trying to sell you something. So just be smart. This shit is too easy. But I do believe that everybody, especially every man, you need some investment. You need some type of residual income, some sit on your ass money, some mailbox money, because you never know. These jobs don't give a fuck about you either. So you need something coming through the door just in case, that job gives us some bullshit. You need some type of alternate income that, you could depend on. So, you know what I'm saying? As always, I appreciate these panels, man. And salute to Red, salute to everybody in the chat, everybody in the comments, and everybody that was in the panel, man. I'm out.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, folks. I'll see y'all in this mug. Probably in a few hours. I'm gonna do music on my backup show. So I'll go live over here to announce that shit. Then I'll go over to the backup channel to let people know the time that I'm gonna do the music. So I'm gonna try to do a bunch of different genres, jazz, R&B, rap, like segmented by the hours, not to mix it and cross and intertwine. I'll probably be on here probably later on in the day. I got some people coming to fix some shit at the house, so probably around maybe in the next 10 hours or some shit. I'll give me a few hours of sleep. But yeah, but most definitely I'm be on here to do some music early through the day, and then later on we're gonna do the West Coast Wednesday show with my cousin Deuce Time. And anybody else who jump on the panel. But I'll catch you guys. Peace.